walk in the room and I know they all know. And if they don't know, put on a little show. Leave someone close, cold, dead in the snow. Ice cold like a brain freeze when you say, whoa. When you well as this green, you always gotta go. Keep your mind real clean, keep your pockets out the blow. Give a bro a check, pay, rolling out the dough. Everyone I'm with, head down, move slow, huh? Fat cap, watch his weight. All I do is call up, now I hold a fast stick. Big stage getting me a house on a lake. All you guys big fakes, don't make no mistakes. This ain't all I do. Fuck all the critics, there's mother one from man. Check these analytics, there's money's got me turning my back on the missus. Got a high pH, cause I'm super essay. What does pH mean? Being sad, constantly change where I'm spending all my weekends at. Every day used to where I happen to be sleeping at. Moving so much, been up and down the east and back. No time to chat, gotta keep it moving fast. Flying first class, whole team top brass. Money in the stash, couple bags full of cash. Thinking about the past, broken other glass. Really kidding yourself, you think you give a fuck, well. Kidding yourself, you think I give a fuck up. 4X trader with no clear major. They call him the savior like born in a manger. Hit me on my page, I get back to you later. Hand cannon pockmarked, face full of craters. Well, time to pack up and leave. The bond in Atlanta like a handful of seeds. Got guys on the corner like, man, what you need is all well to me. Don't give a damn about green. He's got a big nose, kike though, like a synagogue. When I write the late night shows, Goldberg, Bernstein, listen here, show mode, get your thing. I think it's time for you to go home. Sorry. Run against the plan, sick of the headlines on the papers at the stands. Extra, it's all a big scam. Publish it, nice to make a couple $100 grand. What's a man to do in a world like this? Live my whole life to get burned to a crisp. They open their mouth to regurgitate shit with some coins on my fist and 45 on my head. What's a man to do in a world like this? Live my whole life to get burned to a crisp. Open their mouth to regurgitate shit with some coins on my fist and 45 on my head. Think I give a shit? You're kidding yourself if you think you give a fuck, huh? Really kidding yourself if you think you give a fuck, bro. Yeah. If it's possible.
Bruh. There we go. Because I used the other mic the last time. Boblex? Oh my god, they got the whole stream archived. Okay.
Gotta see if the stream works. See if the stream works. It does. Alright, I'll be
Oh, he's
so
streaming on
surprised
Twitch.
if anyone ends up coming to the stream because I'm not promoting it anywhere.
Why not? Why not, Bobby? Why not, Bobby? Why is he running? Why is he? Didn't he made fun of Tipster for the longest time for like Tipster doing the same shit, like fleeing to Twitch and whatnot, and like not announcing his shit. Well, I mean, to be fair, he probably announced it in his Discord, but I mean, like, why not? This is so fucking pathetic. Tipster cooked Boblack's ass yesterday. I saw his I watched his thing, his like segment where he said like, "Yeah, Boblax, your parents are disappointed in you." I'm like, damn, dude.
And I think the last time I streamed here was like a couple months ago, but hopefully we can change that. Why does it say the session's 0 minutes though? The fuck?
Warhammer.
It's not. I've been streaming.
Apparently he talks.
Oh, there we go.
Or no, it's like towards the end. Does he start showing videos and shit?
In case anyone comes in.
Yeah, towards the end, he starts like hate watching himself, like or some shit. Like he's watching like he tried to turn it into a bully stream. I already kind of seen some of this, but he tried to turn it to a fucking bully stream. I'm like, why? like, and I think someone in his chat doesn't know who the fuck he is or doesn't know his past. So he's like sitting there like well poisoning to them. It's like, yeah, this community fucked me over for bullshit reasons or whatever, dude. Actually said that to him. No, he admitted it. No, it's funny because the lore behind that is that Boblex was like streaming Pikmin or some shit. And he had heard that Aiden had leaked something about him, and really it was just like the status of like his house. Like he was in a dispute with his parents over the house or some shit. And Boblex had thought that Aiden leaked something else, so he just straight up admits that his parents were disappointed in him. Aiden didn't leak that. Aiden didn't leak that. So he just said it of his own volition, like, oh, maybe you should watch what people are saying about you, Boblex, because otherwise that wouldn't have happened. Maybe.
I'm so curious how many people will just like pop it.
Or option 2 is just not care. Option 2 is not care and not let this fucking shit get to you. But of course, this guy is fucking delicate and fucking thin-skinned as fuck.
And just from the Twitch.
What a dumbass.
We'll see,
it's so stupid.
All right.
Oh my god, I forgot to show the game.
I need to collect the stars that I have placed in my little Mario 64 ROM hack. Obviously, this is
Am I gonna watch this whole fucking thing? I don't know, dude.
the big ROM hack or anything like that. Just little stuff has changed. Like this peaceful black bomb here at the beginning.
Whoa.
They can just choose to kill if you want. I mean, choice is an option. Choice is an option.
Okay.
Dude, that sounds good even though it makes no sense. Choice is an option. Okay, we need the red coin.
Is he fucking high?
So yeah, in every level I've pretty much moved the red coins, but some spots I've kept the same because they're just too iconic.
Oh, this is his ROM hack. Oh, this looks boring as fuck. He didn't even change the textures?
And I didn't want this game to be like, or this ROM hack to be like too much of a change from the original game. Just like, you know, my own personalized version of Mario 64 type beat, you know, with slightly different textures as you can see with the Goombas.
Oh,
some other things you may have noticed. Oh no, the cannon guy
sounds loaded up on mood stabilizers, probably.
Moved him up here. Also, just moving things around makes me like utilize different parts of the level that were already there in original Mario 64, but just kind of useless. Like there'd be like random like invisibility caps or metal caps in random places.
Why?
That didn't really make sense or have a huge use for them. Whereas, you know, I feel like I've repurposed them a bit in some of the levels.
He's got
But
that
not in
Catholic
this one, 'cause
affection.
There's not that many
No, no, no.
useless power-ups here. I mean, there's only the winged one, and you kind of need it, right? So, well, not kind of, you definitely do.
My mic a little bit.
I think I've unlocked, yeah, I have
Okay,
unlocked
if
the
he
wing
just
cap.
talks about fucking Mario for 99% of it, let me skip around a little bit.
Placements, just because
He's still talking
I'll
about
show you a
Mario.
bit how it works if I go into editing, but today I mostly just want to play because I've done most of the editing. I just need to get stars to catch up to play the levels that I want to edit.
Affection.
Because I actually did increase the star count or the star requirement to get
You mean
to different
afflection,
points in the
afflection.
or in the Peach's Castle.
Oh, I thought that was coming from Bob, like someone in the background.
To be different. So you get all like being a red coin, for example. You know, this isn't a place where you can get to it. See,
Dude, please talk about something else, man.
star. So, it's a nice different change of pace.
Holy fuck, do people give a shit? Come on, talk about Nick or something, dude. His parents are arguing probably.
And I'm testing out this.
Did he change anything other than, like, I don't know, he put like coins in different places? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, you call this a fucking ROM hack? Oh, he actually shows it. Wait, what the fuck? What the hell is this?
Up here, am I just like shit? I think I might end the stream soon because I feel like this is not the most interesting thing to
No fucking shit, dude.
watch. As I
Oh my god, what is
anticipated
Bob
it
Likes
might
doing?
be
He's showing
more
off his like
interesting.
ROM hack or whatever the fuck.
To
What
me,
the hell was that? Dude, you saw that?
It might be more interesting.
Does he show it on the screen for longer?
Just
Dude,
me-
no, it flashes on the fucking screen.
As I anticipated, it might be more interesting.
What the fuck was that? What? Is this Fortnite character? What the fuck is that? What the hell is this?
Just me, just kind of.
Okay. Okay, no, it shows up on the screen again.
I don't know. Just doing this, but saying.
Yeah,
my
he made his
thoughts
own
out
ROM
loud.
hack, but
Doesn't
he
seem
didn't. He didn't do anything other than like slightly change the Goomba textures and like fucking coin placement. Like, okay.
People are super interested, but
I think it's League. Oh, okay,
edit this.
probably that makes more sense. I need to fix my
I'll just
table.
leave the game on the background so we have music at least. This. I'll just.
Okay. Oh my fucking god, dude. I don't think this. I don't think this is very interesting. So I might end stream
I
soon.
don't know what
Like,
exactly
dude.
that pretty good. You know.
Nobody wants to watch anybody make a fucking ROM hack. Nobody wants to watch that. Literally nobody. I thought a squirrel grow for a second. I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at for a second.
So maybe
Holy fuck, no, he doesn't really talk. When he's gonna start showing up. Okay, this is when he starts showing his fucking channel and shit.
it's okay. What were you saying, dude? 2-minute ads unskippable on Twitch. That's crazy, dude. Thanks for trooping through that. Just to
Well, maybe don't stream on Twitch and stream on YouTube, coward.
hear or continue the conversation. But yeah, usually I stream on this YouTube channel.
Oh
I
my
haven't
god,
streamed
dude!
for
It's
the
so innocent. This fucking random Twitch streamer doesn't fucking know,
months I'm
or
trying
not Twitch
to
streamers.
like
Twitch
get back
streamer.
into it, and I don't. My main demographic isn't on Twitch, so and I'm kind of already like editing this Mario 64 ROM hack, so I'm like, might as well stream it, kind of like, you know, test the get me used to like get my brain, I guess, used to like talking to a YouTube audience again because
Yeah?
it's been a while, but
It's almost been a whole fucking year. Because his crash out really started in September. It's basically been an entire fucking year. And this guy is just like, just now you're deciding to talk to your YouTube audience. Now you're just now gearing back up to go back to streaming. Really?
I realize that I'm so focused on like doing all these little tweaks and making this that it just ends up kind of being boring. I've done a
What?
similar thing where I've tried to live stream me editing YouTube videos, and the same thing.
Dude, why the fuck would anybody do, what is he fucking doing? Play like, I don't know, play a game or something.
Happens. Also, like, because I feel like I take too long on things. I'm like too perfectionist or whatever.
Oh, Bull Black's the perfectionist, well
at least
known,
to
yeah.
a point where like it isn't conducive to a good viewer experience.
Dude, he's been doing YouTube for like what, like 14 fucking years? Like, figure your shit out, man. I've only been doing YouTube for like fucking like a year and a half at this point, or like, no, it's been like, no, well over a year. It's been like 2 years basically now. I would say consistently for a year, but technically 2 years. Dude, figure your fucking shit out.
With all like the little like tweaks I do, like with editing, like I'll repeat like the same like fucking 30 seconds of audio or whatever to get the perfect like placing or like whatever, like millions of times. But you know, a bunch of editors know about that struggle. But yeah, this is the YouTube channel that I usually stream on. Another dude, I can't even have a conversation, bro.
Dude, just fucking
Is
stream
there,
on
like,
YouTube,
an aggressive
dumbass.
ad setting that I have turned on?
Give internet versus like 2 years. It'll lap Bow Blacks. It's already technically lapped Bow Blacks.
Yeah, is there like...
Lap Bow Blacks before versus can, man. Technically versus has already lapped because like their
Let's see if
views
I'm,
are like
accidentally
they're
bombarded.
posting more consistently at least.
How many minutes of ads do you want to run per hour? 6 minutes is recommended.
Bow Blacks defeated themselves. He
Yeah,
defeated
what the
himself
fuck?
because he just
Wait.
doesn't upload because he's a
Let's see if I
fucking
can
lazy
download
shithead
that.
and he doesn't. And he's like, he sits there and acts like, oh my god, everyone's like disliking my videos. Nobody's watching my stuff because they're not whatchamacallit, because I don't know, they're Nick fans or something like that. People are very mean to me. No, you just don't upload. You just don't upload. He still doesn't get it that people do not give a shit about him. He doesn't get it. It's like, dude, you're an archive channel. You're a fucking archive channel, okay? If you just uploaded your
lower
fucking
the ad
content, even though you're a fucking spurg, people would still fucking
you got a
watch it,
7-minute
okay?
ad,
Because
yeah.
videos like that are genuinely fucking useful to people, okay? Like, nobody gives a
That's
fuck about your
insane.
opinion. He still does
like,
not get it. He still doesn't
Does
understand.
Twitch want people to have viewer attention? That's actually nuts. Bro, it's like ad block is a requirement for Twitch.
Even
That
alive at
views
this
more than
point?
I thought, but the chat's pretty inactive,
Probably
so
mooching
my
off of
conclusion
somebody.
is that this
Because it
is
sounds like he doesn't
boring
even
AF.
have like a regular job. Like he's like editing for people apparently. Maybe
Yeah,
OF
yeah, I
wouldn't
don't-
work
I
after
don't
all.
know.
Dude, maybe, dude. Who fucking knows?
Dude, the Twitch experience is just having a chatter come in and say they can't watch because there's too many ads.
Well, thank you.
Bro.
Cool
And
input.
Twitch takes like 1,000,000% too. I didn't realize Twitch was this bad because people still.
Well,
open
maybe
the
don't
news
stream
a
on it
lot.
then, dude.
So I thought it was like decent, but this sounds ridiculous. Four minutes left. Dude, I kind of want to wait the 4 minutes because he's waiting the 4 minutes. Like the reek.
I don't even know what I fucking did.
But
Is he
I'm-
live
I
right
don't
now?
wanna
Is this a
stream
VOD? It's a
anymore.
VOD.
It's like, what the fuck, bro? I want to chill with the reek, bro.
He always sounds so fucking lucidated, dude.
All right, whatever. I'm not gonna wait 4 minutes. So I'm just gonna write someone. But he's counting down, bro. He's literally counting down. Look at this. 4 minutes left. Come on, dude. 3 minutes left. And then 3 minutes left. Maybe I can hook up my Switch too and just play some UFO 15 chill.
Dude, this is so fucking boring, man.
That's
I thought
awkward,
it was
but I
gonna
have a
be
stream
actually
bot
like.
where I talk about
What
ending
the
in an
fuck
hour
is
and it ends up being 5 hours long. I think that's happened to me before. Maybe this will be.
He's
one of
on
those times, I
something,
don't know.
dude. He's high or
Bro.
some shit. Like, oh my god, this is so fucking boring. Holy
I
shit.
didn't get a good sleep, honestly.
Skipping ahead. Well, Tippa.
So that's why I haven't like been streaming for a while. That's part of the reason why.
Wait, this is his feed.
Um,
Is he watching Tipster? Is that Tipster right there?
since
No,
like
it's not.
2011.
Okay.
This is my original channel, and I still have videos that are like my oldest available video is me making a Mario 64 ROM hack. That's kind of why I wanted to kind of make a simple Mario 64 ROM hack, just because I did in the past, and I recently found the ROM file for it and I was looking around and I'm like, I could do kind of like a better
The side
job.
changer, that
This
guy
called
that Billy Mitchell
Waluigi
Grape has a new
64.
video on the Battlefield 6
It's like
person.
13
Yeah, I heard.
years old, and I have footage of it. Let me see. So I made this like Waluigi model. Dude, the fucking old recording footage. Yeah, so what I did is I put
This is how his career
red
ended.
points on the map.
And
I
it's not even because of the drama. It's like he just refuses to make content. He refuses to actually put something out there, right? He's so fucking arrogant. He think what the fuck? Okay. He thinks people actually give a shit about his fucking opinion about shit, right? Like he's deluded himself into thinking he's like a e-celebrity by like just archiving fucking other more important people's tweets. Like it's pathetic. Bitch! I swear to God, dude. Leave me the fuck alone, man.
actually redid this in my new hack. Where I put all of the red coins for Hazy Maze Cave like behind where the arrows
Could it be in the
point on all
drama?
of
Yeah,
the
literally
maps.
just by streaming and uploading. Yes.
And I redid that here. But yeah, 2013. I made a little guide to where all the map coins were. I never even finished it. This was like for a demo of it or whatever. The Waluigi model looked cool. I completely forgot how I added that though. Why is the third of the screen black? 'Cause I'm just cropping stuff because I don't want to like accidentally show stuff on my desktop.
Yeah. What's on your desktop,
There's
Boblax?
that on my desktop, but there's sometimes,
What's on your Boblax?
because
What's on your fucking desktop, dude?
people who like are trying to hate on me or whatever.
Yeah. It's people trying to hate on you. Dude.
I've shown like stuff on my
Yeah?
desktop in the past that like, you know.
Oh,
shows,
that's interesting. He accidentally shows shit on his desktop. I thought it was like people dug into his people like, I don't know, they super stalked him or something like that to find his OnlyFans. I thought that's what happened. Oh, okay, so you accidentally showed something on your fucking screen? That's very interesting how the narrative conveniently changes whenever you're talking about certain topics.
like enough information, like it's named something weird or whatever, that people look into it and then like find personal info of me and stuff. So I'm just like very
Personal info, you posted, the OnlyFans was public.
very cautious of that.
You
I
advertised
showed
it on
an
Reddit.
email, like of an alternative email
Yeah.
account. And
You
it
you
leaked, like,
advertised the
private
OnlyFans
details
shit
about
on
me
Reddit.
that,
Dumbass.
I wasn't
Retard.
meant-
Holy
wasn't meant
shit,
to be
dude.
public, and
Oh my
people,
god.
Have used that to like
Personal
embarrass me or, like,
private
go
shit
after
that I
me or
posted
whatever.
publicly online. Like,
I just
okay.
don't want to deal with that type of stuff. So I'm just very cautious about what I show on screen.
Now
Also,
he's
I mean,
cautious.
you see here, I've been doing YouTube for 13 years or like longer. I actually
All he
started
has to do is not respond.
2011. This is a 2012 video.
To be honest, if that what we just saw was him not responding, I don't know, dude. I don't know if he can make it. This shit was so fucking boring. Bitch. Okay. Okay. Fuck. God damn it.
So I don't know. I've had people fuck with me throughout like the decade. I just don't want to like.
Oh, I've had people fuck with me throughout the decade. Like you didn't have your fair share of fucking with people, Mr. Tipster Bully Stream guy. Come on. Like I hate this. It's so fucking annoying because, dude, some of the fucking Tipster streams were fucking funny. I will always say that. I will. If Tipster's in chat, I will say that some of the Bully streams were fucking funny. Okay, but the fact that he's trying to sit there and act like, oh, Whittle Bow Blacks just had people fuck with him and he never asked for it, and it's just the entire internet is just really mean and cruel to him. Fuck off, dude. You were a malicious fucking piece of shit to people, and that's fucking fine, but fucking own it. Don't act like you weren't fucking doing your fair share of fucking with people. Okay, you totally were asking for it, dude. Holy shit. You cannot. He has to lie. He continues to lie about shit.
That's why there's
He's such a hypocrite. Yeah, that's the part that I can't fucking respect at all.
But
If he just owned it, then it's like, okay, well, I mean, yeah, he owns it. Okay, whatever.
Okay,
But then if he owns it, he has no right to complain because it's just like it makes the hypocrisy very obvious.
what did I change in the Dark World? Oh, I actually redid this too. Put a red coin there, dude.
Fuck, it does that.
Yeah, see, like, so let me show you. Where is? Do you think you're paranoid? Probably.
Yeah, probably. Okay.
But I gained that paranoia from like actual real life lived experience. So
What?
I don't
It's
know.
from
But
real
I
life?
really am trying to be like less paranoid, but yeah,
Let's
I've
have his
literally
cake,
been
yeah,
screwed
literally.
over so many times from stuff that I didn't think was a big deal. So now I'm like paranoid about everything being a big deal, unfortunately.
Dude, come on. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. I didn't think it was a big deal. Like I don't even know what he's talking about. I don't even know what he's talking about right now cuz he downplayed like so much fucking shit over the course of his drama. Like I don't even know what he's thinking in his head right now. What is he referring to? Like
But I'm sure I'll get over it. Okay.
oh, the OnlyFans shit? Dude, it's not a big fucking deal. It's just fucking ironic. It's ironic. Mr. Tipster's fat and pansexual and gross and disgusting. And meanwhile, he's like literally like a cross-dressing fucking AGP fucking like homunculus. Like, dude.
Yeah, so in Hazy Maze Cave, I did the same thing with the red coins. 35
Okay, cool.
red coins. Yeah, so I put one like right behind here.
Dude, it's
And
so
right behind there and
fucking
stuff.
boring. Oh my god, dude.
This one I think is clever. This is the only one that isn't on a map.
Surely he's got to talk about something different, dude.
But I made this one stick out more so you can actually see it. And then there's also a sign here that reads like, oh, there's money here. And then the mission is called
It
Arrows
looked like
Pointing
Tips of the
to 8
Boblax,
red
yeah.
coins. So I feel like that's enough tell where it's not like super cryptic.
Like
It's
Harry
kinda
and
like
Fem
like,
just
oh my God,
don't
like
mix,
fucking
like at all,
coin
like
miner
at
walls,
all.
kinda
I don't know
like
what
raw
the
math
fuck
or, like,
happens in your brain.
animated or whatever.
There is something genuinely fucking like, I don't know. I feel like there's something wrong with your head if you're associating Harry with Fem. It just fucking like, it obviously like, it contradicts. It's contradicting. I don't know why you would think that's like aesthetically appealing or like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand the drag queen shit at all.
I don't know. I think it's kind of clever. And also, when you think of stuff like, dude, there are some weird ass stars in Mario 64. Like, think about Wet Dry World, the secret like spots or whatever. Like that is definitely one of the weirdest, like least intuitive stars ever. This
Well, it's almost like you made
modding again. Dude, the stream was originally called Mario 64 fucking modding, so I figured you came in here kind of interested, at least a little bit in this, like talking about Mario 64. Like this star, you know, the star Mario 64, the fucking hidden secret triggers or whatever. We have to go around and like find these weird cryptic spots. Anyway. I just at least you're talking to stop comment, dude. You're such a harsh critic. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Damn, I really should have had like a backup plan.
Yeah, like
there's, like,
go back to
some
egglogging
ROM hacks
tipster,
that
like
might
you're
be
gonna
fun.
do,
Do you
and literally
play
in this
Pikmin?
stream.
Have you played
Like,
Pikmin?
it's just, it feels so it feels like so pathetic, like because it's just like he's down and out, and he's trying so hard, desperately to cling on to what he had before, which is like everyone was like making fun of Tipster and shit. Because Tipster was doing crusty fucking weird shit. Like, I'm not gonna fucking lie. I saw that fucking I saw that tweet that Voblax made. It's like, oh, remember when Tipster did and he showed like the fucking Catboy Ranch shit, and it's like, okay, some of these messages are like really crusty, man. Like, Jesus Christ. But it's like that pales in comparison to the fucking Manchi shit. Like for everything that I remember, every crusty fucking thing that I remember Tipster doing, the Manchi shit is just like easily just, it's like, it's way worse. It's way worse. Voblax the bearded lady, dude. I
My
just
whole
don't find
username
it
is based
appealing.
off
Hold on.
of
I need to bring my laptop.
If you didn't know. There's a new version of Dolphin.
Dude, I don't like how there's nothing going on. I'm forced to watch Voblax.
I love the
That's
sounds
my
and
wall.
colors of Pikmin. I do too. I do too. What? Okay.
No! Oh, god damn it. He apologized to Tipster and
That
DMs,
looks
but still
like a
wants to
Microsoft picture.
make his nut
Usually
off the
whenever
guy.
they prompt me to do that, it's
Yeah, he's
probably
two-faced
for
as
the
fuck.
Dolphin,
100%.
so.
Like, after all the shit he talked,
yeah,
after
Pikmin's my
all
favorite
the
game.
fucking shit
Dude,
this guy
okay,
talked about
There's
Tipster.
this website I actually want to talk about. It's
Insane.
called backtologged.com.
He types in
and
back and then like backshots.com
you
shows
can, like,
up or something.
Great games
imagine?
on here. And there's like pretty much every game under the sun that's ever existed, even like ROM hacks and shit. So I actually like.
Wow, yeah, put the ROM hack website on
made a
blast so
list of,
fucking
like, my
Nintendo
favorite
assassins
games
can
'cause I
get rid
really
of it.
wanted
Thank
to,
you,
like, narrow
Boblax.
down, like, what are my
Dumbass.
favorite games? Blue
Oh my
Sky,
god, I'm stuck!
yeah. Dude, Twitter, I love Twitter, and I still primarily use Twitter, but like.
Oh, really? You should
The way
make
it's run
content
and the
off of it.
features and everything, dude. Blue
That's,
Sky, like,
that's cool. You like
ideally,
it so
if
much, why not
everyone
make
could just
content off of
move
it?
From Twitter to Blue Sky, it would be better, but Twitter's just such a, like, you know, it's been around for so long and so ingrained. But I think the website like works better and is more functional over on Blue Sky. I kind of do.
Browser history is probably
prefer them
always
that
worse
way.
than that, yeah.
But yeah, these are my favorite games, dude, of all time. Top 50. And I put UFO 50 as number 50, but I don't really think it's number 50. I think it'd be higher. Like some of the placements can become interchangeable once you get to 50, but yeah, I feel like there's so many, like, dude.
This is
Phantom
what he's been
Hourglass
doing instead of Twitter versus.
is
Yup,
so
apparently
underrated.
editing a
I don't know
fucking
if I'm, like, just
14-year-old
super
ROM
biased
hack
towards it because of
on
nostalgia.
Twitch.
But, like, I
Because
think it is
that's
such a
so
good
fucking
game.
entertaining.
There's so many downfalls.
Like, I
and
think it's
research
fun
and
to edit
YouTube
videos, but I
right
don't think
now.
anybody would want to watch me edit videos. That sounds so fucking boring.
But you know, I've apologized for what I can. I didn't really do anything like too horrible. It's more like just be cringe or be like.
No,
I guess a bad
you
person
maliciously
who
lied about
lies
people.
and
You,
views a certain
you maliciously
way or
lied to
whatever.
Nick and stuff like that.
Um,
You tried to essentially
my side of the
emotionally
story, like,
extort
super
$2,000
publicly
fucking dollars
online
from
in,
him.
like a big video or anything like that, outside of like some tweets and statements, just apologizing for certain aspects, because it's like the type of videos and content that is made on me. It's by people and for an audience that don't want me to like apologize and to move on and like, you know, whatever.
You keep responding,
of
like
people who
you
just
keep
want
doing
to
shit
keep
like this,
finding
giving
little
people
bad
content
things
to
about me to,
react
like,
to,
milk it as much as I
dumbass.
can,
Okay,
right?
nobody gives a fucking shit if you leave or if you stay or go. No one fucking cares. Like, oh my god, how does he not get it?
Like, some videos about me are like 12
He's such a victim,
hours
Andy,
long,
dude. Oh
and
my
it's
god,
like,
bro, just play a ROM hack or something.
what?
I don't even know. Like,
But yeah, if
I
you,
think
like,
it would be
watch the
more
videos and actually
entertaining.
see the-
I think it would be more entertaining to have him just continually fucking respond over and over and over again and continue like digging his heels and lying and shit like that. Because I mean, that's more fucking entertaining than than watching this dude fucking edit ROMs. I would say whatever you're doing, Bull Blacks, you know, trying to go back to tips or bullying, just fucking commit to it. Fucking commit to it, dude. Fuck it. Fuck it. Why not? Why not? Why not? You clearly aren't gonna fucking change. You clearly aren't going to like admit that you fucking lied and fucked up, and you just get. Well, to be fair, he did admit that he lied and fucked up, but then he walked it back and pretended like he never fucking conceded the point. He never conceded at all, and that people are just fucking with him for no fucking reason, despite him flip-flopping back and forth on fucking all the shit that he's fucked up on. Oh my god, dude! I just want to unpause.
Points like. And know the full concept. I don't know. I know because I guess it's because of me. I'm biased, but yeah, it would be all arguing just like little things. Like actually, it wasn't as I didn't do this, but I did this, or like little.
Go into
adjustments
specifics. Let the chatter know. It
to
sounds like
they're
you're leaving
saying.
out the
I don't
context.
know.
What
It
did
would
you
just
lie
get
about?
into like a big mess of like. I don't believe you, or I think you're lying, because a huge.
You admitted to lying, you stupid fuck.
Oh, you're a liar.
You admitted to it on the
lie all
Augie
time.
stream.
Sounds
You
like
admitted to
whatever I say.
lying.
People think
Oh
I'm
my
lying.
god, dude. This fucking guy. See, he just
I think
he
that
doesn't live in
misunderstanding
reality.
comes
He lives in whatever fucking bubble he has
um,
constructed for himself.
Me just explaining something in a way that doesn't make sense to someone, or
Wow, it's almost
me
like
thinking
it's
someone
almost
means
like it's not
something
the
and
truth.
explaining
That's
it
why
in
it
a
doesn't make
way
any
that
fucking sense.
isn't what they actually mean. I don't know. People have been fucking making videos on me for like a fucking year plus.
It's why
and
he's
I
going back
already,
to
like,
Nick's
do
channel.
kinda forget,
Dude, you
like,
fucking see-
half of the fucking points. But yeah, like you'll see, like for example, with this creator,
With this creator.
you go to Bo Black, since like
Who is this guy?
12-hour video. Like really?
It's
You go to, like, any
it's a
part in it, it's
compilation of
just,
all
like-
the fucking content that he's made over you over the course of the year.
Yep.
Like he says that like like it's like a high effort post like or some shit.
He will make a Twitter versus militia like at you specifically. Even if
Careful,
it's
don't play all of it. This chatter might fucking realize you're full of shit.
He will make a video like this specifically to fuck somebody.
3 years ago, but I asked. So it's just like like 12 hours.
Hold on, what was actually being played? Because I think it sounded like there was a clip of Nick like calling him out for like lying about some shit. So it's like, you can only imagine what's going on through this fucking chatter's head. It's like, wait, hold on. It sounds like you kind of did lie about something. It kind of sounds like you did lie, motherfucker. What are you trying to hide? Shit. This is not a game to be playing. If I want to pause so fucking much. Oh my god. Give me the fuck. Holy shit. What was Nick saying?
Student, like let him slither away from this. He
This creator. We go to Bo Black.
People
so
made
it's
fun
like
of me for a year.
12-hour video.
Made
like
fun of
really.
people for a decade, literally. He was in a community
You go
that
to,
made
like,
fun of
any
and
part
mocked
in it,
people.
It's just like.
He told me crazy shit about fucking Tom.
Yep. No.
And I was
He
like,
told
This
me
was
crazy
in the
shit
works.
about
Don't
Tom.
Even, don't
Okay.
even like let him slither away from this. He does this. He did this to Tommy. He will make a Twitter versus militia like at you specifically, even if
Yeah?
it's something that won't get him views necessarily, or seems like it's weird.
Wow,
He
it
will
sounds like
make
you're a
video like
malicious
this specifically
shithead.
to
Wow,
fuck
it's almost like you fucking deserve
But
like
I,
what you got.
asked-
Crazy.
So it's just like like 12 hours of people just playing Fortnite and like nitpicking like little things like, oh, he'll make a video on someone he doesn't
Did
like.
Nick ever unblock you? No. Nick doesn't
and-
unblock people.
talk bad about them. Yeah.
I don't even know. It's crazy. He blocked me on Twitter, and I think he blocked me on Twitter over because I used to be like a Keffels person, right? So like understandable. I was probably saying some annoying retarded shit, and he fucking blocked me because I was being a smartass. But then I get banned. I get banned on that account because I tell someone to kill themselves. And that was before Elon owned Twitter, I'm pretty sure. No, it was after. I can't remember. No, it was before. I don't know. I got banned for some reason, so I made a new fucking account. And then I became anti-Keffels, and I started realizing, okay, you know, the commentary bros are like really right about this whole fucking crowd of people. And then he blocks me again on my alt account. And then I get fucking hidden on his fucking channel. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Holy shit, dude. Oh my God. And it was like, it's been like that for like 2 years now. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like on a blacklist or some shit. Jesus.
If I don't like someone, I might
you're
make a
blocked by
video
him?
talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
them. I'm a drama channel. What are they talking about? Like, I don't know. Like, all these criticisms, like, whenever I try and listen to any of these criticisms, it just seems like...
But you don't watch it. But you just said you don't watch content on you. So how would you know what the criticisms are?
They're just finding reasons, like, really stretching to find reasons to hate.
Like what? Like how? That's what
you
the chatter's
know,
asking.
These people have a big enough audience that they'll just kind of spread and keep perpetuating. And I guess the way to get out of it is just to like keep uploading, but like
You guess why don't you try that? Well, hold on. It's a bit too late to do that now. Why didn't you try that?
I don't know, dude. I've been doing YouTube for 13 years. I kind of just don't want to deal with this type of shit. Tom.
So, dude, and it's just and he's deliberately leaving out the part where he's like he did like a fucking year plus long of tips for fucking bully streams and shit like that, doing essentially what everyone else is doing on him onto Tipster. Like, dude, except arguably worse because people only give Boblax attention when he's saying shit, when he's talking shit, right? When he's talking about these things. Because keep in mind, nobody was watching this fucking stream. He's the one who brought this up. He's the one who decided to like continue fucking lying about shit, right? Then just make content. Yeah, like what the fuck is he doing, dude? Insane.
Tom is Turkey Tom. He's like another drama YouTuber. So basically, like, he basically like made a video shitting on me, and then I uploaded a video recapping like some drama that he was in that he looked bad in. But it was just like recapping old drama. I didn't really say anything like bad about him in the video.
No,
I'm
but you
actually
were trying to relitigate it. You were trying to relitigate it, and in spite of him, all because he made fun of you. Literally, just because he made fun of you. That's it.
supportive of his side in this video, and I'm still am because I think he's in the right. But he, as a favor, didn't want me to like archive this because he thought he looked pretty bad in this and didn't want it to be remembered. But then he made a video like shit talking me and being like football blocks or whatever.
Did he? I might be getting the timeline messed up. Was this before or after the Augie stream? I could have sworn it was before the Augie stream. Because Tom didn't really get involved until after the Augie stream. That's when he made a fucking video on Boblax, I'm pretty sure. Like he made like a Tom Dark thing on Boblax, just recapping everything that he fucking did. But he's a drama channel, so of fucking course he's gonna do that. Like, dude. Oh, because Josh said trans rights on Twitter, and then he just said, "Thank God you chimed in." Yeah,
I'm like,
He
oh.
just said non-binary is valid.
Well, I'll just upload the archive, and I was gonna do it anyway, but now that like, you know, we're not friendly anymore.
Now that someone made fun of me, now I'm gonna like try and relitigate some drama.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to do this favor of like holding it
Instead of just like, I don't know, not caring. You could have just not cared.
back. So yeah, this is just like a recap of when Turkey
YouTube
Tom
drama
like
archaeology
fucked
would do
up
it.
by accusing a YouTuber of pyrocynical, like over accusing him.
Over accusing him.
You know,
I think Tom's only mistake was comparing Pyro to Red Kiwi as like a known like fucking like child predator, right? Pyro just simply didn't give a fuck about the age, which is still fucking creepy and gross. But like, yeah, he compared him to like a guy who deliberately targeted kids. Like we don't know if Pyro deliberately targets kids. It seems more to be the case that he just didn't give a fuck.
And he stepped too far, and he got a lot of backlash. That was years ago, and I made a compilation of it because my job on YouTube is to or what I was known for on YouTube is like recapping these big, long, full dramas. So, you know, I think that's what they're talking about in that video. Why no uploads in 2 months?
Yeah,
So
why?
My kind of gimmick on YouTube is called Twitter Versus, where I will like see like an argument or a situation going on online. It could be about anything, like it could be about Mario Kart, it could be about like iDubbbz or whatever. And I read the tweets about it and just post it. And it's kind of like an objective, like a little news feed or whatever for people wanting to have.
Wow, so it sounds like your opinion basically doesn't fucking matter. So I don't know why the fuck you're so attached.
The opinions of the internet archived on any particular
Relevance
drama or
or
whatever.
whatnot.
But I've been doing this for 5 years, and I got to a point where I kind of got exhausted, and then with like the hate, like the views
No, not exhausted. You got too arrogant. You got too egotistical. You thought you were bigger than you actually were.
went down. So it's like I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, I've been doing this for 5 years. Maybe it's time to switch gears, because I've been doing YouTube for 13 years total, 14 years actually. So I'm just thinking more like as I get older and about longevity. Like, do I really want to be stuck in this loop of like, you know, reporting on stuff that ultimately like I don't even know how much I care about, to be honest. But I don't know. I guess I'm.
Well, it's almost like it's like a job, and like it shouldn't fucking matter if you care about the drama or not. You put the content out there and people fucking consume it, like, and then you make like a fuck you money, right?
I'm a
Like,
bit of in a.
very,
What does the
very-
hate look like? I
very
mean, I
spiky,
can just
very
like.
heretical coded. Like,
It's calmed down now,
It's
but
for
it's been
protection,
going on
bro.
for like a year. Let me go to my YouTube studio, right? Let me give you an idea. All right.
he has the easiest job in the world.
So
Yup.
look at the dates of when these videos are uploaded and look at the dislike ratio. And these are just like perfectly normal videos. So this
What is it? I never took a look at this, honestly. What is the ratio? Oh my god, it's almost 50% every fucking time. Oh god, dude.
has like you know, 112 dislikes and 449 likes. And we go to the video. It's just me reading tweets about people being hyped about Mario.
Human skull compliments my skin.
So it's
bro.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely about outside sources, not like the video itself, you know? It's not like I say something egregious in this video about like reading Mario Kart tweets, right? And all my videos have kind of been the same. So if we look at these dislikes that all kind of come from external factors, I've been like hovering around like
Well, I suppose that's kind of your own fucking fault because you refuse to upload. So now your core audience has been the people that were actually interested in internet versus videos are basically fucking gone. They've gone to or not internet versus, sorry, Twitter versus. Now they've gone to internet versus, and the people that are left are your fucking A-logs and haters. Like, and people just don't like you. Wow,
you know,
crazy.
50 or whatever for like most of my videos, all dating all the way back.
You had to work an actual job before
Basically,
doing
yeah,
content.
the hate
Yep.
started July of 2024.
Well, I mean,
so
to be
it's been
fair,
over a year.
I started making content before I got a fucking job, but I mean, you know, it definitely does help. Having a job keeps you grounded, in fucking reality and shit.
And like every time I upload, it'll just be like under 10K views, half dislikes.
What are these latest videos? Because I remember at a point in time, he just wasn't covering like buzzing drama, and he was covering like Nintendo shit. Yeah, Twitter versus Nintendo suing Power World. 13, like nobody fucking cared, dude. Twitter versus Mr. Beast. He only got 11,000 views on it, dude. Jesus Christ, man. Twitter versus Christian. 17,000, okay. Twitter versus Jacksepticeye's autism 15,000 Twitter versus Arcane. Like, nobody gives a shit about this, bro. There is way bigger drama than that.
And like, I'm a pretty big.
The Mr. Beast shit, I would have thought you would think that would have done decent views, but apparently
And
not.
like, I had 300K at a certain point. If we go to like my most popular video, or even like videos before, like,
Can't be
if we go a
sustaining
few
him. It's
pages
not.
back,
Yeah, this Twitter
my channel's
versus
doing
the
more
actual drama.
healthy.
Internet versus
we'll
has
see, like,
flexibility to talk about whatever.
100K.
Yep.
I guess within the last year was slowing down regardless of the hate.
And he can't even be mad at Connor. He can't even be mad at Connor because fucking Boblax literally wasn't giving him work to do, like, at all. So yeah. Even regardless of the drama between them, like, Boblax just wasn't giving him work for like 6 months. And then the drama happened. It's like, okay, well, what the fuck?
But because you can see the like ratios here are normal.
It's like, if you won't do it,
It's not
I
like the
will.
content really changed.
It's that simple.
No,
No, that doesn't look
let me
good.
see if I can go by views. Yeah, I mean the million ones are outliers, but like in my heyday I was getting like, see, these are more exceptions, but these, like, I have a full page of over 500,000 view videos. And a lot of my videos were getting like an average between 100K and 300K. So
Well, it's almost like you stopped uploading.
yeah, do you do YouTube full time on another channel? Yeah, I work for other people now.
For other people,
in the
dude.
background. Part time, like between people.
Oh,
but
this
I
is
get
so
full-time
boring.
here.
Oh my god.
you-
Okay.
I guess
He starts hate watching
people
himself.
like random ass fucking point ever.
What is this feed? Hold up. Okay, Nintendo, Willie Mac, Sonic. Okay.
Like this,
I'm sorry. What is it? What does it have to be like in Boblax's position? You search up your name. You search up your fucking name, dude. Hold on. How does this show up if I shrink it? Okay, that's fine. You search up your fucking name. Unleash the beast. God. Oh my god.
this one, dude, 1 million views.
You can
is
tell he's not
crazy.
listening.
Throws
Yeah.
deep,
Let's go.
throws friends under the bus. The moment it
Dude.
became beneficial to
Oh god. Like, you just have to imagine yourself as Boblax in this situation, and like, this is how people will remember you. It's just this fucking picture, bro. Just shave, man. Just shave. Holy shit. Also, speaking of which, hold on, I missed a fucking spot on my arm. Dude, that was gonna drive me fucking crazy. Like, I immediately saw it. I'm like, dude, that's gonna annoy me. It was like 2 fucking hairs sticking out. I'm like, fuck.
do so. Unfortunately for Boblax, he was about to face yet another self-inflicted controversy, but this time
Self-inflicted, huh? Why would this YouTuber be ascribing that as self-inflicted, I wonder? Brembo Manshi arc, bruh.
the community wasn't going to give him the benefit of the doubt. By mid-2024,
Skip it. Yeah, go ahead. Skip it. Skip it, Boblax. Don't let this new viewer find out what you actually fucking did and
motivated
like
to create
figure you're a
content
fucking freak
due
and
to
never watch
inflated
you.
mental health issues. So even though he was at his peak numbers-wise with 300,000 subscribers, Roblox wasn't in the best shape emotionally and lacked access to a community that would give him the validation or respect he craved. This led Roblox to fixate on the quickest source of validation available to him, Twitter likes. Around July 2024, Roblox tried to virtue signal on Twitter with a post that read, "Non-binary people are badass and valid by the way," to which Turkey Tom replies, "Thank God you chimed in."
So the way this is framed too is that I tweeted out non-binary people are badass and valid to get random Twitter likes.
Yes, you fucking did. Yes. What other reason?
Twitch. Like, I don't even know how getting likes on Twitter isn't gonna help my YouTube career. Like, I guess like over
No, but you could get revenue from fucking Twitter engagement.
time, if I have a lot of popular tweets, people know me on Twitter. But I make drama content. Like, that's not like a tweet that's gonna like help with my demographic
Dude, this guy's fucking retarded.
or anything. Like, I don't know. I just thought I wanted to say that because people don't treat non-binary people with respect. And also, I'm non-binary myself. I wasn't out at the time of making this tweet, but regardless,
How old is Bo Black? He's like fucking 27.
I came from a bit of a
Or he should be 28 now.
personal place. But also, in general, like, I don't know. Like, every non-binary person I've met has been badass.
This is virtuous? Yeah, literally.
So
What are we?
it just didn't seem like... But the way he's framing it is like, I need respect, so...
Dude, literally in your messages with Nick, you were like fucking mauling about people not respecting you. You were literally like rage typing. You were rage typing at Nick, screaming your fucking head off about not getting respect. Like,
I wasn't getting it, so I'm demanding it
Normal circumstances.
by
were.
fucking tweeting
You
out
were.
non-binary people, which is... No. It was just a genuine tweet.
mid-thirties?
Like, I don't know why this has to be viewed as a virtue
looks like a
signal.
goblin.
And also, I had a ton of respect, like, in general from creators, you know.
What? Wait, what? Sorry, I was reading chat. You what?
And also, I had a ton of respect, like in general from...
No, you fucking didn't. What are you talking about? What are you...
creators.
You're the archive guy. You're not... That's all people know you as. You're the archive guy. You're the guy who archives his other people's more important people's fucking tweets and shit.
You know, all over the place. Like, I made content that was generally interesting to people that averaged, like...
They weren't interesting because of you. They were interesting because it involves other people.
You know, 500,000 views or upwards to 500,000 views.
He never gave any fucking like unique commentary over the shit. He literally just read tweets. That's it. Literally just read tweets.
And you know,
The only thing he had outside of that was Augie's fucking audience and shit like that. That was the only thing he had outside of this.
it's over time, like this 2020, 2019, 2023, you know, over time, I'm
Like
gonna
showing
be
up on
known,
RFC.
and if I have a decent sub
Controlling all
count,
the
my
drama
videos
community?
are
Yeah, dude.
non.
He's like,
you
I
know,
built this
fine or
community.
whatever. People
Piece
are
of
gonna
shit.
have a baseline level of respect because you know that's just how people are with clout and stuff like that. Or just seeing a successful YouTuber, like, wow, you know, I respect that or whatever. So I wasn't like,
No, no, they don't. No, they don't. Don't lie to yourself.
I definitely wasn't in a position where it's like, I need more respect. I demand more respect from people. Like, that doesn't even make any sense, logically. But people just put these assumptions in these videos, like, and this is why Bo Black did this, without thinking about the logic behind it. It's just like, oh, whatever is the most malicious or cringe reason for tweeting out non-binary people are badass and valid. That's the reason. There's no...
It's not the most malicious. It's the most fucking cringe, right? Or not even the most cringe. It's just like, yeah, it seems like you were virtue signaling. I mean, like, why else? Like, literally the act of... He literally said, I don't think non-binary people get enough support, so that's why I tweeted out. So virtue signaling. That's what you just described. This is literally just virtue signaling. Like that is what you did. You were virtuously signaling a talking point. That is the whole point of your tweet. You literally like, dude, come on, like,
No way.
this is
it could have
fucking
been
pathetic.
genuine, you know. But yeah, the drama's just random stuff like this. I can go to another random part of the video. I could watch the whole video to be quite...
Watch the show this Show this blissfully unaware viewer of how much of a fucking lying freak you are.
quite frank, but it's just like it just
Play
it's
it.
just
No,
like a
play
bunch
that.
of
No, play
moments
that
really
part. No,
cut
no,
up
no, no,
from-
no. He doesn't want to play the Augie stream because he literally there. I know. I'm pretty sure this is in the Internet Anarchist video. He fucking lies. He literally fucking lies. Like, or not lies. He literally admits to lying. Like in the Augie stream. But he doesn't want to play that. He doesn't want to play that part.
various points in like the last 10 years where maybe I'm a little bit over emotional or something, and then people get like annoyed at it and make a video about it like this.
Roblox is Randall Hall.
This fucking Black Lives Matter song was bothering you, and then when you were high, somebody gave you the idea to go strike, and you're like, that's a great idea.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Honestly, probably Boblax. Probably Boblax because Zan, despite all of his fucking faults and shit like that, some of his stuff does do well. Like I think he doesn't he upload frequent enough? We're like he's doing fine at least. I mean, I know he's been bitching about like his viewership and shit, but what the fuck? Something went wrong. What do you mean? My Wi-Fi good? Okay, it is. I mean, this is his channel. Hold on. $2K. Oh shit. Okay, no, these views are not good. You are not living off of 4K views of video, basically. Jesus Christ. I thought he was doing better than this. I thought he was doing better than this. Oh shit. I mean, he's uploading more frequently than Boblax. I'll give him that. He's uploading more frequently. Dude, oh my god. How long has it been? Okay, 10K here. 4K views with 100K subs. Dude, oh my god. Wait, what? Did he private like a bunch of his older content? Why? I can't scroll past. Dude, no. This isn't fucking right. Why? Did he? Or did it just glitch? I think it just glitched, didn't it? Okay, yeah, it looked like it just glitched. Okay. Here we go. See, this is decent, like 25K, 44K. But all of this is like 7 fucking months ago. Dude, holy shit, dude. Okay, no. I mean, Boblax is worse. Boblax is worse literally because like he doesn't fucking make content anymore. Like, and he's just sitting there, I don't know, like jerking himself off all day and getting high. Like,
It's the guy who got like literally his first.
And I know why it's bad. Yes, I know why it's bad.
You don't know why. So we had to sit here and fucking argue with you. Why? And if we talked about all this publicly, no fucking problem with me. And I don't know who else was in the call. Was it John or Tom? We're having to explain to you why your fucking stupid strike made our fucking archive argument look really dumb.
Once again, Boblax was caught red-handed during a confrontation, and again, he'd resort to irrational outbursts to get his way.
When you ask.
Your apology.
also the Internet Versus video isn't, or not Internet Versus. Fuck, Internet Anarchist. Internet Anarchist's video is not that great on Boblax because he does get a few things wrong here and there, but generally overall he's like pretty correct.
In an hour and 45 minutes.
No, that's not an apology. There's no apology. That's explanation. Let me speak. So yeah, I mean, obviously that's not an adult should talk, but this was like the context is that he was like talking to me with this like tone and this vitriol and this like I'm trying to dig into.
He's always a victim. Always, it couldn't have ever possibly been incited by any outside factors. It's literally just Nick is an asshole and he's just picking on Bobby here. Innocent Bobby didn't ask for it. He's just being fucked with. No, yeah.
Whatever.
happened.
For like an extended period of time leading up to it, it was like
You should be cracking 10K bare minimum per upload a day or two. I would say for a living you should be making 7K a month. I forgot who said that, but 7K a month, because you have to understand how unstable YouTube's algorithm is. Like 1 minute you'll be blowing up and the next you'll get fucking nothing, right? I mean, granted, you can predict the algorithm a little bit and ride waves of trends and shit, but it's never a guaranteed. Like you doing YouTube as a living is one of the most unstable fucking things you could ever fucking think of, right? Like it's a full on fucking industry. And if you're not making 7K a month, then you might as well not even fucking do it full time.
late at night or whatever. Admittedly, I did bait him.
Like $7,000 a month. That's what I mean.
Say earlier, like in the call, like he was like, "Oh, I have this like grievance with you, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is." And in my head,
Wait, what?
I
what?
did bait him because he did say earlier, like
Okay, you baited him.
in the call,
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, I have this like grievance with you, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is."
Oh, Nick was saying that. He didn't want to say that because he knew exactly what would happen.
And in my head, I hadn't done anything wrong in recent time.
But you were wrong, right? You were wrong in that, right?
So I was kind of like baiting him, like to just say,
Yeah, but you were wrong when you thought that you hadn't done anything fucked or shitty in the past few months. Like you were wrong in thinking that, right?
it, because he just kept like teasing it, like, "Oh, you fucking,
Being a small media franchise, yep.
you know, I have this thing against you," and it's like, "Oh my god, you don't want me to bring it up, you'll regret." I'm like, I don't even know what it is. Like, at least tell me what it is or whatever. Because I didn't do anything in recent time, and then he brought up something from a month ago where I struck someone on YouTube, and I was like, I probably shouldn't have done that because they
Probably shouldn't have done that, yeah.
re-uploaded an old video of mine that I was embarrassed about called Black Lives Matter song. By the title alone, you can probably tell why.
Yeah.
I made it like as a joke, but I was a teenager and it was a long time ago, and I didn't realize. I just wasn't really aware of like how racism actually was. You know, I'm a white guy. You know,
Holy fuck, dude.
I know when someone sees an opportunity to turn you into that and like, you know, make some profit, then yeah, I mean, people have made a lot of money off of me. So maybe that's the motive. They don't really hate me, but they like to over exaggerate it because they get a lot of money off of it. Maybe I don't know. I'm really just speculating. Me
So
like,
boring,
like
man.
12-hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, like
Now he starts reading comments.
shut up and ignore it. But then I feel like I'm not acknowledging an elephant in the room because even like when I make posts to this day about other stuff, people are like, "Bo Blacks, you fucking suck, dude. Please retire, dude." Like this one was like really weird. So I make a take.
Wait, what does that one say? Oh wait, is it gonna read
about you know, Willie Mac show who talked about getting doxxed, and another YouTuber, and this person is like,
Why are you chiming in? I don't know why you would think to chime in on that.
like, I agree with your take, but seriously, for your sake, just stay quiet. Even with
Yeah, because it's a highly contentious drama subject, and quite frankly, like, no offense, but nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it from you. Like, nobody wants to hear your 2 cents on this highly contentious drama topic among the commentary bros. Like you're out of the house. You're out of the fucking house. Like I don't know. I just thought this is kiss me, Josh.
a decent take, you ain't ever gonna regain what you lost. Still subscribe for what you
That's
used
what
to
it
be,
feels.
or-
No, okay. Now that that person says that, no, it fucking clicked in my head. I'm like, no, he's chiming in. I was like, why the fuck is he chiming in? No, he's chiming in because Willie's on the back foot and he's trying to like be like, hey, Willie, we're still cool, right? We're still friends, right? You'll still hang out with me, right? That's what he's fucking doing.
At least what you acted like you used to be. Sorry you fucked this
That's
one
what
up.
he's doing.
Staying around isn't gonna change shit. Being from the commentary community,
That's
you
why
should know
he's
that.
doing it. Nope, that
Rip
makes
Bolak's
sense.
memory, I suppose. Like, what does this even mean, dude? Like,
What did you reply?
like, I'm not allowed to make videos because people hate me? Because, like, I annoyed some people? Like, I still exist. My videos are the same. Rip Bolak's memory. I'm here, dude. I'm
Okay,
here.
It does show it. I'm just sharing my thoughts on things like always. I'm not interested in regaining or shut the fuck up. Yes, you are. And I never really have been. Twitter versus always included a wide range of different takes, so my content has Never needed to appeal to just one line of thinking to be successful. So you're right. It didn't appeal to any line of thinking. You just read other people's tweets. That was the whole fucking point. So I've just said what I think, despite potentially disrupting the peace among popular opinion in my peer. Okay.
I don't know. Rambling
Can't
autist.
even list properly.
100% rambling autist with an internet access. 100%. I ramble too much. I'm way too self-conscious with my commentary on stream. If I talk unscripted, like I'm gonna be like just saying my thoughts out loud and a lot of insecurity because I just gotta like I don't know.
And he starts watching Tipster.
Do it thinking I'm a liar, and it's like
Thinking, yeah, surely he didn't admit
I
to
don't
it.
know. I think I could make a good response video for people who don't know too much about the situation.
Oh no. Oh no. Do it, Josh. You do it, Boblex. You are one reply. You are one reply away from making things right. Go ahead, do
But
it.
for people who like actually like watched all these videos, it's gonna be well. Maybe if it's just like I could just do a video responding just to internet anarchist. Maybe that would be sufficient.
Yeah, reply to the under-researched fucking slop video instead of like, I don't know, like. Well, to be fair, he already had a fucking call with Nick, and he had a call with Augie and Connor. So I don't know who else is there to really talk to about this subject or respond to, really.
I might think about it. I'm not sure.
Do it. See what happens. Fuck it. Thoughts on King Cobra? I never
yeah, you
followed
did
the
say that
Cobra
in the comments.
shit,
Sorry, I
but
wasn't
yeah.
looking at the comments.
Sounds
When
like
I
it
ramble,
sucks.
I just like look away from the chat.
Whoa, what was
That in
in
the
the
comments.
chat?
Sorry, I wasn't looking at the comments. When I ramble, I just like look.
Yeah, I want to know your side. What else did they do? I feel like you should make a response. The Reek. As a new chatter, I go to look up your channel, and it's 20 exposed videos. Def make a response vid, dude. This is 100% an A-log. This is 100% an A-log. They're trying to get him. They're trying to get him to fucking like to continue to dig his heels and fucking make drama happen. Oh my god, dude.
Look away from the chat. Like off into the distance.
That guy's 100% an A-log.
Is it actually worth it? Obviously, I'm just to an extent, I'm just doing this thing where like people find reasons to like procrastinate or not do something or not do something they're
You're like me and my
uncomfortable.
Diddle Tone script, to be honest.
Find an excuse to not do something uncomfortable. Like I know, like some of the
I keep like doing like little editorial fucking bullshit in the script and like not actually writing out newer stuff. Like
stuff
Just
I'm
stop
coming up
doing
with
that.
are like kind of excuses they can get past, but these are just like my feelings around it that I'm trying to express, right? Or that I'm trying to express, right? I'm moving my mic away from my
I want
mouth.
to see him look up.
No,
look
I
up
don't know
Tipster.
how comfortable I am with people who are detractors, like combing through this and try to listen to every little thing I say and try to find a fault in it. Because I know there's
Yeah?
probably something I didn't say that was like correct or came off as bad or could be criticized.
Like lying.
Let's see, when was the last time a video was made on me?
The gaming
7
honor.
days ago. And they're not even that viewed. Yeah,
Tips-
I think maybe it's been long enough to. what
Wait, why does he
people-
hone in on Tipster? Literally only did like 2 fucking things.
And just move on. But then if it's been long enough for people to move on, then maybe I wouldn't want to make a response video. But then again, that video has 1.2 million views. I don't fucking know, dude. So every time a new viewer comes in, you're gonna go on a side tangent? Fuck, that's a good point. Because I can't just keep doing it, because people will ask.
Do it. Talk about Tipsa.
Ah,
Talk about Tippa, bro.
That is so fucking true. Dude, Reek, you're really putting me online today, bro. Holy shit.
Talk
You're
about Tippa,
actually
bro.
right. Fuck. Like, it'd be impossible for me to do any stream.
Man!
Dude, what
Do
is
it.
it? I'm just looking at the dude that's on my screen.
He's been
Dude,
eyeing
this
it the
guy's
whole
going
fucking
ape
time.
shit.
I went to like 8 E3s, guys. How many packs? 8 E3s. So E3.
Hold on. What are those tabs? Favorite games, content, post. Okay. Why does he do that? Why I just have one tab.
8 E3s, guys. How many packs? 8 E3. So 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Wait, what is that? What is quad? What is quad 64? What the fuck is that? Quad 64? Oh, okay, that's like the ROM thing, ROM hack editing thing.
2013, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Dude, Tippa laughing at you, bruh. Tippa laughing at you, bruh.
Again, because it's so fucking funny. Just that expression on Boblax's face of like, oh, whatever. Fucking A. I'm being
Dude, and it's like Tipster just laughing at Boblax is it's just like it's like a light poking. It's like a light prodding. Versus like Boblax popping on his stream and basically saying, "Yeah, Tipster's a pedophile, guys." Lol. Like, okay, dude. You can't be bitching and getting mad at fucking Tipster doing this shit when you did like 10 times worse bullshit, dude.
ignored.
Like, come on.
I went to like
I don't fucking care that he fucking did, but it's just like it's very fucking ironic.
8 E3s, guys. How many packs? 8 E3s. So 2013, 14, 15, 16,
Just yeah, the gaming honor just talks so much.
17.
Dude.
Is it really that funny?
Yes, because you're a fucking loser and you can't understand. You can't recognize the situation that you're in. You are hanging out with a fucking megalomaniac. Like, you can't recognize like, oh wait, I don't want to be around this guy. This guy's like a fucking attention freak. That's the only reason why he's talking to me.
Oh my god! I have to see that
Goth
again, 'cause
mommy
it's so fucking
t-shirt,
funny.
dude. I'm laughing.
You are fucking called Mr. Miss Manshi, and you have an OnlyFans where you are wearing a fucking shitty dress that doesn't even fit, hair and showing your hairy ass fucking legs and jerking off with your little fucking dick. Okay, shut the fuck up. You judge Tipster all you fucking want about the goth mommy shit. You are like 50,000 times more fucking cringe than this fucking shit, dude. Okay, come on.
Laughing at,
Come
like,
on.
Boblax's face is like,
Come on,
over-exact-
Mr. Miss Manshi. Like let's just this. It's coming from this guy. This guy's goth mommy. Guys, remember when that was cringe, dude? Oh my god.
Exaggerate. Dude, has it already repeated? No, this is the same.
like, oh,
He's just saying the same.
whatever. Fucking A. I'm being ignored.
I went
No, it did repeat.
Thing. I know it
fucking
did repeat.
dumbass.
Yeah, it was blab.
Boblax is not a femboy, dude. That is a fucking gorilla in a skirt. Like that's.
Thing I said something. Yeah, what? Wait, does this guy go outside and talk with people? Sometimes that shit happens in conversation.
No, usually the people that I talk to in real life, we have a mutual respect for each other, and we don't talk over each other and try to bury each other underneath what we're saying, right? Usually it's like a back and forth normal conversation with like a normal human being.
Dude, this shit's fucking goofy,
You don't claim
bro.
it, dude.
Dude, why is it, dude, he's so overreacting, dude. Anything that's like,
He found it funny. Is he not allowed to find you funny? Is he not allowed to make fun of you? Is he not allowed to mock you? Is Tipster coming from the Tipster bully stream guy? Is Tipster not allowed to fucking laugh at you? Is he not allowed to? Like, is he not allowed to find stuff, little embarrassing moments of yours funny at your expense?
he could try
Surely that would be like really fucked up if Tipster did that, dude. If Tipster did that, if Tipster was laughing at Boblax's expense, that'd be pretty fucked up, dude.
to present as me being cringe. He's
Lost a lot of weight. I don't know. To be honest, it kind of looks the same.
like so fucking desperate for like, Boblax made a little face. He's so cringe, bro.
Holy shit, dude.
You're wearing a goth mommy shirt and weigh like fucking 400 pounds, bro.
I'd rather weigh 500 pounds than do whatever the fuck you did. Like wear my femme shit while fucking like haired out, you know, or some shit.
This tip.
Please, I don't know how you do that and not feel disgusting. Like, I don't know how you wear like femme shit and like be hairy as fuck with facial hair and everything and like not feel disgusting. Like, I don't know.
Dude, he's obsessed with me.
He did like 2 streams on you. Actually, he started making content on his fucking channel in response to Boblax trying to poke and prod and instigate shit with him on Twitter. Like, you threw the first stone every fucking time. What are you talking? He's obsessed. You're the one who instigated the whole fucking thing. He's only responding to shit that you're doing.
And he's just this fucking. fucking fatty, bro.
He's so fucking mad, dude. He's so fucking angry. Where's all the bulb? Like he's obsessed. Where's the Bobby tent? One. Okay, one in. Let's say about a month. One video on you in a month. Is there another one?
2 hours.
In a month. One single fucking video on you in a month. You did Tipster Bully streams for a fucking year. Like, come on. Dude. You cannot be calling other people obsessed. You cannot be saying that.
Bro.
And even then, he mostly talked about the gaming. I just saw that. He mostly talked about the gaming honor freak because that guy was fucking insane as fuck.
God.
He has more. I'm pretty sure he has more videos talking about the gaming honor than fucking Blacks, dude. Look at this fucking shit. Tipster's a fucking obsessed. Let's go look at his fucking channel since this motherfucker doesn't want to scroll. Dude. Tippa. Videos. He made 2 videos on you in the span of 2 months. And he has 1, 2. Okay, no, 2 videos on the gaming honor. Okay, to be fair. No, 2 videos on the gaming honor and 2 videos on Blacks. He's obsessed? Really? He's obsessed? There we go. Oh, there's another one. 3 in the span of 6 months. Totally obsessed. This guy's a lunatic. Tipster is a fucking unchained lunatic. Can't stop talking about Blacks. Holy shit, dude. This fucking guy.
Did he talk shit about him? Yeah, but dude, it's justified.
Did you talk shit about him? I mean, yeah. What did that look like?
Dude, he was defending someone having lolly CP on their computer.
He walked it back and he said as much to you, so you know why he defended it in the first place. I mean, it's pretty obvious why Tipster defended it is because he was completely fucking cucked at that time. He's like, he defended it because Chris Tyson was fucking trans, and he's like, well, I need to defend this trans person, like, irregardless of what the fuck they've done, right? It's like completely cucked position, but I mean, yeah. Hey, y'all, yo, what up, Blake?
Bro, this guy.
But he's like, he's walked it back, and he's like, realized how fucking dumb it was. He should have been a little bit more objective about what the fuck was going
like,
on.
will defend anything as long as it gives him like validation.
You mean like your non-binary is heckin' valid tweet?
It's fucking nuts. It's fucking nutto. I have some videos about him.
Go back to the Tipster bullying streams. Go back to the Tipster bullying streams, Blacks. Please do. Please do. Please go back. Go. I want to see him try it. I want to see this arrogant fucking bitch actually have the gall to go back and do Tipster fucking bully streams, calling Tipster obsessed. Do it. Do it.
Channel.
Do it.
But yeah.
Fuck it. Why not? You're halfway there.
Anyway.
How does he end this?
I've been streaming for following before, but it's been nice having a talk with Reek. Let's not raid someone who just has been up.
Oh my god, imagine.
All these are like up times for like 2 seconds.
Okay, so he's just raiding people. Oh, he raids into meta? That's so fucking boring. You raided into a fucking, like, you basically raided into an ad. Wow, that's fucking awesome. Alright, well, I don't know what else. I'm non-binary, asexual, aromantic, pansexual, gender non. Holy shit, dude. And I despise people who use their sexuality to be awful towards each other. I don't know if Boblex ever used his identity to attack other people, but he's definitely mocked Tipster for his sexuality, which I just don't fucking care about. Also, this fucking thumbnail is so fucking funny. Fucking crying Boblex face. Dude. Oh god. Dude, Tipster's fucking brutal as fuck, dude. It's like your parents fucking hate you, nigga. Your parents hate you. Well, let me get some music at least. Hell yeah. I was gonna do the Hiten shit, dude, but I don't fucking know, man. There's like so much lore with that. Like I need to watch Chuli's videos and whatnot, and it's like time for the Hiten video? Yeah, I suppose. I need to refresh my mind because I did watch. See, I did watch it. Well, it says I barely watched it, but I did watch it. I watched the whole fucking thing. I watched the whole fucking thing, but I kind of forgot. I kind of forgot specifics about what happened with Chuli's shit. So before I watch Heaton's fucking before I watch Hiten basically lie about everything, I just kind of want to refresh my mind about what happened.
Hello everyone. It's been a long time since I've uploaded. This video is late. It was supposed to come out in like May and it's almost September, but who really cares? Life has not waited for me at all this year, so unfortunately it's taken this long. To anyone who's mad at me still making this video, and in particular everyone who took every chance to write fan fiction about my life and abuse every time I spoke the truth, in the words of a great stallion, fuck y'all, I ain't gotta clear my name on a motherfucking thing, but I'm finna get this shit off my chest and lay it to rest. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Copyrighted music.
The following includes any
any thoughts about Destiny being pedophile allegedly? I'm not fucking surprised. Like, well, I don't know, because when we're talking about pedophilia, like Destiny has done a lot of creepy things and said a lot of creepy things about kids. When I say a lot, I think it's like only 3 things come to mind. Like the story about him, like him and a group of friends, like convincing like a fucking kid to like, wait, no, did they convince him? I think the kid just did that. I don't know. Like the kid like showed his dick on fucking Twitch or some shit, and he apparently thought that was like a really funny thing to just like announce to his fucking stream, like, yeah, that thing happened, haha. Like, okay, you're like fucking weird as fuck. And then there was the Twitch thing where he's like, yo, this it was like Destiny when he was back when he was competitive. He said that some fucking minor was like flirting with him, and he had to resist. He had to resist the urge to like do something, and it's like, okay, I don't know why you would admit to that. And then there's the recent shit with the 17-year-old girl. Is he a pedophile? Probably. Probably a pedophile. I mean, it's not a persistent sexual attraction, so you can't like clinically call him a pedophile, but he's close enough. He's close enough. Fuck it. Destiny's a pedophile. He's close enough to it, I think. I think when you're like knowingly well, to be fair, I don't know with the 17-year-old. I don't know if he knew at the time, but he has CP of them, and he defended possessing that CP of them. That shit psychotic as fuck. Yeah, I like Destiny's completely fucked for that, and anybody that's still on the Destiny ship is fucking insane.
Heaton's voice used to read text that she has written. I condemn all usage of an AI-replicated voice to frame anyone for words they did not speak or type.
Yeah.
As a brief
He admitted
warning,
it.
This video is going to discuss topics of sexual assault, suicide, abuse, victim shaming, abuse apology, and many instances of sexual victimization of a minor. So if any of that is triggering to you, please don't feel pressured to stay. Another disclaimer, the main subject discussed in this video has already stated that she will not be watching this video, as she thinks it would just harm her health, and she wants to respect that she was asked to leave me alone. I'm actually totally fine with that decision, because as you'll see, I don't want her talking about things anymore since she can't be truthful. And as far as I can tell, she's actually been doing a good job in keeping her nose in her business where it belongs. I did write a lot of this script.
Well, I mean, this video came out a year ago, so
to address her in second person,
for the most
that's
part,
just how I wrote
sure.
it, but just know that she will not be watching this video according to herself. Do not prod and poke at her anywhere to watch this video. I'm not saying you can't talk about the situation at all, but do not provoke her. I'm making this video because I want my story to be known comprehensively and for that information to be immortalized. Otherwise, if you have not kept up with the situation from past old videos or need a refresher, let me just give you a brief summary. Starting in 2019, when I was 16 years old, and for 2 years after, I was emotionally abused, gaslit, threatened, and emotionally blackmailed through suicide by a former YouTuber and my friend at the time, Faghost, also known by the real name Liam, or by their current aliases Billy and Jelly Skelly. Faghost made me and 2 others by the names of Clown Teeth and Ponder Sprocket believe that we helped get a mentally ill sexual assault victim arrested, who would later kill herself.
Which is insane that Ponder was still fucking chilling out with Faghost and hiring them and associating herself with Faghost at the time of knowing that he was doing fucked shit like that. Like, after like having him admit to shit like that. Like, insane. crazy fucking bitch. And I don't know why the fuck she still hasn't responded. It is insane that fucking Ponder still hasn't fucking responded to any of this fucking shit. Right? I mean, to be fair, I think, didn't she respond to the Fago stuff? She responded, I think she responded to the Fago. No, it was, no, Caden. Is Caden I don't fuck know. This is why I want to refresh my mind, because like it's Chuli's whole story is blurry in my brain. But dude, fuck off. God, these fucking wizards are annoying.
In police custody. We did not know that she was a victim of sexual assault at the time we were trying to get her arrested, nor the extent of her apparent mental health issues. During that time, we antagonized her for the hurt she was causing and lies she was spreading about our friend. Of course, only for us to be told by Fagos themselves that one of those lies, that being that she and another girl who also committed suicide were sexually
Okay, so what hold on, what happened?
For apparent mental health issues. We did not know that she was a victim of sexual assault at the time we were trying to get her arrested, nor the extent of her apparent mental health issues. During that time, we antagonized her.
Wait, why was this girl being hold on? Why were they going after her again?
In person, because that's just how I wrote it. But just know that she will not be watching this video, according to herself. Do not prod and poke at her anywhere to watch this video. I'm not saying you can't talk about the situation at all, but do not provoke her. I'm making this video because I want my story to be known comprehensively and for that information to be immortalized. Otherwise, if you have not kept up with the situation from past old videos or need a refresher, let me just give you a brief summary. Starting in 2019, when I was 16 years old, and for 2 years after, I was emotionally abused, gaslit, threatened, and emotionally blackmailed through suicide by a former YouTuber and my friend at the time, Fagos, also known by their real name Liam, or by their current aliases Billy and Jelly Skelly. Fagos made me and 2 others by the names of Clown Teeth and Ponder Sprocket believe that we helped get a mentally ill sexual assault victim arrested, who would later kill herself in police custody.
But my thing is, why were you trying to get this person arrested for what?
We did not know that she was a victim of sexual assault at the time we were trying to get her arrested, nor
yeah, but why?
the extent of her apparent mental health issues. During that time, we antagonized her for the hurt she was causing and lies she was spreading about our friend.
You're trying to get her arrested for that, though?
Of course, only for us to be told by Fagos themselves that one of those lies, that being that she and another girl who also committed suicide were sexually assaulted by Fagos at a house party, was true. After this period, Fagos regularly displayed suicidal ideations and would even threaten to kill themselves.
Hold on, let me read this fucking shit.
Showed
By the way, fucking insane that this is the SCC and ACC, and this is not even the first time something like this has happened, by the way.
House party was true. After this period,
I just got wind that Jess killed herself. Well, I don't know what to say. Yeah, like, wow.
Fagos regularly displayed suicidal
what? Before Fag told us the essay accusation was true? Okay, so this was before Fagos told the essay thing was true.
ideations and would even threaten to kill
I feel like jumping out of fucking
themselves.
window.
I showed in my original
Definitely don't.
video. They also decided to
Hey, have you told anyone about the thing that I told you guys a while ago? You know, the thing that involves a drunk me in a bedroom? Okay, so Jelly, and I know this is Fagos. This is basically Fagos doing some fucking weird op.
check in with me regularly in private to make sure I wasn't telling anyone about the story. Being made to believe I had a hand in one person's suicide, I did not want to do anything that would upset them until over a year later in 2021 when I was freshly 18, when the memories of the story I was told made me so uneasy that I confided in Clown Teeth about my feelings and how uncomfortable I was knowing what I knew about Fagos and how they continued to act. When they found out about this and confronting me did not go well, they relentlessly hounded Kylie for a month about my suspicions, made me out to be the villain, said that I was talking shit about her, and even tried to pit Ponder against me, saying,
Fuck me. God damn it. Hold on. Oh, I gotta read this. First minute of the vid, and 2 people already sewer slided. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, they're fake suicides. They're fake suicides. You'll see what I mean in a second. It's fucking unhinged as fuck. So Jelly. Okay, Jelly. Big mistake. Right. I'm just gonna skip. I'm right now, but I took a bunch of painkillers at work. I'm an idiot. Tweeted it. Tried to explain it to Icy that I wasn't suicidal at all, just frustrated at work. The next day, started asking me about what I liked. If I had nudes from when she was a minor, I had no fucking clue. Spread out. Turns out because she was mad at me the whole time. She vented to Dulu about it. Dulu brought up about how supposedly the CP or something. I don't fucking know. I'm scared that Dulu might be planning something behind the scenes out of my peer view.
saying that I might be plotting something. Wait for it. After finally leaving me and Clown alone after she essentially begged for them to calm down about me, I once again kept quiet until November when I told another YouTuber that I
So Fagos's all accounts were basically like conspiring against Shule.
was close friends with at the time what was happening. Everyone cut Fagos off, and on December 5th, 2021, I posted my video, Fagos Needs to Leave.
What?
2 days after the upload of my video, Fagos uploaded their own video proving that the story they told us about the assault, the one that they harassed me and my friend over and tried to pit my friends against me for believing, was a lie. The girl that we had antagonized and helped get arrested was a Fagos sock puppet account, as was the Twitter account that tried exposing them. When I found this out, I was possibly more angry in my life than I ever had been. I
Like,
had posted
why?
a comment on Fagos video telling them that I wanted their social media presence entirely removed, which included deleting their Twitter and
Like, completely understandable and reasonable, like, actually unironically reasonable fucking response. Like, it just insane. Fucking insane. And just get ready because the reaction to Chuli basically being, well, fuck you deranged maniac. Why did you make me think that I got a fucking girl to kill herself? Like, you fucking maniac. You insane piece of shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And Chuli was a minor during this whole fucking time. During this whole thing.
YouTube. Fagos started leaving old DM groups that we shared, which I continued to kick them out of and posted about, and I celebrated when they deleted their socials. This is where things take a shift, as at that point, another commentator by the name of Hiten Refresher made a thread about me and how much of a terrible person I was. I'm just gonna let the thread play out right now, so we can all hear exactly what was said.
I want to talk about this Fagos thing real quick, because this has escalated to a point I'm not comfortable saying nothing. Dulu's video is bad. The constant claims
And Dulu is Chuli.
of manipulation, while actively showing them gaslighting him into believing he was a worse person than he was.
He was gaslighting a minor into thinking that she had got someone to kill themselves. And one of those minors felt so guilty that they thought about jumping out a fucking window, you freak.
Is vile and disgusting. Watching them actively cheer on the downfall of someone they admitted to knowing was emotionally fragile and going into the comments of him
And just babying him. Just babying Fagos. Like as if Fagos didn't do anything wrong.
telling his side of the story of what is admittedly interpersonal drama that they instigated and telling him to disappear.
They instigated. Oh, they instigated. Dude, this is why, just to be clear, and just to be clear, with Heaton's recent videos, she's been getting a lot of shit, and to an outsider, it might look like people are going too fucking far. Honestly, probably not far enough. Why is the lighting getting all fucked up? Not far enough. Not far enough. Heaton is a genuine fucking evil piece of fucking shit.
You going into private chats and bullying him, then going into the place where he is trying to clear up his side of the drama is no better than him shadowing you in calls. It's bullying someone you know is mentally ill into isolation, and that's dangerous. It makes sense that you were recording Spectre's sub count dropping for Penta if this is how you act. You didn't do this because you cared about victims. If he hadn't personally slighted you, we wouldn't know about any of this. If anything, this was Clown's story to tell, not yours. You don't get to play the weeping tragic victim for supporting your friend through a hard time, just like I don't get to do so for helping my friends deal with your bullshit when you do this to friends over a small tiff. I feel bad.
A small tiff. A small dude. The adjectives that are being used to describe the situation is very interesting.
Fagos. You're a manipulative, spiteful bitch who wants to win a fight, not help a victim. It's real rat bitch behavior, and I'd like to say I'm disappointed.
And also, just to be clear, she's talking so much shit right now because she thinks this time, Heaton thought that Chuli wasn't going to defend themselves and was just going to take it lying down because Heaton was a much larger creator.
But in order for that to be true, I'd have to be surprised. TLDR, this is going to get messier, and you'd better reel it the fuck in.
The fuck
or
is
there might
going
end up
on? I don't know. Is my shit working? Okay, it is.
actual blood on your hands this time. Dial it the fuck back. Quick amendment because I do want this to be clear. If what Fagos is being accused of is true, then 100% this should be known, called out, and atoned for. This just isn't the way to do it. Open harassment of someone who everyone admitted to knowing is unstable, isn't it? I'm pissed at Junkie for ruining my commentary career, fucking up several relationships, and kickstarting several years of paranoia and fear, for example.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tap dance on Twitter about his numbers going down and people—
I don't know about the Junkie stuff. But Chuli's gonna make a video on the Junkie stuff pretty soon.
breaking friendships with him.
When my original video came out, the extent of which Fagos built their lie and forced it on me while I was a minor wasn't public knowledge, because I didn't realize that would be important at the time, because I thought it was true. But you know what? That doesn't matter, because nothing in the world could have made Heaton's thread and the things she said about me understandable. What level of fucked up do you have to be to hear a story of a grown adult lying to a minor about sexual assault and suicide, and then claim that the person lied to was the gaslighting manipulative bitch and wasn't a victim? And that if they don't stop talking about the person who lied to them—
Hold on, I got an air duster. Hold on, I think I know. Okay, I see. Hold on, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. The fucking fuck. Hold on. 1 second. The thing's loose. Okay. We normal?
Then they're going to be responsible for that liar's suicide or any other bodily harm. Do you understand how fucking sick that is? And to then try and bring up a mistake the victim made when they were 15 years old as a means to try and character assassinate them? That, in particular, by the way, is really funny, and I'm just going to be a bitch here because this look back has been over 2 years in the goddamn making. Coming from a bitch who was participating in the collective bullying of Princess Elizabeth as a 19-year-old. And for those of you wondering, yes, this does mean that at the age where I was coming forward about the abuse I dealt with for 2 years and getting shot on by my old community, Hiten was beefing with an autistic 14-year-old on DeviantArt. And honestly, good for her. I'd rather her be a dick online at that age than dealing with whatever the fuck was happening to me. Glass houses, bitch. I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, yes, I recorded Spectre's sub count going down as a 15-year-old when he was falsely accused at the time of being a sexual predator. I also publicly apologized for doing it when I was 16. Here's something weird though, because I don't know what it is with Hiten having such a problem with people doing and saying mean shit to people who are believed to be sex pests. Maybe look into that. Anyways, I immediately responded to Heten's thread, pointing out the disgusting behavior she displayed and how she had no grounds to make the claims about me that she did, which then led to Hiten deflecting and making even more unfounded claims about me, which we'll go into more detail at a later point. After a quick back and forth, Hiten stopped talking about me, but as you'll see, that was far from the end of it. Because after Heten's thread, and after I responded, several people started repeating the same talking points that Hiten did, which included random people in the community directly parroting Hiten and putting very triggering things in.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's the shit that I'm talking about. Hiten had so much fucking sway, way more sway in the community than Chuli did. So Hiten actively weaponized her audience and standing within the community to fucking attack Chuli for rightfully calling Fagos out for being a freak. Like, dude.
I don't actually care about what Fagos did and that I'll be to blame if they kill themselves, or others telling me to grow up and stop treating the situation like a game, and that I was a toxic piece of trash, so fuck me. It also included several creators, small and large, like Artemi Musha, an old commentator, who posted a tweet thread about how if I wanted his sympathy, I was going to have to mind my manners with Fagos, basically admitting that he and the others in this community care more about the optics of how a victim deals with their abuse than the abuser in question's actions. Musha would even later go on to take time out of his own video detailing abuse he had gone through to posture about how much of a better victim he was going to be than me, and called me disgusting.
Rachel may have pages and pages worth of unsettling baggage, but she is still a human being at the end of the day, and nobody, least of all me, should wish or hope for harm to come to her. For this reason, in light of recent events, I am obligated to mention that I firmly and explicitly refuse to take victory laps around the situation, even on the off chance everything does go the way I hope it will, especially not if Rachel is drawn into an emotional and mental low point because of this. I've seen the tactless way that Dulu acted after calling out Fagos' manipulative behavior and instabilities, and having seen the repulsive defenses people have made in their favor after Dulu was called out for this tactlessness, I do not wish to reenact that mistake.
Another person who chimed in at the time was Manga Common, a channel with over 100,000 subscribers at the time, who, while was much tamer in the things he said about me, still used my abuse situation to complain for half a thread about how I blocked him, which, Jesus fucking Christ. Also, after admitting to not having watched my video because he didn't care, still went out of his way to unsettledly pry people into giving him screenshots of my outburst so that he could then talk about how egotistical I was coming off. I honest to God despise this type of behavior because of how cowardly it is. Like, you want to involve yourself in a situation that has nothing to do with you to throw your 2 cents in, but not do any of the work that should come with doing that and present yourself as someone who doesn't care. If you actually didn't care, you would have shut the fuck up after condemning Fagos instead of using it to bitch about how the victim blocked you before going around to snoop for more things to comment on. You think you're being slick?
And it's the crazy thing too. I'm like so many things are clicking in my head right now. It's like, this is a repeated fucking thing with this community, is that they will go after quote unquote bad victims, and they will fucking like try to make them out as fucking villains in the fucking community and try to chase them out and shit like that and villainize them and go after them and attack them and smear them. It's like, it's insane how much this has happened. I'm not even just talking about the Leo stuff, right, with George Raccoon and fucking Doodle Tones. Like, this is a repeated thing in this fucking community.
Being a nuisance. There was also notable FCK member and groomer enabler Nezzy Monster,
True.
who very, very discreetly, not really, tweeted that day insinuating that I was simply waiting for the opportunity to treat someone like garbage and didn't care about the safety of others like I stated, despite me being arguably the most harmed and vulnerable subject of Liam's abuse. I love having to point that out because you fucks hated me so much. Which is also funny because now that Nezzy has been in the hot seat for damn near a year for enabling a groomer and lying about that groomer's actions and their knowledge of them to others in the community, has switched to the defense that they were a stupid 19-year-old and obviously shouldn't be held to the same standard as today. So where was that compassion and understanding for me when I was 19 and had a single outburst on Twitter? Especially when I didn't even do anything actually wrong. I should note that I called Nezzy out on this on Twitter recently, and instead of apologizing, they simply had another enabler of shit behavior in the community, Avi Haltman.
Hold on, the thing is freezing. Also, Avi is a piece of shit. I don't think Chuli doesn't come out about this just yet at the time of this video. Later though, she comes out against Avi.
Nezzy out on this on Twitter recently, and instead of apologizing, they simply had another enabler of shit behavior in the community, Avi.
Why the fuck is it freezing?
Haltman block me. Bitches act like accountability. shot their parents in front of them. I swear to God. If there
Wait,
was
what
shit behavior
happened?
in the community, Afi Haltman then standing for me when I was 19 and had a single outburst on Twitter, especially when I didn't even do anything actually wrong. I should note that I called Benzie out on this on Twitter recently, and instead of apologizing, they simply had another enabler of shit behavior in the community, Afi Haltman, block me. Bitches acts like accountability shot their parents in front of them. I swear to God. So as you can guess, that day was awful. There were a few people, not creators, who stepped in to defend me and try and get these people to empathize with how angry I was, and I really do appreciate those people. I thank you very, very much for trying to help me in that situation. Despite those few though, the only public things creators said about me were condemnations of me, while the greater community stayed completely silent on the way I was being treated because most of them agreed with it. Just 2 weeks later, Hiten was tone policed for her junkie video by Spockter, and every single person who was silent when she did it to me jumped with their pitchforks to defend her like they all suddenly decided that tone policing is wrong, actually. Love that. Never mind the fact that Heaton's popularity was bolstered by this, and she became known for being tone policed when she had no problem doing the tone policing earlier that same goddamn month. This made me feel absolutely horrible, leaving me to wonder why no one had a problem when it was done to me enough to speak up about it, and wondering who I could even trust at that point. Spoilers, it was practically no one. In early 2022, I found out that Musha made that video where they publicly shamed me to bolster their own image as a victim, and no one had a problem with that either. Many of you know that 2022 was a rough year for me, mostly for reasons outside of the internet, but I just want you to know that all of this nonsense was happening at the same time that every other facet of my life was on fire. So, you know, horrible all around. So horrible, in fact, that in September of 2022, I quit YouTube as a hobby, passion, and source of income for me that I made a lot of connections with because I just felt so unwanted and hated by the way people talked about me and the abuse I endured. And a month later, Hiten decided to respond to comments asking her about why she thought it was okay to talk to me like she did, and not only lied about the things I did in my abuse situation, but ended off by claiming that I was an aggressor in the shit Fagos put me through. Fast forward to March of this year, and the Rose.
Let's even say that that is true. That Shuli was aggressively going after Fagos. It's fucking deserved. It is literally deserved. What Fagos did actually could have killed these fucking kids. Like, you have to imagine, these are emotional 16-year-olds are being told that they had basically pushed a girl into suicide. You understand that that can cause permanent trauma. Like, that could cause, like, emotional fucking trauma. And one of them was even expressing suicidal intent and suicidality at the revelation of that, right? And to have it all be fake. And for what? Dude, no. Like, Fagos is a complete fucking freak, monster, loser, piece of shit. Absolutely deserved it.
Call was re-uploaded and caught a lot of people's attention. The Rosa call, for those wondering, was a voice call in the now defunct server called The Senate that happened on January 31st, 2023, wherein a disabled woman responsible for not banning a predator in a friend's server was verbally abused, called slurs, misconstrued, and sexually harassed for nearly 4 hours. The owner of the server, who also controlled the call, was YouTuber Lio Convoy, who was an, at the time, self-proclaimed predator hunter. He did apologize for that call, but however people decide to take it moving forward is up to them. As for me, I had known of this call's presence for a while because my friend Sprocket had brought it up and told me how much of the Senate server was shitting on her for speaking up during it, but I didn't actually know any of what was actually said. I did know, however, that Hiten was part of it playing defense for the call's behavior, though again I didn't know exactly what she said. Thankfully, another YouTuber, Omnia, made a couple videos going over the call in detail, and the second one included clips of what Hiten said.
I think the insults, like, is where we're drawing the line. The ad hom, I think, is ridiculous, because in a normal situation where this is a normal kind of debate, I would agree with you 100%. I'd be like, yeah, that's too far, that's this, that, and the other. This is not that, like, very transparently. This is a
very
person who openly
transparently?
faked a
Why does she
panic
talk
attack
like
while
that,
being
dude?
confronted about actively letting pedophiles occupy a space, and who pretended to cry on live stream about it.
She didn't, by the way. She literally couldn't do anything about it. Rosa couldn't do anything about it. Anything about it. And on top of that, she might be 30 years old, but she is like literally mentally fucking 12. Like, she has one of those fucking disabilities where she's like intellectually like stunted, like crazy. Like I like, and it's obvious. It's obvious. It's not like people don't know. They do know. They're calling attention to the fact that she is like that, and they're talking to her like that.
Like, I don't, this is the thing where I'm gonna have apparently one of the hot takes of the room and say, listen, there is a point where, yes, a calm conversation can be had. I have no problem with character assassination of someone who actively downplayed the grooming of children, and I think the idea that...
And again, so insanely fucking rich for this bitch to say that when she is so close and cozy with a lot of people that were in the FCK. And just to be clear, Never denounced them for it. I don't remember Hiten ever. To be fair, she might have. I never heard it. Never heard it happen. Never heard it happen. She never denounced what happened in the FCK. When the FCK stuff started getting leaked, she fucking did a legger basically and disappeared.
Saying things that are incredibly mean to them, like calling them a whore and stupid, is, I think the fact that that's where the line's being drawn is insane.
I don't know why the
When I
lighting is
heard the
so
way this woman
fucked.
was defending the group, insulting and ableist, misogynistic harassment of a woman with autism severe enough that she needed a caretaker at the age of 30, during a point in time when she was still completely backing the revolting things she had said about me for celebrating my abuser leaving her platforms, I was completely pissed, to say the least. And you know what? I felt the same way about her video on Spoctor, where she complained endlessly about having been tone policed by him and how horrible he was for doing that and not seeing her as a victim. Wow, that's crazy, Hiten. Honestly, that video is one of the worst things you can listen to when you're aware of how she completely stood by the way she treated me and would even defend her behavior in the comments when confronted, as previously mentioned. It highlights her hypocrisy in a blinding light and shows her absolute refusal to empathize with me as a human being, you know, despite the fact that she was able to sympathize with the grown-ass adult that abused me with ease from the start. Seriously, if you took a shot every time she leaves a criticism against Spoctor in that video that could come ramming into her headlight-lit fuck-ass deer face with the same force and validity, you'd need to call poison control by the end.
You have a lot of fucking nerve telling people how they're allowed to feel and react to something that ruined their life. Or is it just different when you do it? You're saying that a victim has no right to take an aggressive, angry tone with someone who hurt them. Rules for thee and not for me? Great. You, a fucking outsider who knew jack and shit, does not get to choose the tone I take with people who hurt me, just as I don't get to do that for you. You are literally telling victims that the people who commentate on their pain are more justified to anger than they are. It seems like he always goes in emotion first and brainwaves third, but laying out this in front of me, it seems like nothing but malice. So he lies again about not knowing the context, he doubles down on his statement that I took the wrong tone, and implies he didn't even see me as a victim. Great. Glad to know that Lily's Garden ads in a FurCon video were more important than you giving that victim a voice. This is peak victim blaming and tone policing, and I'm tired of you pretending that you're a better person when it's not looking like that's true either. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of having people who hurt me have the last word, though, so here I am.
Imagine doing this embarrassing.
So yeah, it pissed me off that she took 2 years to even realize that the way she talked about me was wrong in any way and dish out 2 tepid apologies that rival the Notes app apologies of the 2010s in terms of thought and sincerity. More on that later. So what did I do? I put her on blast. And in calling out her hypocrisy, I wanted to test something by seeing how Hiten would react to being hit with the same energy and vitriol that she repeatedly put out in her content. I hit hard and I hit a lot. And Hiten immediately folded. She locked her account and posted a passive-aggressive tweet with some questionable content about how she'd be lucky if she didn't end up in the hospital, followed by a passive-aggressive send-off.
Dude, it's suicide baiting because someone calls you out on your shit. That's like they loved, everyone in the ACC loves doing that. The millisecond, a fraction of what they put onto other people gets shown back to them. It's like, I'm gonna kill myself. Fucking do it, bitch. Fucking do it, pussy. Holy shit, dude.
Action coming from someone who's made her
Fucking
music
hate
career
people
doing
like
epic
that.
ponage on the people who've wronged her, even boasting about how she'll always be able to outscream anyone. Guess actions speak louder than words. Musha also made a brief reemergence during this time, comparing me to several sex pests and maybe even alluded to wanting to tell me to hurt myself or worse before
Nice,
getting ethed out
normal.
of existence, ending by giving off an even more passive-aggressive exit than I'm sure Hiten could ever hope to give. However, before he did that, he responded to Clown Teeth when she defended me and said that he didn't like her bringing Ray's name into this. Dumbass, that was you who did that. But actually, I'll let Clown Teeth get her lick back on that later. Spoilers. But yeah, very normal behavior coming from these people. Anyways, after silence for 20 days from Hiten, she released a statement in which she begins off by saying she won't be making any excuses for behavior, as she then proceeds to lie about me, her actions, and even blame my original video for why she was so grossly misinformed about my abuse. That is why we're here today. I'm going to react to Heten's document point by point and debunk everything. I will say this right now. I have more proof than I will be letting on. I'm choosing not to show all of it publicly out of respect for some of the people involved. However, if anyone wants to continue lying about the private situations that I have proof for, I will post what I have. I am not one to just throw private screenshots around like it's nothing, but when someone is publicly lying about private events, that is enough for me to violate that privacy because they are violating the public's trust. However, this is the one chance I'm giving for things not to go there. I'm not playing around. If the lying continues, I will make a pinned comment linking to any tweet I post with any proof that needs to be posted that I have. I'll even label the links and have that shit organized. Hand to God. Anyways, on to Heten's documents. The document starts with Hiten addressing a situation with someone who I don't really know or keep up with, and as far as I can tell, that person's been defending themselves just fine. So we're going to skip over that part and go straight to the part of the document where she talks about the Rosa Senate call that had blown up in recent times.
Second is the Rosa call, where people are getting the idea I said that it was okay to tell her to die, slut-shamed, or call
You
her
did.
slurs. I
You
don't
did.
know, because I
You literally
said the
did.
opposite. I specifically said in that call I disavowed calling her slurs or going that far.
No,
what
you
I
did
condoned
not.
was the pettier insults.
One of the insults you specifically cited as being okay in the clips I posted was calling Rosa a whore. That is very blatant slut-shaming. Rosa is also a victim of SA, which, again, no one in the call knew, but that's why you shouldn't slut-shame and use insults like that in that manner towards someone. I'm not
I
talking
don't
about
give a
friends calling
fuck.
each other sluts and whores and bitches and whatever. That's an entirely different ballpark and is not at all what's happening here. The slut-shaming was deliberately malicious and was meant to demean Rosa in a sexual and misogynistic manner. Rosa was also called fat and made fun of for her living situation and needing a caretaker for her disability, both of which were discussed while you were there listening. It's in the video. I did the math on the timestamps. Do not test me on this. You did not condemn any of that. All you wanted to do in that call was defend your right to insult people who you think deserve it, with slurs and calling family members being seemingly the only things off the table. However, I would like to set the record straight that I did not ever say that Hiten defended the use of slurs, because I know she didn't, because I listened to that call and I know what I'm talking about. However, I should also make note that slurs isn't the only way to express bigoted sentiment, as there's a lot in that call even without the slurs.
If you want to get mad at me, sure, but I have the hot take to this day that a pedophile enabler doesn't deserve my civility.
Keep this bit in mind because we're going to be coming back to it in detail later on.
I think when someone is a danger to children and allows multiple to be groomed in their presence, ambivalence to calling them ugly or stupid isn't a high crime. In that full call, I see Ponder and Harley's side, and we end up shaking hands in the middle. Not only have I never condoned the call since, but I also was one of the moderators who called for blood sports to be removed from the Senate, and was the only mod to put forward that we stop using slurs.
And again, the clip that we saw, she literally does the opposite.
Entirely.
She like justifies like people's hatred and vitriol and anger towards Rosa. Like
after that call.
If you don't want people
My browser-
to condone an
oh my
event
God,
that you publicly took part in and defended at the time it was happening, you need to publicly retract your defense of the event and condemn it. It is insane to me that this is not clicking for someone who openly and loudly complained about people who wrong her, one of them very publicly, for not retracting and correcting one of their statements about her. This isn't rocket science. She then goes on to show proof of her denouncing the use of slurs in the Senate server, which I'm not going to interrogate because, again, I never claimed the contrary. After that, she moves on to the main focus of the document, which is me, and how she handled my abuse situation with Faghost.
Finally, I want to talk about Chuli. I want to open up by saying again that the things I said were wrong. I am not going to make an excuse for them. I never have, and she reserves the right to be mad at me. I'm not saying she can't be frustrated by that thread. What she doesn't have the right to do is lie about my intent and paint me as a monster to others.
I think it's hilarious that Hiten spent 2 years lying about me, my intentions, my actions, painting me as an aggressor in my own abuse, turning me into the villain of my own abuse, and had no problem with that until 3 people consecutively came to her and told her that she fucked up. But I spent a couple of weeks talking about things she actually did with a lot of proof, as we'll get into, and suddenly I'm lying about her intent and painting her as a monster. Okay, we'll see how those statements hold up.
So here's the thing. I did apologize for those things twice. Once publicly and once in private. The private apology came first. It was expressed that they wanted the original thread down, and a public apology made, so I did.
I think it's a little weird that she's bringing this up as though it's some kind of reveal when I've been transparent when all of this blew up about the fact that Hiten apologized. And my response to the first apology is literally my pinned tweet. I guess you could say that I never explicitly called the second one an apology, and that's fair, I guess. But I did talk about the contents of both apologies publicly already and directly showed them. A few people, like Musha, have criticized me for carrying on a situation that has already been resolved with this whole thing, which is just code word for it. She apologized, so shut up and move on. When I made it very clear in my public response to her one and only public apology that I was not happy with how she minimized all her horrendous actions towards me as just some out-of-pocket behavior,
Which
because
is
it was insulting.
completely
And before
fucking
anyone jumps
fair.
me for being too critical of Heaton's apology, I'm not really interested in taking into consideration how other people, some of whom participated in the public shitting on me and still haven't apologized at all, feel about how I talk about the person that did the absolute most to lie about my abuse, make me the villain of it, and sympathize with my abuser, only to then delete her thread and issue a 3-tweet-long apology that doesn't mention my name once, where she spends 2 sentences retracting what she said in the vaguest way possible after 2 years. That's straight up not good enough, especially when the first apology you dropped off at my door through Aaron was prefaced with you talking about all the things you didn't want to do for an apology. We'll get into why I hated that apology in more detail later because she brings it up, but newsflash guys, basing your apologies for the harm you did to others on your convenience is wildly inappropriate. I never accepted Heaton's apologies. In fact, the aforementioned pinned tweet ends with me saying fuck you to Heaton and everyone who ever sided with her. So how anyone got the idea that things were resolved after I publicly denounced her apology is wild to me.
Why did it take a year? Simple. I didn't know anyone had a problem. Chuli and I have blocked each other. Safe to say I don't like her and she doesn't like me. Once again, I respect a boundary, and when I'm blocked,
God,
I
and
don't
her
circumvent it
fucking
to
her
watch things
recent
go
video
anywhere.
just sounds
If I
so
blocked
similar
you,
to
I wouldn't
this.
want to see you. Simple as that. However, nobody ever reached out to tell me where I crossed a line at the time, so naturally, I didn't think I did.
I'm gonna say this next part, and I'm gonna try not to sound like a total bitch, but this needs to be said. Heaton, if no one really did come to you like you said, which did not happen, we'll get into it in a minute, there's a reason why people do not approach you, and that is because of how you are. In private and in public, you will twist people's words, make things about you that are not about you, ascribe intent that is not there, talk down to people, and be an absolute chore to deal with. I think the argument that we had back in 2019 that you pushed me to post by lying about it proved that a lot more than whatever the hell you thought it proved. In that argument, you started by telling me how I felt about the topic at hand, and when I told you to stop and clarify that I was just asking to hear about other apparent solutions because nothing from what I had heard at that point convinced me that they would work, you just condescended me with, well, you've never been in this situation before, I'd imagine. Like, Heaton, neither had you. No one in your life had a giant platform that entirely centered around and profited from actively suffering from the most deadly mental illness in the world. And when I asked you to elaborate on the possible solutions for this situation, you started screaming at me about how I was demanding you divulge personal stories about self-harm and suicidality, even when I was directly telling you that I was not asking for that. And I know that this argument happened literally 5 years ago, but given more recent arguments I've seen that I choose not to disclose right now, take that with what you will, I would be lying if I said these trains aren't still present in the current day. You also straight up don't get to say that no one ever told you anything. No, you were confronted, several times even, publicly about your tweets and actions towards me. You just deflected and dodged and lied whenever you were called out, much like you still are. You don't get to say, but no one ever told me I crossed a line as an excuse for why it took this long, when that is exactly what I told you when I initially responded. Since the beginning, morning from when all of this happened. I called your thread about me victim shaming. I called you out for telling me I'd be responsible for Fagos killing themselves. I called you out for lying about my intentions and comparing me to a serial abuser. And I told you didn't know me well enough to make the character adjustments like you had. And I told you to stay in your lane. And what did you do? You completely ignored everything I called out and deflected, saying that the reason why you don't talk to me anymore is because I tried to pry private mental health information about one of your friends out of you, which was a lie about that private argument that you probably didn't think I could argue. But surprise, I could. And when I proved to the public that you had lied about what happened in that argument, did you fuss up and apologize? Did you retract anything? No, Hiten. You accused me of stalking you and said that if I said anything more about you shit-talking me, then I would be block evading to harass you. Then fast forward to October 2022 when you were directly—
Insane, because again, like, the thing that I know that fucking Hiten did was what the Cloak and Dagger calls. She was actively hunting down Tippy and Key into other fucking communities to try and get them kicked out of those fucking communities. But that's not stalking, that's not harassing, really.
About the tone policing in your comments of the video where you bitch for 40 minutes about being tone policed and having your victimhood denied by a public figure, and instead of reflecting about your actions, you lied about me and claimed I did things that straight up didn't happen, and ended off by saying that I stooped to Fagos level and was an aggressor in my own abuse. So you want to come on here and be all like, well, no one told me. Hiten, you're insufferable to deal with, and you have been every single time you've been confronted about your actions in this situation, which is probably why you're surrounded by yes men, half of which are probably too scared to confront you about anything you do, because this is how you are. It should not be the responsibility of other people, especially other victims like Clown and Ponder, to make sure that you aren't being a disgusting human being. Seriously. How fucking old are you? And also, if I'm being honest, you don't deserve a private confrontation for being a horrendous piece of shit in public. You deserve to be put on blast publicly, which is why I did it.
A few people have asked why it was sent through Aaron and not directly. Well, earlier on, I had been told that I was asked not to be present for the Fagos call in the Senate by Chuli. Naturally, I assumed this meant that she didn't want to be around me. So I respected the boundary and sent it through an intermediary I knew we could both trust. It's also why I haven't attempted to make contact since. When people express they don't want to be around me, I don't put myself in proximity to them.
Hiten, that's not what happened and you know it. First of all, the screenshots don't align with the timeline you gave us. I find it really weird that she tries to paint herself as someone noble that's just trying to respect my boundaries because I had asked for her not to be present in the Fagos Senate call, and that's why she sent it through a third party, when that apology was sent to me through Aaron over a month before Fagos even asked Lio for a call in the Senate. And that is because the timeline is wrong. Because Hiten is lying. Hiten did not send that apology through Aaron because she didn't want to disrespect my boundaries. She literally explained why she did it the way that she did in the beginning of her apology. I don't know why she's acting like we can't read the words she herself typed out that very obviously contradict the story she's telling. A very big thing that's missing from here is that Hiten will later talk about how 3 people, that being Lio Convoy, Aaron Tempest, and Ponder Sprocket, approached her this
Holy
year,
shit.
as in after both the private and public apologies. That's not how that happened. You see, how the story actually goes is I approached Lio on September 18th of last year while Ponder, Clown, and I were working on our Fagos video, which is still in progress. And I asked him if he could record a snippet denouncing the things said about me the day Fagos video dropped, like he had in a call prior to all of this where I explained the Fagos situation to him. He asked for proof, and I sent it to him, which included Heaton's tweets. He also asked why I wanted his take in particular, and I was honest and said it was because of his standing in the community, which at the time was very sturdy. Lio did not make a recording at the time, and instead went to Hiten to talk to her about her tweets. I had mixed feelings about this, but I've since learned that he didn't make one at the time because hopeless motherfucking peaches made it their life goal to make sure that Lio and the community didn't trust us in the slightest because we just use him. So, you know, the very reason why I felt
Ironic.
I should ask someone with a stable standing in the community in the first place. Wild that they would say that about me, given their history of events.
Yep.
These fucking people, man. Anyways, I don't hold anything personally against Lio for that. And to talk about Lio for a second, actually, I am extremely disappointed in him this year. Because on one hand, I do not approve of practically anything he's done since the Cat Slayer, Senate 2.0, whatever the fuck we're calling it, has been created. I think I was pretty evidently upset in the chat of Streamline Workshop and Molly's stream about him over what I was seeing and hearing. But I also want to address that Lio has done good things for me. The Fagos call being the most obvious instance of that. But also how he defended me in the Cat Slayer when the server was really mad at me and spreading a ton of false information about me.
Look, I think it just needs to be recognized, and everybody's talking about how, well, oh, Chuli's wanting, you know, sympathy in droves. I don't think that's what Chuli wants, and frankly, even if that is what they wanted, this full-grown adult dicked with them when they were a kid, harassed them, stalked them, gaslit them, got them to believe they did horrible things when they had literally nothing to do with anything because it wasn't real, and then got dogged on for essentially victory lapping when Fagos was running away from everything. Like, yeah, I think Chuli's due a little more than a bit of sympathy. Like, that does something to people. Like, I don't understand why this is a difficult concept. I think there's some leniency to be given. I think that here's the problem when it comes with interpersonal things, and Lord knows I struggle with this too. I mean, obviously, how many times have you heard me yell, "You're X age, how do you not know?" Chuli, from what I can tell, from what very little I do know, is they probably had to grow up pretty doggone fast. They're going to be more competent than perhaps other people would be. Maybe
had to grow up fast. God, motherfucking
So I think
damn.
that's not fair to compare yourself to somebody else at that time frame. I get what Chuli's saying, but not everybody has the same equipment. So I think that there has to be some nuance there. I think that in situations like this, there has to be a wider range, and there also has to be a lot more mercy and grace shown. But that's also my personal opinion, having dealt with a lot of stuff like this. Now, what I will say that I think needs to 100% come to a stop here is everybody immediately wanting to be negative or dog on Chuli without understanding where Chuli's coming from here. Because you gotta keep in mind, they dealt with a lunatic for a while, and then when they finally start taking the power back, they get dogged on by no small part of their own community. That had to be extremely isolating. So no, I don't blame Chuli for being angry.
So on one hand, I'm thankful for those things, and I don't want anyone to say that I'm not. But it almost upsets me even more because then I know that this man who was doing what I would consider, in very brief terminology, pretty bad things, is also capable of demonstrating such well-articulated, sweet, unapologetic empathy towards me to a crowd who doesn't want to empathize with me. So that's where I'm at right now. I can give credit where credit is due, but I also don't support Lyle being in charge of things that carry weight and can have an effect on other people, because it's evident to me that he's not capable of handling these situations properly.
True.
So anyways, back to Hiten, our main star. Fast forwarding from September to November 5th of last year, I am just trying to enjoy my life. I just turned 21. I was getting ready to see Doja Cat in concert for her Scarlet Tour, which was amazing, by the way. And out of nowhere, I get a message from Aaron Tempest relaying Heaton's private apology. I immediately did not like this apology for several reasons, so let's get into it.
Hey, I asked Aaron to send you this because I really don't want to get into a call if I can just sum it up here. Neither of us like each other, and neither of us need the stress.
I know we're only 2 sentences in, but I'm going to be honest, this is a really shitty way to preface an apology, and it's really insulting that you think you can just come on here and tell the public that you sent this apology out of respect for my boundaries, when this is literally how you started the first apology you ever sent me after the 2 years where you were continuously disgusting in the things you said about me and the abuse I faced. The fact that you thought you, as the person who did the harm, could come up to me and just go, I don't want to get into a call because we both don't like each other and we don't need to. As the person apologizing,
coward. You're just a pussy.
Or
You're a
even
pussy.
asking if there was anything I wanted you to
That
do
call
to help
still
remedy
needs
the
to
harm you
happen.
caused. It really just showed me how much you meant this apology and cared about accountability, which is barely at all, if at all. She then went on to apologize for insinuating that Fagos didn't hurt or victimize me, and actually empathize with me.
Insinuating. She outright said it.
Talking about how she should have known better than to
Dumbass
downplay my pain, as that's something that's happened to her. But we'll see as I'm about to talk more in detail about how long that lasted. After this was sent to me, I knew I didn't like it, but I also didn't want to just react right out of the gate. I wanted to wait and see if she, had the good sense to correct what she publicly said about me. I asked anyone I had talked to about Hiten if they had said anything, and I found out that the reason why Hiten apologized to me was because Ponder had been in a VC with some SEC people and candidly talked about what Hiten did without naming her. Aaron Tempest, who was in that call, was able to figure out just from the description of victim shaming that it was Hiten, and when asked if that's who Ponder was talking about, had it confirmed to him by her. Aaron basically immediately left the call, and the next day I ended up with that apology from Hiten. So a month went by and nothing. No retraction. All of the threads still up. Come to find out that that's because she still stood by the rest of her thread. The claiming that I gaslit Fagos, the tone policing, the guilting me by saying that if I kept tweeting then Fagos might kill themselves and it'll be my fault. Yeah, she stood by all of that still. And I know that because that's what she told Ponder when she found out that Clan and I had asked her not to be present in the Fagos Senate call. Yeah, remember how she said she heard about that and just naturally assumed that we must not want to be around her? Well, that didn't happen. Hiten immediately contested that request to Ponder, demanding to know why we were trying to go above her and just being exactly how we described her earlier, and that is what led to the third confrontation about her thread and what finally made her take down the entire thing and issue a public apology. So Hiten, how are you going to sit here and say that I'm lying about your intent? Hiten, you're lying about your intent. Even when you speak your truth about what your intent apparently is, it's so easily disprovable because you would have to be a time traveler in order for it to even be possible. My truth and the truth about what you did and why you did it comes from your literal words that you speak and type. If you don't want to be painted as a monster, do not fucking act like a monster.
Dude.
Especially if you're going to then claim I'm lying when I go off about what you have said, and your only alternative for your reasoning is either literally physically impossible or stupidly unbelievable. I'm gonna go ahead and move on now and let a decent chunk of the document play, as there's a lot that Hiten explains, so I'm just gonna let her do all of that before interjecting again.
In regards to the comments about tone policing, I've made it no secret that I don't like victory lapping, but I have to make clear why. I don't like the idea of dancing on someone's downfall publicly, because I feel like it's disrespectful to the people who were victimized.
Shut the fuck up. You do not believe that. You do not believe that.
And turn something very dangerous into entertainment for bystanders. If Chuli wanted to celebrate, they were more than allowed to. I just wouldn't have done it publicly. We're allowed to disagree, but I don't
Such a liar. Such a fucking stupid, dumb bitch fucking liar. She does not actually think that. She's literally doing that just to try and make a point against Chuli. Be like, I don't really like that you're doing this. You're being very mean about it. Me. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Dude.
Didn't like it when people did it for me either, as a matter of fact. Knowing what I know now, I understand it. I personally wouldn't have done it, but condemning it publicly was
I personally wouldn't have done it.
As well.
You're just a bad person for doing that, Julie. You're just a bad person. I wouldn't do that because I'm a good person. But you did it because you're a bad person.
I don't condone it. Not when Chuli does it, and not when Lyo does it either. I've told the old man I'll never push those things because I know that if something happens, the suffering that follows is on my hands, and I can't take that. Agree to disagree if you want, but having spent most of my life surrounded by the
by the way, after what she tried to do with fucking Chuli during the Fago shit, just to be fucking clear, after She's saying this after she had tried to do that with fucking Julie.
That have been both painful for the victim and the people around them at the time, I'm a little more cautious than most.
I fully respect that someone may have reasons for not personally wanting to do something or refusing to condone a type of behavior, but what confuses me is that that was never the issue here. No one had a problem with what Hiten personally refuses to do in her situations. I'm sure most people didn't give a shit. Where the issue lies is how you tried to control what I was allowed to say to someone that abused me and how you did that. Like, it's interesting to me that you talk about how you think victory lapping is disrespectful to victims, despite me being the youngest victim of hers, but forget to mention that the only way your standards would be applicable to me is if you didn't see me as a victim, which is exactly what happened. Also, to be frank, I have my own doubts about this whole paragraph. I'm not going to doubt your experiences, but I am going to doubt the stability and consistency of the morality you say stems from those experiences, because you have allowed, endorsed, and even done everything that you're saying here is horrible and that you would never do. Yet it's clear to me that you either intentionally are trying to categorize your actions as something else or are so biased that you can't even see what you're actually doing. Because I will say this right now, it is ridiculous to speak about this as though there was only one way in which the way you talk about someone online can turn the damage they did into entertainment and push them into a negative or potentially dangerous headspace. And you are too grown to be using personal trauma as a morality compass that everyone else needs to follow. Like, Hiten, you insinuated that me simply putting you on blast on Twitter in the mean way that I did was going to land you in the hospital. So does that mean that no one is allowed to do Twitter callouts or even just directly call someone out in a mean way? If that's the case, then
only
you're
when he
definitely in the
approves of
hot
it,
seat,
though.
considering that's,
Only
you know,
when he
the reason why your channel ever got as big as it did. I also feel the need to point out the wild absurdity that Hiten is talking about how she's extra cautious not to do things that she thinks might put people over the edge because she just can't handle how it would feel if anyone was pushed over the edge, and how she hates victory lapping so much because it
Why?
turns trauma and hurt into entertainment. All while modding for the Senate server. As in the server that recorded
True, I
and
forgot
published
about
pieces of
that.
shit and sometimes not, getting dunked on for other people to watch and listen to. With the owner even referring to those videos several times as drawing background noise. Is that not literally turning others' trauma into entertainment? And I'm not even saying that inherently needs to be a bad thing. I was legitimately helped by Lyle through the Senate server when he allowed me, Ponder, and Clown to jump Fagos when she tried to lie about us. That call was publicized and, I'm gonna be honest, was pretty goddamn entertaining, but it's still turning trauma into content for others to consume, is it not? You also state that you think prodding at unstable people is dangerous and that you would never do it, but again, your descriptions are too vague, because like realistically what counts as prodding at people who are unstable? Because at face value that certainly sounds like it can apply to some of the things that you have defended, like the Rosa call, and you know what, let's go further, because that also sounds very applicable to your videos, like this one. How are you going to say that you think prodding at emotionally unstable people and victory lapping on their excommunication is dangerous, and then make a video titled Good Riddance with a thumbnail of you looming over the cowering people you're ostracizing, wherein you continuously scream into your microphone about them, tout how they'll never be allowed back into the community, and even out new accounts that one of them is making?
Tippy makes an alt account because of course she does. She wants to take accountability after all. Keyblade then leaks his DMs with Susie to a private server. Tippy joins in on trying to paint her as two-faced. Of course. Tippy has another alt. If none of you can be adults willingly, fine.
I will make you be adults.
Be an adult, and you will take the accountability in the way that you should be taking it, not the way you want to take
No,
it.
God damn it, dude.
No running.
Fuck.
You are done. Good riddance.
So you're allowed to do all that and then defend yourself by being like, yeah, I just have the hot take that pedo enablers and shit stains don't deserve my civility, but I'm a piece of shit because I included crab emojis. Okay. Another huge reason as to why I'm bringing this up is that one of the people in the thumbnail, who is also the person whose new account she kept exposing, publicly expressed suicidal ideation prior to Heaton's video. And for that matter, everyone else's videos on that fucking situation. She was condemned and publicly chastised for doing that. And her ideation was never really even taken seriously or even acknowledged by Heaton from what I can tell, which is really weird for someone who cared so much about the mental health of a self-admitted sex offender and chronic liar.
Tippy then goes on to sad girl post on Twitter about how sad she is about the fact that she let a predator's dick rider share spaces with his victims.
That's even assuming that Heaton even believes in the person's ideation, because as far as I can tell, she has no problem outright denying the mental health of people she doesn't like. Do I now get to come on here and claim that you're a liar and faking your nervous breakdown because I don't like you, or worse, because you clarified your safety at a later point in time? You know, that thing that you did to Fran, who was a minor at the time? And again, none of this explains why you were so uniquely cruel to me for being a bad victim, because you weren't just condemning my behavior. You were being disgusting. The way that you talked about me, my pain, and my past is only the way that you talk about someone that you hate. This is not what erring on the side of caution and being more cautious than most looks like, Heaton. People aren't generally mad at you because you don't think awful people deserve your civility. They're mad at you because you're a giant, loud, obnoxious hypocrite. Heaton, you fucking suck, and I would be embarrassed to be anything like you.
True.
But you know what? I'm not going to come on here and say that you're full of shit in terms of saying that you think you care about the safety of others in that way. I'm not even going to say that you have to believe that other person's ideation. But I will ask that you put your money where your mouth is and either change your behavior to better align with what you say you give a fuck about, or change your outlook on things. Because right now your morals seem entirely conditional. And for someone who touts them as loud and with as much conviction as you, that pisses people off.
This year, several people reached out to me. Aaron Tempest, Lyle Convoy, and Ponder Sprocket all came to me and explained the details. Ponder especially. The two of us ended up having a very productive conversation where she explained to me the details of the situation that I had missed. For example, I didn't know that there were two different
I missed, yeah.
From what I'd seen,
you would love the luxury of having the excuse of missing
which, as
details.
everyone I spoke to agreed, did not convey the story well, which is why a newer video is currently in the works.
I'm gonna try and go over this point and not get so
Missed.
fucking angry over what we're about to
Oops,
discuss.
I overlooked
so Hiten
it.
here is trying to paint things as though my video was poorly done and poorly conveyed the story of my abuse with Fagos. So poorly, in fact, that it was easy to miss key details, like the fact that Fagos admitted to assaulting 2 girls, not just one, and that both had taken their own lives.
Yeah, conveniently forgot to
okay,
mention that.
Let's go ahead and see how I conveyed those details in my original video, which is still public, to see if it would truly be understandable that Hiten missed that detail. As I said, another allegation made in the doc, as well as the paceman later on, was one of Jay alleging that Fagos sexually assaulted her while making another girl, who we'll call A, watch after trapping them both in a room with them. A was said to have later committed suicide, and the paceman stipulates that Fagos was mentioned in the note, or at the very least the abuse was. Some may think that seems implausible because they think justice would have come of it, but I believe that's an ignorant view to take on the matter, as the sentencing rate for silence is extremely low in both the US and in Canada, where Fagos is from, made even worse by the fact that the victims, J and A, were said to have been trans women who the law is already incredibly unkind to, and admitted to being drunk and not only locking both girls in the room with them and groping Jay, who was drunk and couldn't consent, while the other girl was sober and had to sit and watch, but they also admitted to keeping both girls silent on the matter. No, Hiten, that detail was not poorly conveyed. You just fucking watched the video on mute with your eyes closed. This is not a valid point, this is not a valid excuse, and you and your friends are the only ones who somehow missed all the important details in my video. Even fucking Jar, shit person as he is, got this detail right in his sick and twisted joke about Fagos lies at my expense and at my friend.
Hold on, the fucking thing's lagging, I think. God damn it, dude. What the fuck? Everything's fucking up right now. Hold on, I'm at 53:20. Fuck. Why isn't it loading? Dude, what?
I broke
Holy shit. Jesus.
everything down and filled her in on the full context of what had been going on. According to her, she thought Jess had been arrested, and that was it. And the
Wait, oh my god. Wait, that's not the fucking timestamp. What the fuck?
The victims, J and A, were said to have been trans women who the law is already incredibly unkind to, and admitted to being drunk and not only locking both girls in the room with them and groping Jay, who was drunk and couldn't consent,
the video
while the other girl was
froze.
sober and had to
The
sit and
playback
watch, but they
froze.
also admitted to keeping both girls silent on the matter. No, Hiten, that detail was not poorly conveyed. You just fucking watched the video on mute with your eyes closed. This is not a valid point, this is not a valid excuse, and you and your friends are the only ones who somehow missed all the important details in my video. Even fucking Jar, shit person as he is, got this detail right in his sick and twisted joke about Fagos lies at my expense and at my friend's expense. And you know why? Because it was clear as day in my video.
Oh yeah, Fagos, do you know that Ponder won't out people all too well? Like, didn't you make up a story about me sexually assaulting 2 trans women, which pushed them into committing toaster and bath or something? And then Ponder, Dulu, Izzy Hazard, and a few other people just kept their mouths shut about it for the longest time? Yeah, that was a weird thing that happened.
And you know what? Can we go back to what you said the misunderstanding was back in December last year when Ponder and you talked?
She straight up didn't know that a part of the story was that Jess had also allegedly killed herself, and that this was on us and had been weighing on us for years. She seemed legitimately surprised when I broke everything down and filled her in on the full context of what had been going on. According to her, she thought Jess had been arrested, and that was it. And the only girl who killed herself was the one from the beginning, which would have been on Fagos, not us.
So it went from that you knew there were 2 victims, but only one killed themselves during the time of the essay, to now it's that you only thought there was one person the entire time, and that the one person who was essayed was the same person that got arrested? Hiten, come on. None of what Hiten says about her actions regarding my abuse story are honest. I believe that 100%. She either doesn't remember them genuinely, or she's lying on purpose, both being very concerning. With that, I'd like to unpack some of your other lies about my video, like the gaslighting claim. Where the fuck did I ever gaslight Fagos in those screenshots? I can only imagine that the part she's referring to is this part, where I show myself trying to explain to Fagos that it doesn't matter if she intended to manipulate my friend Clown or not, because at the end of the day, she tried to manipulate Clown surrounding a situation that had nothing to do with her. I even tried to tell her that a lot of manipulative people don't know that they're being manipulative, and that I was just trying to give her the space to recognize her behavior for what it was, and change it. And that's it. That's what Hiten touts as gaslighting. I am not joking. I did not do anything else that could even be perceived as that. I did not grab 3 of my friends and tell them that I sexually assaulted 2 girls and give a one-man show acting out the part of my own fucking victims, and then make those friends feel like shit for no longer being comfortable around me later down the line and accuse them of talking shit about me and hurting me when they believed that lie. That was Fagos. And I didn't jump onto Twitter and tell you, hey Hiten, you need to back the fuck off of Junkie. You're not a victim. You're an evil bitch who wants to take down Junkie, not help the people he's hurt. Your video about him sucks. You gaslit Junkie. Don't you know how emotionally fragile he is? And you're putting him on blast to thousands of people? If he kills himself, it's gonna be your fault. And then turn around years later when people call me out and say, I never defended Junkie. What are you talking about? Stop gaslighting me.
Cosmodor grooming
No, Hiten,
minors?
that's
Okay.
you.
I
Now
don't
for the
know who
talking
that
shit
is.
thing that she loves to bring up, she's talking about in 2021 when I vented to Clan about how uncomfortable I felt with Fagos with what I knew and how they were acting. Hiten, at the time that happened, I believed Fagos had sexually assaulted 2 trans girls, something that they regularly checked in on me with to make sure I wasn't saying anything. Of fucking course, I was going to confide with one of the only other people that knew about that situation to express how uncomfortable I was with it and how I was being villainized for that. Why are you more focused
my
on me
God,
taking
you
sex offenders back as though that
fucking
makes me some kind of
bitch.
hypocrite when it doesn't? Fagos explicitly lied about me and twisted facts to pit people against me when they went to other people. I didn't do that. So again, why are you more upset about me talking behind a sex offender's back than the fact that I was having to deal with the sex offender in my friend group? Why the fuck do you care about how a sex sex offender feels about what I
There's
say
this
about their
fucking
acts of sexual
spamming ass
misconduct, period.
bitch,
Hello?
dude.
Is anyone realizing how wildly inappropriate that is? You're gonna say all this horrendous shit about my abuse, and then 2.5 years later, when the fire is on your ass, you're gonna say, oh, well, it was all just a big misunderstanding, and then blame it on my video for not being well done? Seriously? No, Hiten. You said those things about me and pulled that interpretation from my video because you weren't paying attention, because you hated me and you weren't seeing the situation for what it was. So you know what? Way to go. In an attempt to use my original video as a scapegoat for why you were so misinformed on this situation, you outed yourself as a fucking idiot and made the truth of why your threat about me was so specific and dead set on making me the fucking demon that much more apparent. Congratulations. And no, there is not a new video in the works because my original video was bad. When Fegos revealed that she had lied about everything for 2 years, it changed the hue of all the abuse and manipulation that she had put us through. It is now necessary and would do us well as the victims to elaborate on just how deep the events of her abuse went, because it would show how she was manipulating us,
fucking
blaming us, and trying to
kill
set my friends
yourself.
against
God,
me for
this
her own
boss.
personal gain. For you and your friends, like Musha, to twist that into an excuse for why you were all so stupidly misinformed about my trauma is just disgusting.
So
Fucking
when it was explained
bitch,
more
God.
clearly, I realized immediately I had done wrong and went to remedy the issue. Ponder proofread my public statement, and I took down the original thread at the
I'm glad Jar's back to making regular content. It's still as bad as ever, and he's responding to the drama like Bo Black. Wait, what? Oh, like Bo Blacks. I thought he was responding to Bo Blacks. Okay.
request of her and everyone else involved.
Girl, what the hell is going on here? You initially said that last year you sent me that private and public apology, which are dated as November and December of last year. However, now you're saying that Ponder proofread your statement, even though you say she only came to you this year. Hiten, you have the screenshots with the dates listed in them. You have the DMs of when the...
I mean, okay, so here's the, I don't know, Ponder, I truly gives Ponder too much fucking grace, man. Like, I don't know, Ponder's really suspicious. What is Ponder doing?
Trauma? It's just disgusting.
So, when it was explained more clearly, I realized immediately I had done wrong and went to remedy the issue. Ponder proofread my public statement, and I took down the original thread at the request of her and everyone else involved.
Girl, what the hell is going on here?
Wait, so Ponder proofread it and took it down?
To an excuse for why you were all so stupidly misinformed about my trauma is just disgusting.
So, when it was explained more clearly, I realized immediately I had done wrong and went to remedy the issue. Ponder proofread my public statement, and I took down the original thread at the request of her and everyone else involved.
Okay.
Girl, what the hell is going on here? You initially said that last year you sent me that private and public apology.
At this rate, is there anyone good left in the art community? I mean, at this point, it's dead. It's dead. It's completely fucking dead. Like, it's so, everything is so splintered and, like, spread out. Like, it's not like, it's not really like a community anymore. Like, it's kind of like its own thing right now.
Which are dated as November and December of last year. However, now you're saying that Ponder proofread your statement, even though you say she only came to you this year.
Like, Truly doesn't even do, like, ACC content anymore. She's, like, more like anti-ACC at this point.
You have the screenshots with the dates listed in them. You have the DMs of when the people confronted you about the issue. What the fuck are you doing? How are you expecting anyone to believe any of what you're saying when you can't even get the timeline straight with the proof you yourself are using? Now listen, I know that she's wrong about the timeline because I was there for all of it. All of it had to do with me and was directed at me. But other people don't know that. Why did you release this document with such blatant flaws?
As a matter of fact, the criticized line in the public apology about my mental state was Ponder's
try to pull a
suggestion
fast
to make
one.
my actions clear.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe this. This doesn't sound like something Ponder would do. If this really did happen, I would not condone that. I know that Ponder and I have different sensibilities and different boundaries, but still, I don't believe this bet. I asked her about this, and she said she doesn't remember ever saying that, and I'm gonna believe her over the woman who's taken every opportunity she has when talking about my abuse to lie. Moving on.
I've also been told that I defended FegHost, which also never happened. Even
Dude. This is what I mean. She feels she's so comfortable. She is so comfortable. She basically sat there and be like, yeah, I could lie about this. Yeah, nobody's gonna fact check me on my bullshit. This is a nothing drama. I could just lie. I could just fucking lie. It's so stupid.
in the original thread, I said that what she had done was unhinged and terrible. I've never said otherwise, and I do not know where the claim that I said otherwise is coming from.
You never defended FegHost? Are you fucking kidding me? Hiten, you were a full-on abuse apologist in your original thread. You denounced my video, said that I wasn't a victim of FegHost, said that I gaslit her into thinking she was a bad person, described her as mentally ill and emotionally fragile.
Oh, FegHost is a sheet? Dude, I don't even fucking
me a manipulative, spiteful bitch that was playing weeping tragic victim, brought up a mistake I made as a 15-year-old to paint me as having always been a bitch for a long time, said you felt bad for FegHost, likened me to Rachel Mills, a serial abuser and sex pest, spread their narrative uncritically, and told me that bullying them off of their platforms was just as bad as me being stalked as a minor so that I kept silent about SA. And now you want to say say that you never defended Figos and have no idea where that claim is coming
It's just
from,
a
this is why
lie.
I don't buy your apologies. You refuse to be honest about what you did, and it makes it seem as though every apology you give, you have no idea what the hell you're actually meant to be apologizing for. Even though I literally unblocked you when I called you out in April and put all of your transgressions against me on blast, publicly. You have no excuse. And then you want to be like, oh, well, in my initial thread I said that what she had done was bad. Like, oh, what? So now you can reference specific things you said in your thread? Now when you think you can use it to defend yourself? But now when it comes to being specific about the myriad of ways in which you were disgusting and lied about me, I don't care if it would have made your apology too long, because it just goes to show how much you treated me like shit. And guess whose fault that is? It is absolutely ridiculously revealing to me that ever since you made your thread, you have been incredibly vague about the things you said, and have only gone into specifics when you're defending personal stances or trying to pretend that you actually did see how awful Figos was. The one time you condemned Figos at all in that thread was at the very end for one sentence in an addendum that you added after the fact. You can yap all you want, your actions still revealed your true
I'm picky
feelings.
with RPGs.
I also didn't speak about Chuli in 2022 because of an argument in a Discord server about a YouTuber drama from 2019. Anyone who has been around me or my content knows that these are values I've always held regarding anyone. I didn't like Jar victory lapping on my behalf regarding Junkie or Spocter. I don't like the comments about pushing someone unstable from Lyo. These are not things exclusive to Chuli and never have been.
Can we see how you reacted on Twitter or in your videos to Jar and Lyo doing that? Because the only time you have ever publicly talked about either of them doing that, from what I can find, is this tweet about Jar. I want everyone to look at these two reactions.
I'm trying to look, but the fucking thing keeps freezing.
Ever publicly talked about either of them doing that, from what I can find, is this tweet.
What does it say? Hey, for the second fucking time, because some people didn't listen, stop coming to me about Junkie. I don't care what Jar, Spocter, anyone says. I don't give a shit. I'm not following it. I'm trying to leave it. Unlike some people, I'm not interested in a victory lap. Okay.
About Jar. I want everyone to look at these two reactions and see if they can find any differences in how she reacted to Jar versus how she reacted to me. You cannot talk about me how you did, make me the villain of the entire situation, deny my victimhood, and say you...
And by the way, Hiten was completely fucking uninvolved in this fucking shit. Like, Hiten had nothing to do with what the fuck was going on here. Like, literally fucking nothing. She just decided to fucking chime the fuck in and yap her fucking mouth about how Chuli is a bad victim. Or not even saying that. Not even saying that. I don't even think, did she ever fucking recognize Chuli as a fucking victim? I don't even think so. Like, she more or less just said, like, oh yeah, Fagos is just mentally ill, guys. That totally excuses the fucking behavior that they were doing. Chuli's an asshole for calling them out on it and being mean about it. Like, okay, dude.
Feel bad for everyone involved except me and act like this wasn't personal. It was. You made that so fucking clear. You felt bad for the self-admitted sex offender and chronic liar, no questions, because they have mental health issues, but not me, because I guess I posted too many crabs on Twitter. And I said that you made it that way because of the hatred you had for me because of that argument in 2019, because it was the first thing you immediately brought up and lied about me with in an attempt to justify why we no longer spoke to each other. So yes, maybe the actions you say you didn't like were not exclusive to me, but the way you talked about me and the morals you pushed onto me absolutely were. And I am so tired of you acting like that whole thread wasn't you acting out your grudge and hatred on me now that you're getting flamed. I don't know what to tell you.
I just said I'm picky with
And yet you
RPGs,
still want to act
bruh.
so flabbergasted on where people are getting this from.
I've said time and time and time again that I'm a flawed individual, and I know where my weaknesses lie.
Yeah, no
it's why
shit.
I always consider
Well, no, you
myself
don't.
open to criticism. One of those is an issue with impulsivity that I have been actively trying to curb, and did so by taking my time to have everything in order before I responded to everything.
Is that what you call this document? This document is you having everything in order. Seriously.
Unfortunately,
Probably
bad
if it was an
actors continue
FPS,
to
so-
try and gaslight me into believing I said things I never said, or ascribe intent to me that I never had. But also, unfortunately, there's not a lot of veil when it comes to me. I'm a direct and honest
It's like a
person,
mod,
so you
yeah, I
can
know. It's like
usually
a
assume what I
Half-Life
said is
mod
what I
or
meant,
some
good
shit,
or bad.
right?
No, you aren't.
Sounds
Hiten.
familiar.
No, you are not. You have lied so much about me in just this document alone. Never mind the multitude of times you have since the beginning. You have been proven to not be truthful with how you talk about me and your involvement in what I've been through. I don't care if it's malintent or reckless disregard. It's fucked up, and I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of you. You want to end off the shitfest of a document by being like, you can really just assume what I mean most of the time because I'm just so honest. When everything I've said about your intent and actions is based on words that you've said. But instead of just apologizing for those things, you're lying about the timeline of events and how you acted in them, telling people that I'm a bad actor, that I'm lying about your intent and painting you as a monster. I have not lied about your intent and painted you as a monster like you have done so to me. The only person that has lied about me and painted me as a monster and tried to pit my friends against me like you is Figos, okay? So how dare you be like, oh, I'm just too honest, it's a fault. Fucking act like it.
I absolutely refuse to have people tell me that I am something I am not ever again, but I am also willing to admit that I haven't been an angel. I never pretended I was. That's that on that, I guess. Back to your regularly
What do you mean that's that on that? Oh, fucking clarify, dumb fucking bitch. What did you do wrong? She literally says, well, I'm not an angel. I never claimed to be perfect. What did you do? What did you do? Say it. Say what you did.
programming.
Hiten, You need to never do this again. I legitimately don't understand how someone can act like you. You see, despite the fun I had on Twitter finally getting to put Hiten on blast for all of her bullshit, Figure's abuse of me and my friends and the shit that you did to me is pretty painful to talk about. And it's certainly not fair for me to have to come on here and talk about it because you refuse to tell the truth. Yes, you're allowed to respond to the allegations I put forth against you, but when you do nothing but lie about my abuse in that response and deflect and put blame onto me, it's totally reasonable for me to say, that's enough. Because you refuse to come out here and just admit to and own up to not only your role in doing the things that you've done, but lying about your involvement in them and causing people to say disgusting things about me over your lies, then yeah, I have the full right to say that I don't want you talking about this anymore. And I'm glad that you've been sticking to that. And I hope it stays that way after this video comes out, because Lord knows.
Well, it did not.
I'm tired of you and I'm tired of your friends. That's why I don't want an apology. But God save your soul, you better fucking remember how to give one if you ever think about crossing a bitch like me again. I do not want to hear a single peep out of you, especially because your document had the same effect that your original thread did in 2021, where now people are acting like I'm just a crazy bitch for still being mad at you and calling you out, going as far as to speculate that I must be letting paranoia from Fagos abuse take control of me, and that's why I'm acting up. Some people from the Cat Slayer, and back when it was the Senate, and another server known as the Supreme Court in particular, have said things that are remarkably
another
similar to things you said
Senate
about me and caused others to say about me in 2021. Like the idea that I'm just obsessed with being right, obsessed with Hiten, wondering and puzzling why I'm so concerned about the situation and arguing what Hiten says about it. Gee, I don't fucking know, guys. Maybe because Hiten has used every time she's talked about my abuse to lie. Maybe if you guys would empathize with me for half a second, you might understand that I would want to fight back against that. And as for the complaint that I'm being too mean and spiteful towards Hiten, I'm sorry. Did we all forget
I'm not
who we're
known
talking
for
about?
playing new games.
Unlike you swooning prima donna wannabes, you can shove it up your fat ass for all I care. You are low-life, backstabbing scum at best, and duplicitous, manipulative dangers at your worst. The only thing I didn't do was reopen my DMs with the scaly lizard fucker who hurt me. You are bumbling, simpering weaklings. Shut the fuck up. Good God.
I just like everything that comes out of her mouth. It's just so nasally and like fucking like, oh my God.
Spoilers,
dude.
if you weren't a fucking scumbag in private, we wouldn't make these things community issues.
I don't want your disingenuous, half-hearted, slimy bitch boy apology.
I don't want your disingenuous, slimy bitch boy apology either, Spock. My Legionnaires have said multiple times they like my more harsh, aggressive tone.
Fuck off, junkie.
Go fuck yourself, goodbye. God forbid I say mean words about someone who tried to ruin my fucking life. Get the fuck out of here. I will make
ruin
you
my
be an
life.
adult,
Holy
and you will
shit.
Take the accountability in the way
Get
that
a
you
job.
should be taking it, not the way you want to take it. No hiding, no running. You are done. Good riddance.
Dude, nice.
I point this out, and Tippy tries to shout me down, which is a losing battle 100 times out of 100. I am always going to be louder than you.
I think that most, if not all, of the people complaining about my attitude in this mess are just mad that I knocked Hiten down with the energy she carries for everyone she goes after. Honest to God, all I can say is sucks to suck. Sorry I outscreamed your scream queen. You know, I could have gone harder in this video. I really feel like if I talked about Hiten in this video the way she talked about everyone else, there probably would have been riots in the SDC streets. I've already gotten on the bad side of these Discord servers as showcased, and pretty much all of Heaton's friends blocked me. Fuck, half the SDC blocked me, which is wild considering none of them did that shit when she acted
because
how she did towards me.
and it's revealed, and it's revealed with her fucking DMs with Lyle, she was running around to as many people as she had DMs with, telling them, don't talk to Chuli, don't talk to Chuli, don't talk to Chuli. Hey, you shouldn't talk to Chuli. Chuli's the evil bitch. Don't talk to Chuli. She's evil. She's evil. She's evil. She was running around and spreading that fucking shit, telling people not to fucking talk to her.
Agreed with her. Why? No idea. Maybe I should try being a fucking white girl instead. Maybe that would help. Because I've been meaning to point out for a while that I find it really funny that my melanated ass is one of the only people in this pasty corner of the internet that ever has to deal with civility politics. I've known for a while that these communities have had some weird race issues, but after I called out a white creator right before Hiten for banning even the mildest of pro-Palestine activism from his stream and complaining about it, I got jumped by several white creators in both public and private,
I just
and
don't give
was
a shit
politely
about this
explained
point,
to that these creators had the right to ban anti-genocide statements from their platforms because they'd rather not think about it. Yeah, I wonder if those same people have any kind of problem with someone who looks like me being abrasive and not catering to all of this nonsense. I don't even have to wonder that much because people in the Cat Slayer have already stated that me bringing up my traumatic past is me pretending that I'm the only one with trauma, especially in the POC community, whatever the fuck that is. Everything over these past few years has just proven to me that I should have never gotten involved with this corner of the internet. And I honestly just feel sorry for my younger self that I ever had the misfortune of getting tangled up with a group of people so callous and unempathetic towards me that they treated me like absolute shit during my most vulnerable time and continue to try and gaslight me for being hurt like I have. I also need to reiterate strongly here that while I am the youngest victim of Fagos as far as as we know, I am not the only
Not the only
victim,
one.
and I'm offering Clown Teeth a spot to speak their truth on the situation and how the community, how Hiten ruined so much for us with how horrible they were. I also offered a feature to Ponder's Rocket, one of the only other victims that we know of, for her to do the same, but she refused at this time, citing that she is afraid of her
I
upset
wonder
feelings being
why!
used against her in the future. And given how I've seen that very thing
I wonder why. It's probably
I don't
because
hold it against her. This
she was
entire
still
mess is
okay
all
with
with a ton of
Fagos.
trust
She was
issues
still
that
perfectly
simultaneously
fine
leave
with
her
them.
not wanting to believe people, but also trying not to assume the worst. She's working past it at her own pace, but given the magnitude of everything, it's a little bit more difficult than one might imagine. With that out of the way, here is Clown Teeth.
Hello, so I'm just going to keep things brief in my statement and go over the things that are relevant to me only. My opinion on Hiten is very similar to Chuli's for obvious reasons. Frankly, I have been very angry and upset with her since her initial thread. I am going to try to keep myself calm as I explain my viewpoints on this woman's deplorable actions. Starting off with the initial parts of the thread where I am mentioned. She says, verbatim, that this was my story to tell, Chuli doesn't get to play the tragic weeping victim for supporting me going through a hard time, then says she feels bad for me and Fagos. First of all, while it is true I faced the brunt of Fagos' manipulation and wrath, you want to guess what most of those conversations were usually about? When Chuli set a boundary Fagos couldn't violate, she ran to me to make my life hell because she couldn't get the closure she demanded. She would go off about how Chuli was shit-talking when she wasn't, and how her actions of confiding in me about her being a possible sex offender was going too far. Hell, I even remember a call I had with her where she demanded I say either yes or no when asking if Chuli's actions were out of pocket. So no, Hiten, it was—
Wait, what? I demand you take a stance. You better say Chuli is a bad person. Oh my god, dude.
Wasn't just
so god, this fucking rancid bitch.
my story. So how dare you say that Chuli isn't a victim and put me on top of the mountain of shit you threw at her? I don't know if it was because I had no qualms with her or anyone else who was spewing such disgusting shit, but it shouldn't fucking matter, and I cannot believe this has to be said. Why were you so determined to protect a chronic liar's mental health? Which, speaking of that, please, for the love of God, stop insinuating I need to cater to Fagos' mental health. I do not care what she does. I do not care about anything she wants. Look what happened when I did care for her. I was strung along like a puppet and was manipulated when she wasn't getting what she wanted, all the while lying about everything just to fuck with my emotions for her own sick reasons. She never cared for me. Not a single moment do I believe she saw me as a friend, just someone she could mess with. I don't need your moral ways.
1000%, because it just what they did makes no fucking sense from any sort of like good faith perspective. Like, why would you ever create multiple alternative accounts to try and convince a group of minors, or not, no, Ponder wasn't a minor at the time, but like minors and an adult, that they had driven a girl into suicide and that you had sexually assaulted those fucking women? Like, it makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense.
Standing on what you think is right or wrong and calling out abusive people. Please shut up. What made this even more frustrating is I had people who were so supportive.
It's just psychotic. It's just, or like sociopathic and the antisocial. It's just fucking unhinged.
Supportive of my art and praised me after this whole shit show went down, only to find out they liked and supported Heaton's thread. This is just to set the record straight, but do you all think I wouldn't know that I wouldn't be uncomfortable with being praised while my best friend was completely shut down and shamed? Am I living in the Twilight Zone? Because that's what it felt like. To express the emotions I was going through, I was constantly questioning my own victimhood. It felt like I was getting put on a pedestal that I didn't want through. I was constantly questioning my own victimhood. It felt like I was getting put on a pedestal that I didn't want, and the severity of what Fagos did to us was not being taken seriously. I was in a state of disbelief that only grew after she posted her Spoctor video. I was anxious all the time. I had constant headaches, just in a state of doubting myself and just shitting on myself for not doing enough. All the while I had to sit in silence while Hiten was praised, protected, and had her voice elevated. I didn't feel like I could call Fagos my abuser,
for the rest of
that
the
I didn't
world.
have the right to even use a term that heavy. And I felt guilty. I just felt guilty that my friend was being painted as this horrible person. Well, I just got the opposite reaction. I was angry, and I'm still angry. If I had trust issues then, they would have skyrocketed even more after all these horrible years. What's even crazier is that this isn't the only time he has mentioned me or said things to me. On April 7th, 2023, I posted a video called My 2017 Trauma, which was basically me coming out about what had happened.
It's frozen again. Why is it frozen? Why is it frozen? And now it's loading. What is it loading? What is it loading? Why?
After all these horrible years. What's even crazier is that this isn't the only time Hiten has mentioned me or said things to me. On April 7th, 2023, I posted a video called My 2017 Trauma, which was basically me coming out about what had happened behind the scenes during my drama after Lyle Convoy posted a video regarding people from my past. In that video, I shared a lot of the dark and traumatic things that a lot of people didn't know about since it was mostly offline. It was very hard for me to come out about, but I knew I had to because it was the first time in years where I felt I wasn't crazy. Hiten, I guess, because she played an integral part in my drama, commented on my video saying the following: "I'm glad you're out of that situation. You have become a better and stronger person, where your pain manifested doesn't matter. It's still valid. I'm glad you're free and safe. Wish you nothing but healing and happiness.
So bullshit.
I have never deleted a comment so fast. Her thread was up for 2 years at this point. She still stood by it. She just sent this with such compassion that I was just horrified. It's terrifying how impulsive she is with her anger, how she could go off about Chuli, and she wasn't just being harsh, she was being genuinely disgusting. Then comes to me all super kind, like, how can you be so kind to me when you knew damn well you should—
It's two-faced fucking behavior, yeah. I wouldn't say, it's not, like, the impression that Clown Teeth is trying to give is that, oh, like, Hiten is scarily BPD. No, calculated. Completely fucking calculated. Hiten did that to try and pin Clown Teeth against Chuli. That was the whole fucking purpose of doing that. That was the whole point. It's all fucking calculated. It's all a part of a fucking plan. It's to villainize Chuli and try to make Chuli the fucking villain. Because it's easier to attack one person versus two. It's easier to villainize Chuli than fucking two other people, right?
Shamed my friend and stood up for my abuser. This was proof to me that she was just completely dishonest.
Yep.
It felt like a slap in the face. Oh,
Yep.
this trauma you went through? Oh, I'm so sorry. I wish you nothing but happiness. But this other one? Nah, your friend was actually the manipulative one. I feel bad for you and your abuser. Like, what on earth? If I had to be honest, and this is just my opinion, so take this with a massive grain of salt, Heaton's whole I'll scream louder persona is a red flag to me. Especially since this isn't who she actually is. When that same energy was brought onto her with hard truths and evidence, she crumbled, saying, I'll be lucky if I don't end up in the hospital. Take your W, I guess. Which was just so passive-aggressive.
Take your W,
I think the reason I'm
guess.
so put off by this persona she has is that I grew up in an environment with a parental figure who would scream over me if I dare try to call out the negative things they did to me. I was screamed at, talked over, shut down, and made to feel like I was the one at fault for being upset. So when I see a person like her with an audience that gets hyped for her to yell at people, it's just gross to me. This is not something to be proud of. In my opinion, I think she either needs to realize this angry energy isn't healthy or just stop entirely. She pointed it at the wrong person and made a complete ass out of herself as a result. Hiten was totally fine with defending insults against a neurodivergent woman during the Rosa call. She was okay with bullying someone because she didn't like them and it was under the notion that they did something terrible. Rosa is no saint, mind you, but no one deserves to go through that. Compare that to this situation where she held onto a grudge with a then 16-year-old Chuli over a situation she escalated, but regardless, she thought Chuli did something awful. She held onto that for years, to the point she was willing to defend their abuser over them. Her bias harms people she needs to stop. And finally, just to get this out of the way, Artemi Musha is a cowardly loser. I responded to his recent thread where he was calling Chuli's tweets, showing Heaton's disgusting actions with evidence as a social media meltdown, while also vaguely wishing bad things to happen to them. You know, the most totally normal thing to say. I was very not happy, so I quoted him, calling him out on the shit he did, and he responded to me. Won't lie, there were parts that messed with my head. Anxiety sucks. I wasn't able to save the response because he locked his account because people chewed him out for how fucking insane he was being. The main parts that are important are claiming he removed the segment in the video I brought attention to due to wanting to stand by his morals. He thinks I would know this, and even if it was removed, you never apologize and you're still vilifying Chuli, so what the fuck? Your morals are just non-existent, so stop clenching for them. He talked like he was playing 4D chess by not bringing up key details, then proceeded to say, clown, you're smarter than this, before giving me grief about showing the same aggression he had issues with, ending it with him saying that he and the other victims of Rei Kohai didn't appreciate me dragging her name into this. My brother in Christ, you started this shit. You mentioned Chuli in your Rei video. You compared Chuli to Rei in your thread. How the hell is that my fault? You want to paint me as some stupid idiot for being angry, but at least I'm not the degenerate who compared a victim to not one, but 3 serial abusers, which included V Omega. Even when people called you out, you tried to say, well, I compared them because they were all letdowns. Yeah, letdowns because they ended up being sex pest abusers, my dude. Just stay gone. You are just a vile human being. I fully respect that Hiten is not going to watch this video. I was in her position many years ago. Even though I made the choice to watch the videos made on me, it left me even more traumatized, so I understand her stance completely. All I want is that she never talks about the Fago stuff ever again. Not even retweets or shoutouts. Just silence. I don't want her talking about Chuli ever again as well. I just want her, as Chuli said years ago, to stay in her lane. I don't want her support. I don't even feel comfortable being in any space with her present, period now. Even members of the Senate victim shamed Chuli once her tweets got traction, because Hiten is oh so loved. Before anyone says anything, no, I'm not blaming Lyle for this at all. He's not responsible for watching every Discord user in his server like a hawk. That would be insanely unreasonable. For the sake of my own mental health, I just need to be away from these spaces and just the community at large. Especially since people in the Supreme Court, God, these fucking names, were trying to paint Chuli and me as mentally unwell for calling this out. Okay. It hit me a bit harder personally. Like, I can laugh off the pain, but there's just a part of me who felt genuinely hurt by the fact people think me standing alongside my best friend is me going through paranoia as a result of Fagos abuse. Jesus Christ. I stated in—
Dude, this is why I like strength builds, because I just fucking Dex just sucks, man.
the past, I didn't want anything
There's like
to
you
do
get
with the
zero
community anymore,
stagger.
and the main reason I orbited was because of fucking Faghost, because she can never leave us the fuck alone. I stand by Chuli and will continue to. Not just because I'm also a victim of Faghost, but this whole thing was a complete injustice and deserves to be publicly known. This isn't just some petty squabble that can be resolved in a private call. This is a person who is a walking hypocrite and vile enough to victim shame a person over petty reasons. I hope to God that people understand us and that the truth is out there, because I would very much like to feel some sort of normalcy in my life again. I will talk about Faghost again in greater detail in the future, but for now, all I can say is this. Chuli has been there for me since 2017. She has helped me during my darkest times and helped me gain the confidence to stand up for myself after dealing with so many awful people in my life. I think the least I can do is return the favor and support her through this. Please support Chuli. She has faced so many horrible things being said towards her and that she did not deserve. She faced so many terrible people trying to strip away her victimhood. I'm frankly sickened by it. All of this disgusting shit over 2 tweets telling her abuser to fuck off. Hiten and everyone else should feel genuinely ashamed of themselves. Hiten, I hope to God you learned a hard lesson after this. I never want to see you ever again. I don't want any support from you, nothing. Please gain some self-awareness and focus on more positive things. Learn to keep your thoughts to yourself. You crossed so many lines and continue to lie about them because you know deep down you fucked up. I trust even if you aren't watching this, it is clear that your opinion isn't wanted in this situation. So let's hope it stays that way. Thank you all for listening. I'm out.
Damn.
A huge thank you to Clowntooth for sharing her perspective in this whole mess. The two of us grew closer together during the time that everything was happening, and getting to talk to her and Ponder Sprocket over the last year and finally understanding how we all process the abuse and manipulation has been absolutely amazing. The three of us spent a lot of time together back in June when they visited me for VidCon, and I couldn't have been happier at that time. It's allowed for me to try healing from the damage that not only Faghost did, but the community hammered in extra deep afterwards. It's honestly really fucking funny that people will disingenuously try to bring up the effect that Faghost's abuse and lies had on me as a way to explain why I'm being so crazy and unreasonable, because they really did have an effect on me. I know this isn't something I should really entertain because the sentiment is pretty gross, but I know there are some people out there who don't think that the situation, when put on paper, sounds super damaging. Like, they don't hear the situation and think of it as something abusive that causes trauma, especially because, like, it's the internet and that whole thing of things online being taken less seriously. And you know what? Maybe to certain people, the situation would not have been traumatic or abusive and things would have been caught and ended a lot sooner, but I'm going to give some extra context to explain why that definitely was not the case for me. Many of you know that I started my channel when I was young. I was 14 when I started making videos, and in that time, from when I was 14 till I became an adult, my time online was littered with adult men having sexual conversations with me, sending me porn, joking with me about sexual topics and their sexual preferences, and even sexually harassing me and degrading me in front of others, all with the knowledge of how old, or rather, how young I was. A lot of this I excused mentally, even though I was uncomfortable, because they were either gay men, so I didn't feel like I had a valid threat to speak up on because they weren't technically attracted to me, or because it was delivered in the form of memes and jokes. I've made vague mention of the sexual harassment I experienced on a couple of occasions, including my original Faghost video, as well as I believe the Faghost Senate call, and I know I specifically called out one creator who harassed me in front of others, but believe me when I say that there's a lot more that I haven't talked about. Many of you may know of a creator by the name of V Omega, who, if you don't know, groomed minors and even sexually assaulted someone. When I was 15, V, who was 19 at the time, on multiple occasions sent me very explicit porn he drew. One of those drawings he sent me 4 times in one day to update me on the progress of it.
Jesus.
And on that day, I even got into a conversation with him about sexual preferences and innocently remarked how all of my friends in the SCC had a specific preference, except for one man that I knew. That man being Caden, who is known online as Caden.
You know, I feel like if V didn't have as many victims as he had, Doodletones would have defended him. 1,000 fucking percent Doodletones would have defended him.
Monroe, and he was 27 at the time. You might notice that it's a little weird that a 15-year-old would know the sexual preferences of a 27-year-old man, and that's because it is, and bad stuff was indeed happening behind the scenes. Look, I'm just gonna lay it straight. When I was 14, 15, I was essentially groomed by several adult men in the SCC/adjacent into entertaining their sexualities, which we can see happening in my DMs.
It's just, and just to be clear, how fucking tiny this community is and how many fucking pedophiles were just in it. Like, it's insane.
Where I was basically taught that being sent porn and having sexual conversations with adult men was normal. I'm not saying it was a coordinated effort necessarily, but it was more than one man. It was several men, and I entertained them when I was 15 as I was taught to. That is until I was about halfway through 16, and I stopped and started pushing back. Now, I haven't been friends with Caden or been close to him in any regard for a while now, and for a long time I just had vague negative feelings about him with no true understanding of why. And that little mention of him in V's DMs was my only breadcrumb, but nothing beyond that. That is until I searched through my DMs with a friend who I vented to a lot back in the day, and I found instances back in 2019 when I detailed a list of times I was sexually harassed by Caden, wherein the gist is basically that he would push sexual boundaries, often under the guise of comedy, either by comments directly crudely sexualizing me, or by posting and saying very inappropriate, often explicit things in front of me. One of these instances happened publicly on a friend's live stream, who I don't blame because they were extremely high at the time and were barely listening. I have the audio from that incident, but I don't want to post it because I would be so uncomfortable with that being public because it's so humiliating and demoralizing. But just know that in every instance,
it came out, and just to be clear, like, Chuli keeps a lot of things close to her chest during this segment. Caden would come out and just brazenly fucking deny it. Or no, he first, it was very weird. First, it looked publicly like he admitted to it. But in private, he was like denying it and like doing some fucking cringe shit. I forgot exactly what had happened there. But basically, Chuli would eventually come out and make a dedicated video on Caden and show just all the receipts. This Caden guy is a complete fucking freak. And Hiten is involved in it.
Would ask him, beg him to stop. And to him, it meant keep going and try to justify why it was okay for him to do that. And the one time he did stop is because another adult witnessing what was happening shut it down very sternly. But that didn't stop him from repeating the incident again.
I'm pretty sure Hiten is involved in this whole fucking thing. That's why it's being mentioned, right? Like it's not like a random irrelevant thing to Hiten. Hiten is involved in this.
Around. Now, evidently, I knew how to stand up for myself in the moment, but I didn't know how to ask for support or coordinate a confrontation at the time. When I basically rediscovered all of these locked memories in the middle of writing this script, I had a really bad few weeks, to say the least, and it's a big reason why this video is coming out as late as it is. I told my friends what happened, including the one who shut Caden down initially, and they helped me set up a confrontation with him. In that call, I even played the audio to him of when he did harass me on the stream, and he did profusely apologize.
That's what happened. That's what happened. Yeah, Chuli showed that, like, hey, yeah, this guy fucking did this shit. And then I think after this video is when he started going like, that's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. She's leaving out the video. Okay, it's coming back to me. It's all coming back to me now. She had mentioned this and said that he had basically conceded that it was fucked up for him to do that. And then he is in a call with Lio, I'm pretty sure, saying it was complete bullshit that she fucking left that out because she wanted to control the narrative and she made it out worse than it actually fucking was. And lo and behold, Chuli has the recording of it and releases it. Like,
he had done. And he did do what I asked of him, which was to take a break from his platform for a couple of weeks while he reflected on the knowledge of his actions. He knows that I'm talking about this publicly, and I expect him to address it publicly in his own words as well. Originally, I was going to say something here about how I'm not personally coming forward with this information because I want to destroy Caden's career and whatever he's doing online.
Dude,
but
what?
I realize it shouldn't matter. I should be able to come forward about this for whatever reason I want. I don't want what happened to me as a minor in these communities to be a dirty little secret. And just like with Faghost, I don't think it's fair to make a victim cater to the person who victimized them just because the victimizer is afraid of consequences. Hello. So I need to put a little addendum here that I did not plan on doing prior to like a week before this video goes out. So recently I was contacted by Laka about V Omega, and I shared with him all of the DMs and testimony I could of V being expressly inappropriate with me while I was a minor, including the screenshot where I mentioned Caden. I told him he was allowed to share all of the screenshots and testimony except for the one that mentioned Caden because I wanted to be the one to tell that story to the public. And he agreed and respected that. And Laka, thank you so much for doing that because as you know, and as everyone is about to find out, that was not a privilege I had before. You see, the reason why Laka even knew that I was victimized by V Omega at all is because that information was shared in a video by Bummer Patrol, also known as Dalsnick, back in 2021. The information in the screenshot included in that video was published without my consent or even knowledge. But you know what? Until recently, I thought about just forgetting that and telling the full story anyways as if it was the first time anyone was hearing about it. Because the video was deleted when Dal ethered the Bummer Patrol channel, even though I knew that the video still existed on an archive website. That is until Laka told me that the archive of the video was circulating again and how people were looking at and talking about that humiliating screenshot of me being sent porn as a 15-year-old that I didn't have a say in being posted. And the reason it was going around again is because V Omega was found to have come back under a different alias. And they knew that because Dal was talking to him through that alias in 2022. So let me get this straight. You couldn't be bothered to talk to the person
that was someone. Okay, so someone when I was watching the first Cloak and Dagger shit last month, someone had mentioned that Dal was doing fucky shit. Like he was a lot more guilty than initially it seemed, right? Like he was still in contact with V. Okay.
Images you were about to post for everyone to see even once to make sure they were okay with it or even knew, but went out of your way to play footsie with the abuser and talk to him about how he did sexually abuse minors and was in a server chock full of minors. Boy, fuck you.
Insane.
Okay, back to the regular video. So anyways, as you can tell, the stuff with V happened before Fagos fed me the story, long before, and the thing with Kaden happened both long and right before Fagos fed me the story. And after I was fed the assault story by Fagos, I was sexually harassed twice in Spectre's Patreon Discord server when I was 17, both, again, by adult men. One of these I've discussed publicly already on Twitter, and yes, it was Digby the Goat, who, after raiding the server and making inappropriate comments about very sensitive topics, started arguing with me in front of referred to it as this, and when I immediately made him aware of my age to tell him how inappropriate this kind of comment was, he said I was too old for him. He did stop after a slap on the wrist from Spectre, but was allowed to stay in the server after that point. So
that was fucking crazy. Why?
Reinforced to me that those kinds of transgressions against me as someone who was underage weren't even really that big of a deal, despite how terrible they made me feel. And it felt even worse knowing what I knew about Fagos victims, because I would think this makes me feel so terrible, and I bullied someone who went through a physically violent sexual encounter. Especially because at the time Fagos was a whole-ass self-identified man who I knew was 6'4", and I could empathize with the physical helplessness, even in a non-sexual manner, because I do know firsthand what it's like to repeatedly have someone bigger and stronger put their hands on you when you're unable to do anything about it. So it's not that I couldn't imagine what it must have been like to actually be the victim in the story Fagos made up. It's that I can imagine it perfectly. And it's so fucking awesome that they decided to put that in my head as a 16-year-old. So think about this the next time you want to liken someone you don't like to V Omega or any other sexual predator who was around them when they were a minor. Musha. And think about this the next time you want to make a crude visual skit and make a joke out of the sexual assault story you know was fed to a minor, just a robot. Seriously. You're both fucking pathetic. And for anyone else who wants to keep chastising me for not coming forward sooner and covering for a predator like the fucking robot, maybe, I don't know, shut the fuck up. There's a million and one reasons people have for not coming forward about something and making what's logically the wrong decision. Made even worse when those fears are proven right. Like, literally look at what happened when I did do the right thing. You think anyone wants that? Seriously, think for just a second.
I mean, I suppose in the moment you could think it's fucking weird how, like, people were staying quiet about it. I think it's weird as fuck that Ponder was still friends with Fagos even after that shit was fucking outed. I think that's fucking insane. I think that's crazy. But when it comes to Chulia and stuff like that, and again, like I said before, you can't fucking blame the minors. You can't blame minors for like not knowing what to do in a situation like this. If anything, everyone's head should turn to fucking Ponder. It's like, well, why the fuck did you not say anything about it? Right? You were the adult in this situation, and it happened right in front of you. Why the fuck did you not do anything about it, right? Why the fuck did you still hire the guy after the fact? Why were you still palling around with him after the fact? Why?
Hopefully this video is contextualizing a lot of the reasons for me on why it took so long to come forward and why I continued to keep quiet about the aftermath. But just to set the record straight, I was victimized online as a minor for several years in a row to increasing severity, and even then I ultimately was the one to come forward after being an adult for a year, only for all of this to happen as a result. So yeah, to anyone talking shit to this day, I really hope you're jealous of my position. There is nothing fun about these incidents I've described. None of this is fun to talk about. In fact, the period of weeks where I was accepting the reality of what happened to me were probably the hardest weeks emotionally for me since I had to come forward about Fagos. Because yeah, it wasn't fun when I had to come forward about Fagos, despite what some people may believe. I spent the entire month when I was making that video sick to my stomach because the experience of being victimized, especially in a sexual manner, is incredibly demoralizing, and there's really any joy to come from anything to do with it ever. I meant it when I said that my heart breaks for younger me ever getting involved with that sick and twisted group of people, because it's clear to me that I was in all the wrong hands. The people who would have cared didn't know, and the people who did know didn't care, minus my friends who I asked not to say anything. All that to say, yes, Fagos' actions had a huge effect on me, and back in 2021 when I cut them off and was deciding to make the original expose, I reflected on a lot of my behavior, and I started apologizing to friends for how I acted when Fagos was in my life, because I was different. I was shorter with people, I snapped more frequently, I read apologies and kind gestures as a means to manipulate, because that's how I had to be with Fagos, and as aforementioned, all the other adult men who violated my boundaries, especially my sexual boundaries. Granted, Fagos did not create those behaviors, but they did intensify them a lot with how close they were and how much they were around. And as I'm sure you could imagine, based off of the aftermath of everything, I still struggle with all of those things in the present day to a pretty severe extent. But in that sweet spot, I started unblocking a lot of people on social media, thinking about letting go of any old hurt or suspicion I had for a lot of people and moving on with the present, unsure of how valid my previous judgments were. Hiten was one of those people. Certain friends of Hiten that were also friends of mine sometimes talked about their issues with her and how she treated them that I didn't like. And since we hadn't talked since the Eugenia Cooney argument, which was over a year prior, I just blocked her to make sure that she didn't show up on my feed. But after cutting off Fagos, I thought, maybe she's not all that bad. She's been through her own stuff, and hey, she released that junkie video documenting the hurt she went through because of him. So I shouldn't be too hard on her, and I unblocked her. And I was honestly getting ready to open up a little bit more as a person on my platform, but obviously that never ended up happening. The fact that the discourse surrounding the situation shifted entirely from Fagos' abuse, the sexual assault allegations, and later the revelation that Fagos lied to a minor about being a sexual assailant and her victims committing suicide, how the discourse shifted from that to how much of a nasty, manipulative, spiteful bitch I was for being mean to them on Twitter, really showed me where everyone's priorities were. And that was how much nobody here liked me or cared about the abuse I
I think it's probably less about Truly and more so, well, I like Fagos more than I like Truly, so fuck Truly. Like literally that's where people's standards are. It doesn't matter that Fagos was doing sick, disgusting freak shit to these fucking kids. Didn't matter. It's like, well, I'm more familiar with Fagos and I'm friends with Fagos, so fuck the victims. That's literally their mindset.
Suffered, and just how much they didn't see me as a person. In a scenario where I
Yep.
was victimized as a minor by an adult that was a public figure with a ton of connections, that was the takeaway in this
Yep.
community to these creators. Because don't you know, the abuser has feelings. This corner of the internet completely failed
mean, they
me
do,
because
it's
a
just it
bad
doesn't
victim for
fucking
2
matter.
seconds on the most personally upsetting and devastating day of my time online. And it makes me so fucking happy to just watch it get bulldozed this year. I don't care if that's cruel. I can't do it anymore. If you're someone who I spoke to during the time of when Hiten apologized and I had said that I forgave you, I'm sorry, but I can't keep that door open anymore. It is too painful and unfair for me to have to leave my door open to people who are a part of and associate themselves with a community of people that treated me so terribly. Especially since
Yep.
some of those people that told me they were on my side continue to uncritically support and be friends with Hiten without ever bothering to check in on how I am, just as it happened in 2021. That's not good enough. That's not how you show that you have someone's back. And I don't deserve to have to deal with people like that anymore. Will there be exceptions to that? Maybe. But who I decide to trust moving forward is my business. As a send-off, Hiten, I don't care if you have a platform. Originally, I was going to have this whole spiel about why she should justify her presence still. And then I realized, I don't fucking care. So long as Hiten stays in her lane for the rest of time, which it looks like she's been doing that for the past few months. And honestly, good. Stay there. The rest of the SCC should follow, because it's been proven that a lot of y'all really can't be trusted. And it brightens my day so much that everyone seems to be aware of that now. So, another addendum. As I was almost done editing this video, I find out that Hiten has left commentary. I watched her video, and I'm
Yes,
gonna be
this
honest,
fucking video.
the issues that she talks about the community having are valid. I agree with the criticism she said she's received, but I know her hurt is real because so are the issues that caused it. And yet, I have to laugh that she talks about the issues in the community from this above-it-all attitude, as though she wasn't the monster she speaks of in the community that
Yep.
everyone failed to speak up against.
I never watched that video in full, but I've seen clips of it and stuff like that. It's literally just, woe is me. This community has made me a worse person. I did the shitty things that I did because other people made me that way. It's like, no, you wanted to be that. You wanted to be that person. Nobody made you do anything. Nobody made you become a content creator. Nobody made you associate with these people. Nobody made you make the content that you made. Nobody made you say the things that you said about the people that you were talking about. Nobody made you do anything. You became that monster because you fucking wanted to. That's why. It's not on anybody else. Like, fuck off. It's stupid.
To say she's tired of babysitting, like she didn't effectively bitch about her not being babysat on the way she treated me, for why it took so long for her to realize it was wrong. To talk about the community failing victims, like she wasn't the biggest player and contributor to the failure of the community dealing with the abuse I was put through. With the people in your server admitting to not caring anymore the second I was mean to Fagos and focusing more on my behavior as a victim. And you didn't give a fuck. I have to laugh. Because I know everything else I'll do if I don't. Is it cruel to do this to someone's grief? Probably. Do I care? No, not in the slightest. I could go on and on about this, but I think it's getting repetitive. So my final words to Hiten leaving commentary? Well, I think she said it best. Good riddance to you and the Leopards Eating Faces community. You're so sad. Ate yours.
Maybe one day I will not hate Hiten. Well, that will probably never happen because Hiten 100%
I originally
deserves the
planned to
shit
say
they
that I
get.
probably would not return as a creator in this space, but after going to VidCon with a bunch of the current art girls and other commentators, I think I might. The people I spent that vacation with were so sweet and kind and understanding of my whole ordeal, and they even encouraged me to return to the scene. April really changed everything. I used to have so many reservations about speaking up about the obvious wrongs done to me by these communities, but after causing like 5 people to go private on their Twitter accounts or leave the platform altogether by simply standing my ground and putting on the heat, it really became apparent to me that none of these shit stains are anything I can't handle.
Like that part is true, but also like her point about fuck, it like escaped me. It escaped me because I was trying to let the fucking thing finish. Oh no, the fucking spawning on me. Oh, I'm trying to remember what I was trying to say. Fuck. Fuck. No, I didn't mean to do that. Shit. Oh, I need to rewind to refresh my mind.
plot deal? I think I might. The people I spent that vacation with were so sweet and kind and understanding of my whole ordeal, and they even encouraged me to return to the scene. April really changed everything. I used to have so many reservations about speaking up about the obvious wrongs done to me by these communities, but after causing like 5 people to go private on their Twitter accounts or
fuck, what was I gonna say?
Or leave the platform altogether by simply standing my ground and putting on the heat, it really became apparent to me that none of these shit stains are anything I can't handle. Also, just like so many of the bad people who hurt me are just straight up gone. The SEC imploded worse than ever before, and it looks like the ACC has been taken over by a whole new group of people over the years who seem to be way more sensible than the previous batch. So, you know what? If you want to go see me after this, whenever I decide to get off my ass and make videos again, go subscribe to this channel, because I think I want to leave this one behind with—
Oh, I was gonna say, the fucking, I think what's probably best for people's mindsets to fucking change, right? Because ultimately the problem with the ACC and the SEC and how it became the way that it was is because like collectively there was like this hive mind was starting to build around certain content creators, and they were put they were held as these like monoliths of the community, and basically in tandem were also treated as like gods, right? Like, oh, these people could do no wrong, and every person that they hate, I hate too. Like, that mindset needs to be stomped the fuck out, like, immediately. That's why I do the shit that I do, and I allow people to fucking disagree and fucking even shit on me, to be in my fucking community, because, like, the last thing I want is a fucking hug box, because that shit can be so fucking poisonous. So fucking poisonous. Like, not even for the sake of ethics, but literally it is just mentally poisonous to surround yourself with a bunch of fucking sycophants. It is mentally fucking poisonous to do that. You will become a shittier person doing that shit, allowing that shit to fester.
all of this nonsense. And with that, thank you to everyone who stuck around for this whole thing. I appreciate you, especially if you're someone who didn't call me a crazy bitch and a piece of shit for lashing out at my abuser, and also later on for being mad about how people dogpiled
Oh
me.
yeah, I remember what I was gonna say earlier. I think everyone can do a little bit of do well with a little bit of apathy, right? Like it's perfect. There absolutely is nothing wrong with Schadenfreude, with laughing at other people's fucking misery. There is nothing wrong with that, and you should not feel guilty for doing that. Even and I would say, even if the person doesn't totally fucking deserve it, I would say as long as everything is like in line, like, you know, it's fine. It's fine to be like, haha, this person's like kind of suffering or some shit. Like, as long as you don't go far, like with like a lot of the Christian trolls did, where they were actively trying to insert themselves into Chris's life and trying to fucking actively ruin it. I would say it's fine to laugh at people. It's fine to be apathetic. Like, there's nothing fucking wrong with it. And people need to, I think people need to be more apathetic, right? Not totally apathetic. Like, you should like, when it comes to situations like with Chuli, right? Like, you should take it seriously, right? Because like, this ultimately could have actually like killed somebody. What Fagos did could have killed somebody, right? Could have pushed one of these girls to kill themselves. That absolutely could have happened, right? And it's psychotic as fuck for Jar to like make light of it, right? And just be like, haha, lol, teehee, that was so weird. It's like, no, I think it's actually pretty sick what happened. But when it comes to like Hiten, right, and all the shit that they're getting, 100 fucking % is deserved, and everybody should be laughing at their fucking misery. 100%. Privated all their vids? Wait. No way. No fucking way. Oh my god. Is it still up? Okay, no, it's still up. Yeah. Okay, it's still up. But yeah, people could do with like a little bit more apathy. Like, I think it's fine. It's just, I would say take Hiten as a sort of example of what not to become, right? What not to become. Because that shit, the whole having a sycophantic fan base and being way too fucking apathetic about other people's fucking suffering, that creates a fucking Hiten. That's what made Hiten the person that they are, right? It's their own actions, and they allowed this fucking mentality to fucking fester within themselves, right? And allowed themselves to become this fucking monster that they are. And the fact that they're still trying to deny it and trying to act like they were a victim of something. Like, no, you were not a victim of anything. You were not a victim of anything. You let these things, you let these behaviors, you let these mentalities fester. You let it fester. That is totally on you. It's not on anybody else.
For everyone who did do that, reflect on your damn selves. Okay, goodbye.
When you don't know, apathy should apply.
Hello,
when
everyone.
You don't.
It's been a long time since I've uploaded.
Okay, no, just replayed the video. Like apathy should apply when you don't know about what's going on, because then you can feed a narrative. Because then you can feed a narrative. I don't know what you mean. Oh, I guess like when you're not being apathetic, like when you're being like super emotional about something, you're more susceptible. Yeah, it's more susceptible to get fed a narrative. Yeah. Yeah, because that's my thing. Like I used to fall into that fucking trap. That's why I supported Mama Max at one point, was because like it's like, oh, he's busting pedophiles. Like that's like a super like I'm very like emotionally invested in that topic, and like you know, oh, like I'm totally gonna support this guy and shit like that. And like meanwhile he was doing like a lot of shady shicey shit right in front of everybody, and like nobody called him out on it because like it didn't stand out in people's heads. They wanted to watch Max dox and expose these fucking pedophiles because that's what they deserve and shit like that, right? But I feel like you do need to be like, you need to be cautious about getting emotionally sucked into fucking topics and stuff like that. Or at the very, very, very least, and this is the mentality that I had with Crispy Pasta, I want to be so factual about everything in regards to that situation because I want as little wiggle room as humanly possible. That's my fucking mindset, right? I wanted to be 100% factual about literally fucking everything that I was talking about when it comes to that fucking subject. Because if I were to get one thing wrong, that's too much wiggle room. That's too much wiggle room for this fucking piece of shit to squirm out of what should be held towards him. Now, my video ultimately didn't do that, right? But like the attempt was there, okay? The attempt was there. But yeah. Like you shouldn't like try to avoid getting like emotionally sucked into topics, right? Or at the very least, if you are going to get emotionally invested, you know, like be factual out of principle. Like try to be factual about everything. And even good faith, like it's hard to do that. It's hard to be good faith to people that you fucking hate, but try to be good faith too. So that way there is no excuse. There is zero excuse. Keep the door locked, but always look through the porthole. That's a good euphemism. Bruh. So I watched it. Oh, this fucking guy. Hold on. This fucking retard.
All right, so I just finished rewatching.
This fucking retard. So this guy, hold on. I just literally just saw this on my feed. This guy. Hold on, my fucking shit's in the way. This guy, he's the guy who made that stupid fucking tweet when AMC announced the Furry Detectives video. This fucking retard was like, looks like they ran out of ideas. Haha, nobody should talk about it. Nobody should talk about this subject because it's going to make the fandom look bad. All right, I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious. What the fuck does this dipshit have to say?
All right, so I just finished rewatching the first episode of the Furry Detectives Unmasking a Monster docuseries, the one that everyone was up in arms about a month ago, saying it was going to set the furry fandom back decades.
You said that. You said that. You said that. That was the implication of your shit. Dumbass.
Ended up doing a video clarifying some things with it and more or less quelling the angst or worry that would be surrounding this docuseries.
Okay, I suppose you walked it back.
Series releasing in the middle of July. So overall, what are my feelings with the docuseries, or at least episode 1 from what I have seen so far? Honestly, it's okay. It's not the worst.
Holy fuck, why is it freezing? I hate this. It's probably because Elden Ring's eating up a lot of my fucking RAM, dude.
It could have been so much worse. I mean, from an expectation standpoint, it was in the floor for me. I was hopeful. I really wanted to give it the benefit of the doubt, and there's still a lot more for it to fill in the sense that there are 3 more episodes rather than just watching the one. However, with this first episode being kind of the meat and potatoes that everyone was looking forward to with hearing about the Hero the Wolf case and the affiliation with the Zeus Sadist Circle and the leaks from back in September 2018. Everyone wanted to hear, like, what was the take on it? What was the takeaway? What happened? So the docuseries, if you didn't know, covers the timeline, or I guess storyline, of the Zeus Sadist leaks from back in September of 2018, where a Zeus Sadist Circle, at least the Telegram logs were leaked, and a lot of information was trying to be uncovered about who was involved, the names involved, or users, and trying to hold the bad actors accountable who were in the furry community. And bringing this up, obviously, within context of furries is very, very tricky, because no matter how you bring it up, it's still something that people are seeing furries in a negative light when furries are already on, like, thin ice to some extent with, like, public perception, and just like already being a really weird niche subculture that not many people fully know what it's about. So when you have a negative bit of news or information that is talked about, you got to be very careful about it and how it's phrased. And honestly, I think from that standpoint,
for my thing is that it's got to be like ripping a band-aid off. You have to fucking do it. You can't act like this shit doesn't happen, because it does. Because it does. Fucking zoophiles exist in the furry fandom more than any other fucking fandom, and there's a fucking reason why. Okay, because furries are very known to be, you know, degenerates. Okay, and there's anthropomorphic animals involved, right? And all zoophiles have to do is just unanthropomorphize the animals and they get off to it, right? That's all they have to fucking do. Or at least furry shit, like furry pornography is like more socially acceptable than like literal fucking zoophile porn, right? Like they exist in this fandom disproportionately compared to any other place. So it is ultimately up to the fandom to like address these situations. And I just don't like how the mass majority of the fucking fandom at the time was keen on trying to like bury this fucking shit, right? Was keen on like not addressing it and like being like, well, we can't talk about it because it makes furries look bad. Furries already look bad, dude. Furries already look fucking atrocious. Okay, you have to address this shit. You have to make this shit known to the public, especially to your community, so that these fucking bad actors can be pointed out much quicker, instead of having a situation where there was time to get Kiro the Wolf arrested and charged for what he did to his dog, but because people were late to send the information to the police, he was able to get away with it scot-free. Literally, unironically, like they were I think was it a year late? They were a year late to the whole fucking thing. So if this got brought up earlier, so what happened is that the leaks happened in 2017. The investigation started in 2018. If the investigation started in 2017, Kira would be arrested. Insane. And it's because like it didn't get the attention it fucking deserved, man. Did you say you were gonna watch the docu? It's money, dude. It's money. I want to pirate it.
Docuseries does a good job at that. Not just with introducing the characters, or I guess interviewees, the furry detectives in this case, who give commentary or context to the storyline as it goes, but also just talking about what the furry fandom is about. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The episode is about 43 minutes in length. I'm assuming the next few episodes, 2, 3, and 4, out of the 4-part docuseries will be about the same length. And it does a good job.
No, the leaks came out anonymously from the Zoodonym. The Zoodonym account, they came out anonymously. No, it was not by Kiro. But Kiro denied it for the longest time.
Covering, I feel like, as summarized as you can get, a version of what happened with Kiro and I guess his whole, no matter how good...
His whole what? I'm sorry. His whole what? What was that?
Job pretty much covering, I feel like, as summarized as you can get, a version of what happened with Kiro and I guess his whole, no matter...
That's really, that's how you describe what Kiro did, is his whole, his whole, like, quirky little escapades. Really?
How good of a job?
I mean, maybe he's trying to be advertiser friendly because he wants his video to be monetized and he wants to fucking make money off of it, dude. Maybe that's why, but dude, you're talking about the fucking Zoosadis leaks. Why are you banking on getting monetized? Like, and why describe it like that? Why describe it like that? You could have maybe said, if you wanted to be like advertiser friendly, you could have said Kiro's abhorrent actions. But instead it was like a little smirk, his whole like, yeah, his whole little thing, you know? Fuck you, God. People like this suck.
How they do on the docuseries to make it as accurate as possible.
I don't think it feels like he is. It feels like he is. I don't like the way he said it.
Version of what happened with...
I know it's tone policing. I don't care.
Kiro and I guess his whole, no matter...
His whole, his whole, Fuck this guy.
How good of a
Fuck
job
this
they
dude.
do on the docuseries to make it as accurate as possible, it's never going to be perfect because the subject matter is very spotty and very...
Wait. What do you mean? What do you mean? Hold on. I'm gonna keep it ear out for this. What do you mean by not perfect? What do you fucking mean by not perfect? What is he referring to when he says it's not gonna be perfect? Like, hold on. What's the phrasing?
As possible. It's never matter how good of a job they do on the docuseries to make it as accurate as possible. It's never going to be perfect because the subject matter is very spotty and very uncomfortable.
The subject matter is very spotty. What does that mean? If the information is factual, okay, you're already the presentation of the document, right, is already addressed. He says they could present it perfectly, but it's still not going to be perfect because the subject matter. Why the fuck does that? If they're factual, if they're getting the facts straight, and they're presenting it in chronological order, in a way for the audience to understand the information. What the fuck? What's the problem?
As is. So I can understand why people were very upset about this docuseries even happening, especially knowing
the people that are upset should feel fucking ashamed of themselves and or their fucking zoophiles.
Subject of the Zoo Sadist leaks ended up happening in like September of 2018. So it's been 7 years since
No, it was in 2017.
The Zoo Sadist leaks.
It was in 2018? I thought it was 2017. Okay, I guess I could be wrong.
Ended up happening in like
I could have fucking sworn it was 2017.
September of 2018. So it's been 7 years since this happened. The fandom has grown past it to some extent. And
because when was Menaker's videos? Were they really 2018? I could have sworn, because every time I heard this this event get referred to, right? I don't know. I remember it. It's been so fucking long, man. I can't remember. I remember being 16 and hearing about this shit. But it wouldn't be 2018 if I was... There's no way. There's literally... It's impossible. I'm so fucking...
And so bringing it up in the context of highlighting what happened is going to obviously bring up some concern, which I already talked about this in my previous video, kind of highlighting the angst and worry that some people have with it, but also trying to clarify that I don't think that's the approach that they're taking with this. They're not trying to paint the furry fandom in a bad light. They're not trying to use it as a gotcha moment for the sake of views and good ratings from the directing or documentarian standpoint.
No, but that's what the implication of your fucking tweet was. You literally said, wow, AMC is really running out of ideas.
If anything, if you want to be a good documentarian, you want to do a good job at talking about stuff that happened with it, like being accurate, I'd feel like.
No way, dude. Why does it sound like he's saying that they got information wrong? I mean, to be fair, maybe they did. Maybe they did get... I didn't see it. Maybe they did get factual information wrong, and I hope he fucking brings that up. But I highly doubt this highly documented fucking instance. I don't know how you could... I mean, I suppose they could. Let's... You know... Let me hear it. Let me hear it out.
Do a good job at talking about stuff that happened with it, like being accurate, I'd feel like. But I pretty much went into this episode, or the docuseries as a whole, with the expectation that, yeah, it could be really bad, it could be like a CSI furry episode, but it also has the potential to highlight things in a very constructive manner, to help a general audience who aren't furries to see what the furry fandom is about, to understand that there are bad apples in the community, and how the community really handles, or at least tries to hold those bad actors accountable. It's no different than any other niche community out there, or at least I hope, you know, with people trying to at least weed out the bad people in it. I'm sure plenty of the unanswered questions that I have, more specifically with regards to the interviewees and what their affiliation is with regards to this case and the Zoo Sadist leaks.
Holy fuck, get to the fucking point.
And bringing light to it and fighting for the furry fandom. I'm sure we'll learn more about them and what they have to do with that in future episodes. But it's one of those where I didn't hate it. It wasn't a super entertaining thing. It didn't give any more information that I didn't already know from the...
It wasn't super... Well, I mean, it has to do with people fucking animals to death. So yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know how, like, entertaining that could be unless you're looking at it from, like, a macabre or sort of, like... Isn't that fucked up kind of perspective?
Previous YouTube videos that I'd seen covering the subject. But we'll see what happens in episode 2. I still want to have an open mind with regards to this, and I think going into it with an open mind for episode 2, 3, and 4, and then giving my overall conclusion at the end of it will be better than me writing off the series right now. Again, I went into this with hoping for the best, expecting the worst, and I was a little surprised with it being not as bad, but also questionable in if it was good or not. But again, this is just my review and feelings on the series.
It's just... We're 5 minutes in, and I don't know what your criticism is. Please, get to the fucking point.
Overall, I implore you to give it a watch on your own end if you have the capability of doing so. I mean, when I signed up for AMC Plus, I groaned a little bit. I'm gonna dish out the $10 just to watch this, and oh wait, I already know a lot of what happened because I've seen all the YouTube videos that cover it. In my opinion, a little bit better, but... Alright, so AMC Plus, The Furry Detectives, Unmasking a Monster. Beneath the colorful world of furries lies a chilling secret. From Oscar winner Alex Gibney's Jigsaw Productions follow a pack of fur avengers who defend their community from...
Wait, what? Does he watch it? On stream? Okay, no, he doesn't.
So the first episode of the docuseries, which is titled Welcome to the Jungle, and the thumbnail is just Hiro sitting right there, and I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna have to listen to him speak. Great. But I mean, that was kind of expected.
Okay, good, okay. It sounded like, dude, for a minute, I don't know, his phrasing sounded so fucking weird. It sounded like he was like downplaying what the fuck Kara was doing, and I'm like, dude, you suck.
Going into this, especially with the first episode being a focus on Hiro. I don't know if this is how the rest of the episodes are going to go, per se, but from what I gathered, at least with the first episode being a focus on Hiro the Wolf and his affiliation, whether it's name or actual guilt, towards the Zoo Sadist Circle, it seems like each episode is going to focus on individual characters in that league. Because in that little pretty noir-style opening, there's like different names of people that are like interviewed or talked about or talked to in the docuseries, and the first one being Hiro, second one being Snake Thing, the third one being Elite Knight, and the fourth one being Monster. So I'm assuming since those 4 are there, and it's 4 episodes, each episode is going to focus on the...
Fourth one is Monster. Fuck. They should also talk about Tim Wynn. Tim Wynn is demented as fuck, dude, and I think he's still around.
those individuals. And I'll admit, some of the clips and whatnot, or jokes that are used throughout, are a little cringy. I mean, that's just natural for furries to be cringy. But I think they are just meant to be tongue-in-cheek at the end of the day. Like, for example, when, like, I guess Dog Patch Press came up, like, they showed, I guess, a video of him with, like, a dog bowl and eating, and his first in a dog bowl, and I guess a rabbit or bunny with them eating carrots. And, you know, someone would look at that and be like, oh, see, furries do eat dog food and animal food. But like, I feel like that was just more for, like, a funny, cringy bit for the sake of it. And I guess that's what adds to it. You know, with the whole episode and series being super serious and very dark and foreboding, it's nice to have things start out on a very lighthearted, positive note. And the episode has no absence of that in the first, like, 10 to 15 minutes, where they pretty much highlight what the furry fandom is about and how someone could even remotely become interested in becoming a furry. Like, it tells the story of Dog Patch Press and how he started as a kid being bullied as, like, a paper boy, and then eventually later in life in San Diego, I think it was San Diego, he was, like, going around trying to find, like, meaning, you know, he didn't have a partner, he didn't get many hugs, and then he came across this bar that had, like, this furry event there, and then there were these fursuiters, and this is one fursuiter in particular that he really likes and decides to come back. And I think that story really sets a precedent for how some people can become furries. And I think that's very important to tell, not just in the sense that furries were bullied or they came from a point where they didn't have any meaning, but it's in the sense of everyone's just looking for a place to be welcome, like a sense of community no matter where they go. And the furry fandom ends up being that for some people, or in this case, a lot of people. It's a very big, growing, evolving community, even for me, you know, and I didn't really find any meaning, even being in a fraternity, you know, I didn't feel like I belonged. I found the furry fandom and I joined that and I was embraced and loved.
Wait, in a fraternity?
And cared about. Not to say that I wasn't my fraternity, but it's more of the point of I had found something that really resonated with me. And I think that story of how people find the furry fandom and join it is important in understanding what it's about, like the deep meaning of not just having an innate interest in animal characters or animals in general, but how just the sense of community kind of helps people want to be a part of it, how open and welcoming it is. I know that's a double-edged sword in and of itself, and we talked about that before, but I think having that as like the first bit that you hear about.
Dude, my biggest fucking problem with the fandom is that people are too accepting, right? And it's like he mentioned, it's a double-edged sword. People are way too fucking accepting of certain individuals. I think people that are into cub shit and people that are into feral shit should be kicked the fuck out. They should be ostracized. You should be fucking ostracized. Red fucking flags galore. And people, and it's especially those types of fucking people that really like just, you should not even want to be around them. They're just so freakish and like fucking like, it's like that fucking meme. It's like the Dexter meme. It's like when you know a guy's a pedophile but you can't prove it. Yeah, it's like because he's into cum and shit. And it's like, dude, I don't know, but shit like that is just normalized and it's accepted among the wider furry community. And it's just like no. And it's like people don't want to say anything about it because the fandom hates confrontation. They hate it. They hate confrontations. They hate it. They hate causing drama. They hate well, it really depends on the furry, really, if they like causing drama or not. Some of them are drama queens. But I feel like the fandom at large though, they don't want to like call out other people's like behavior, right? Because I don't know, maybe they feel like it's hypocritical. It's like, well, I'm a furry. It's like, okay, well, furries are significantly more socially acceptable than people who jerk off to baby furries, right? Like the baby furries jerking off to baby furries is probably worse, right? You know,
furries in that episode, or at least in this
or feral,
he's honestly
probably
such
worse,
a
right? You're probably normalizing like real life fucking demented behaviors. It feels like when people make cub porn, they're trying to sexualize real life children and get away with it, or baby animals and get away with it, like real life shit. Or like people who sexualize feral stuff are doing it to try and get away with normalizing real fucking behaviors, real life behaviors.
Now, the one thing that I'm a little confused about going into this is I don't know what the affiliation is between all of the characters or interviewees in this episode for like the four that I stated and what they have to do with these Zoo Sadist leaks. At least bring it to light as a member.
Okay, so his problems with it is like structure, I suppose. Okay.
The furry community. Now, keep in mind, it's only episode 1, and from what I gathered, like the one that had a lot of contributions to the case with regards to Hero was Connor Goodwolf. And so with that in mind, I'd like to think that in the future episodes, with I guess the subject being other characters in the leaks, the other two, mainly R and Nayo Kami, will have a lot more input or things to say or mention with regards to the case. Now, it's not to say that their input or I guess commentary on it isn't important. I think about it this way: I'd rather have like furries who had lived through or experienced the Zoo Sadist leaks of September 2018, who were theirs.
I was a non-fur. I was an anti-fur when the Zoo Sadist leaks came out, and I became so Hitler-esque to the fandom. I'm like, these fucking people need to burn. I was like fucking like 16. I could have sworn I was 16 years old when this shit happened, because it happened in 2017.
Seeing the furry fandom implode to some extent, and the devastation.
This is gonna bother me. Hold on, I need to double check.
that came with it, with people trying to figure out what was going on. I'd like to hear some commentary from furries rather than like a nameless, deep-voiced individual who has no affiliation to furries at all. Again, the only person that I really know of in this is Dogpatch Press, which Dogpatch Press, I don't think much introduction needs to be given for them. They do a lot of furry news, or I guess furry-related written articles. I don't really read their stuff and don't truthfully know that much about them. I just heard their name and I'm like, oh, that's Dogpatch Press. I just don't really know them, but I know of them. As for the anonymous
I know of them too. I've heard about them.
individual known as R, really don't know much about them. Same with Naya Okami. However, they do give a little tidbit about how they were featured in a viral video where they had said, on all levels except physical, I am a wolf.
Oh, this fucking guy.
Oh, that's so cool. I forgot about that clip too. That was, I think I saw that reference in like a Leafy is Here video back in like 2015,
That makes you
2016 or
furry.
something. And I guess they're here as a representation of the Therian community, which I know has a lot of overlap with furries. As much as Therians aren't just furries, furries aren't just Therians. Like there's overlap of their two separate like communities and ideologies and beliefs. It's actually really neat to see that, you know, they have some relevance from that. And then the final individual that is brought up who actually has a lot more to say and contribute with this episode specifically is Connor Goodwolf. They are the cybersecurity expert that, from what they had said in the docuseries, ended up gathering the key information linking Kiro to the Zeus Sadist leaks and ended up doxing him. Cybersecurity furry checks out part of the course, you know? Another point to keep in mind about this is that this is meant for general audiences. It's not meant for any sort of furry audience. Granted, furries watching this probably
Hold on, complete Medicare archive. When was this uploaded? Because I know Medicare's videos were coming out in real time. September 21st, 2018. That's when this video was uploaded. I could have fucking sworn this happened earlier. Shit.
would have a lot more context to what is being talked about, or maybe some more tidbits of info about it than any
There's
non-furry
no
viewer.
date.
But the assumption is that whoever's watching this probably barely knows about what furries are, or at least has heard of them, might know what they are or seen them, and is watching this, you know, for the curiosity of like the crime documentary. And I think genuinely telling it from that perspective is pretty good because it helps people get a picture of what the fandom is about versus, okay, here's the actual subject matter of the series that has nothing to do with furries, but furries did genuinely work towards outing the bad actors in the community, especially with the subject matter of this series being a Zeus Sadist leak. It really puts in perspective.
Also, give them their fucking flowers. Kiwi farmers also helped too.
How furries are a lot more than just whatever this subject is. And I like how it really genuinely brings that up. It talks about how the furry fandom is a welcoming community and that it's filled with genuinely good people. And it just shows a really good collage of like fursuiters at conventions. And at some point the subject matter of popufurs or popular furries, known furries in the community comes up. And oh hey, there I am, along with many other furry YouTubers. Now despite you
I suppose it did happen in 2018. Okay. I could have sworn 2017, whatever.
assuming that I'm thinking, wow, I'm in a docu-series. That's really cool. I hate to burst your guys' bubble, but the picture that is featured of my video, the Are You a Furry video, doesn't exist, or the analytics were fabricated. The video
Oh, they did shit like that? Dude, why? That's stupid.
known as Are You a Furry, I uploaded on August, I believe, 7th or 8th of 2020, in the middle of lockdown in the pandemic. It's the one with Saberspark and Odd Ones Out and Pimations in the thumbnail, and it pretty much talks about, like, why aren't you a furry? Why aren't people furries that are associated with the community? It was a pretty big and really hefty video that I did at the time. However, the video that is featured there, and I'm telling you this right now, I did not change the title. The original video has all caps, Are You a Furry? Question mark. In the example that they use in the docuseries, it doesn't. The view count for it being 3 months ago, of course, it depends on when the video was captured, it did not have 160,000 views. And at the time of them taking the screenshot of it being 3 months ago, I both did not have 320,000 subscribers, and the icon that
I mean, it's dumb. I don't know why they would do that, but it's just like, okay, who fucking cares, dude?
had was not the one that my friend drew for me. He did that lovely little badge or
The video is there to like prove like a point or something, or be like filler. It's filler, okay?
icon for me, and I ended up having it for my channel, I believe, earlier in
It's not like you were like a main point in the fucking series.
2025, so I think that's when they took the screenshot of that video. But regardless of whether or not the video was fabricated, the analytics were as well. And supposedly, from what I had seen online, some of those videos featured from other furry YouTubers just didn't exist. Also, for the record, I was not asked if my channel or icon or anything could be used in this docuseries. Which, at the end of the day, I'm sure there's some reason for why that is allowed. I don't know if it's worth pursuing or not, if there is anything to pursue. I just think if that is the case there, and this is more so a very specific bit of information that I know about my video.
I mean, to be fair to him, I would be fucking annoyed. I would be annoyed if I was like a massive furry content creator and people just like included my whole fucking shit. Like people included my presence in this video associated with the like I don't know if I would want to be associated with a project like this, right? That's like covering like these nefarious furries. It's like, well, I'm in it, even though I'm not relevant to the fucking story at all. I'm like more like a fucking, I'm like a set piece or some shit. Like, I don't know. That's kind of like fucked. I'd be annoyed,
Some
yeah.
other things in there of like those involved or shown in the docuseries that makes it seem a little bit questionable, spotty, untrustworthy as a
Dog
The
words
thing that I am concerned about is why did the analytics need to be changed? If you are trying to make this an honest documentary, and I know it's docutainment, some things obviously are going to be embellished and made to look nicer, made to
Yeah.
look prettier for the sake of entertainment. A lot.
But at the end of the day, it's filler, and it's filler. Like it's not there to make a huge point, right? It's there to just basically be like, here are these other furry content creators, blah 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 blah. It's like, I don't know. It is weird that you would have to go out of. It would be easier to like grab a screen grab or a screenshot of the actual fucking video itself, right? But they went out of their way to like fabricate it. Like, I don't know. It feels weird.
of sensationalizing with many of the clips that are strewn here and there, like fursuiters looking at their phone in shock and horror, or like the detective fursuiter walking down an alley. Like, yeah, that's for entertainment. I do not see any reason why they would need to change the analytics for a video of mine.
It's weird. It's a little weird, but I don't. It's not a big thing.
That they were trying to showcase popufurs or known members of the community. Also, apparently, some people who had been filmed during a Pride event in fursuit didn't consent or give permission for the footage to be used in the docuseries, but it was used regardless. Which again is a whole other thing entirely.
Well, probably. I would imagine it was probably in a one-party consent state, so.
I'm not worried about, me being used in the docuseries. I'm more so wondering, I know it's a small and somewhat meaningless portion, like it's just changing the analytics. It really doesn't change at the end of the day, but it's more of the principle of it for me. Like, why did that need to be changed or manipulated in a sense? What was that supposed to achieve at the end of the day? And that leads me to question, what else was changed or modified from what was truly shown or supposed to be shown? We may disagree on things, but I'm sure you can agree that there are some things that even enemies can meet on. Animal abuse, rape, torture, and murder. Check the logs. You'll find more. Wow. The first 15 minutes or so of the episode is pretty much highlighting the furry community in a good sense, like what the fandom is about. And then eventually it cuts into the bad part of it, with talking about some trends that kind of came and went of like the Tony Tiger Gate with furries thirsting over Tony the Tiger. There's also mentioning about like the rise of...
Really? They went into that? I don't know. That feels like so inconsequential when compared to fucking puppies to death. Jesus Christ.
Right, I guess, ideology and how Nazi furries became a thing and how Dogpatch Press ended up covering the whole thing, and that's what shot him into popularity. And then eventually things switched into the Zoo Sadist leaks, where Dogpatch Press was tagged in some sort of archive link to, I guess, download this Telegram channel worth of information, which showed a Zoo Sadist circle. And eventually all the information was leaked and put out there and made public, and one of the names that many people recognized was Kiro, at the time a very, very popular furry YouTuber back in like 2018 or so. They go on to talk about how the files and leaks that were found were disturbing beyond belief, obviously censoring things, but sometimes showing the chat logs back and forth, mainly between Kiro and whoever they were interacting with, or at least Kiro's name on Telegram and who they were interacting with in the chat. And eventually it shows pretty much just the uproar that had happened in the community with everyone being up in arms and upset, especially at Kiro for having associations, or at least by name associations.
It did not feel that way. Or maybe I had my perspective skewed. I mean, like, I definitely hated furries at the time. But from my point of view, it did not look like people cared. It looked like people were like focused on like sweeping it up and shit. But I could be wrong.
To these Zoo Sadist leaks. I really like some of the quotes that are used with regards to the subject matter and furries specifically. Like Naya said, there are bad furries, but furries aren't bad. And there was another quote that Dogpatch Press said of like, there's a fringe of animal abusers that see the furry subculture as a convenient shield for their disgusting behavior. That's a little bit of a modified quote from my notes, I think. But I do like that because the furry fandom is welcoming. They use that as a convenient shield for their shitty, abhorrent actions. And that just kind of shows the perspective that the bad actors are not represented in the community. If anything, the actions of the community towards those bad actors should be.
Well, it's just stating the obvious. I mean, here's the thing: people are gonna hate furries anyways. It doesn't matter what we do. It literally doesn't matter what we do. People are gonna find one way or another to justify why they fucking hate us and shit like that. But ultimately, like, at the end of the day, like, it's just common sense. It's like you can't take this one incident of a handful of disgusting freaks and apply that to the mass whole of the entire fucking fandom, considering its wide appeal to many different groups of fucking people, right? Like, yeah.
Be more representative of it. I think that's a very important takeaway to not just this episode, but subject matters like
Ease
this
the
with regards to
blow.
furries. If anything, the actions of the community towards
Ease the blow because, whoring out your dog to strangers in your basement.
those bad actors should be more representative of it. I think that's a very important takeaway to not just this episode, but subject matters like this with regards to furries. Now, about halfway into the episode, Kiro ends up coming in for an interview to give his side of things on what actually ended up happening when the leaks came to light. He was confused why his name was involved.
Please show a clip. Just give me a crumb. Give me a crumb of what that looks like. Where he gets confronted with the actual hard evidence that he did that shit to his fucking dog. Please. I will subscribe to him if he does this. I will subscribe to him. I won't watch his videos, but I will subscribe to him if he
The Telegram logs and the Kiro the Wolf there was not the same as his Kiro the Wolf name on Telegram, with the main evidence of it being that I guess he was hacked from Iran, or at least his Telegram account was hacked from Iran. It doesn't fully obviously exonerate him of all this, but it's pretty much where he was trying to claim his innocence.
It was completely faked.
Through how he was either hacked or his name was photoshopped or manipulated ever so slightly to make it look like the person in the logs was Kiro the Wolf. He also goes on to talk about his story with joining the fandom. And then eventually there's an interview with Kiro's friend Ashley Zoe Fox, who I guess was trying to help prove Kiro's innocence, and ended up doing like an interview with him on YouTube. And the first thing, it's just so fucking weird and funny to me, man. The first thing that they end up doing is like, so Kiro, did you do it? Are you this awful zoophile zoo sadist? And then Kiro's like, no, I'm not. And they're like, well, you heard it here, folks. And it's pretty much like, oh, my friend would never lie to me. It's like, yeah, sure, dude. I mean, yeah, we lived off of hopes and dreams, and dude, trust me so far. Why stop now? Which is like so funny to me. I'm like, you heard it here, folks. After that, there was another point where I guess people were drawing comparisons between someone in the video from the leaks, which obviously disturbing material in that. One of the individuals looked very similar to Kiro, and Kiro had to do a whole thing where he got like half naked for the camera to show that the person in the video was not him, and that was
no lie, bullshit.
I guess used as like the main saving grace to prove his innocence from being a part of the Zoo Sadist leaks, and many people hopped on this of saying that Kiro was innocent just from this basis. But again, that was one thing out of the rest of it, because eventually it covers.
Okay. So he's saying that was a point in the drama. Okay.
The subject matter of Kiro's dog Coda, which was the big question. What went on with that? Because supposedly Kiro had.
It like I kind of wish he did look into it a little bit to like, because it's so fucking important to bring up. Like, no, it was him in that video. It's the same fucking clothes, and while you can't see the full face of the person involved, you can see the lack of facial hair. And it just so happened that around the similar time of that video being recorded, in November of 2014, the same time Kiro just happened. Now, at every other point in time, Kiro had a beard or some kind of facial hair, yet he was clean shaven in November of 2014. Wow, crazy. Similar dog, similar basement, similar clothing, similar facial hair, or lack of. Wow. I don't know, guys. Doesn't seem conclusive to me. No, it was him.
Said that his family nor he had a dog at the time. And with the whole thing with that, there was some user known as Dogman2 who had some very similar postings to what
So wait, no, come on. No, please tell me the doc actually proves that it was him.
Kiro had ended up posting throughout the years, specifically with some photos very similarly featuring a dog that Kiro posted about on his social medias. Basically what they do is the whole detective work of like analyzing some of the videos and the photos of the dog in the forum post from Dogman2 to what Kiro was posting about his dog and on social medias, and how pretty much the dogs in both pictures and videos were the same up to their teeth pattern and jaw structure. So yeah, and also not long before this, Connor Goodwolf was properly introduced, being the cybersecurity expert, and how his line of work was to out predators and awful abhorrent people in the community through their experience in cybersecurity, and how they were on the case for Kiro, and according to the docuseries found a lot of the stuff about Kiro's dog and the similarities between the Dogman2 individual and Kiro. Also, one very specific funny part happened during the interview where Kiro was asked if he had a dog or his family had a dog, and he just blatantly says no, and there's like a long pause of like awkward silence where he's like drinking water, and then immediately cuts to him tweeting about his dog passing away. Which just absolute cinema. But in all seriousness, that whole bit was so funny where it's just like, you know, it's just a blatant lie based on like the tweet that was put out. Oh, it's just so funny there. But
I need to watch this I need to watch this. Not
long after that, Connor Goodwolf said that he doxed Kiro, gave out the information about where he lived, and then ended up, I guess, reporting a lot of this info to the local police, or I guess someone who had the
But
information.
he was late. He was like, they were a fucking, like, I thought they were a year late. Okay, so apparently they weren't. Which, that makes it better. Like, okay, at least people jumped on it immediately and sent the information to the fucking police, right? But it feels, God, they were just... If that leak was posted a year earlier, man. If that leak was posted a year earlier, bro, like... Oh.
And then a proper investigation was created through the police department, which eventually got a search warrant to confiscate Kiro's electronics from his home.
Okay,
This story follows one of the, I guess, sergeants associated with the case. Maybe it's not necessarily clear if he was, or maybe he was on the force when this happened. He goes by Police Officer Sergeant Paul Bosley, I think. But he pretty much talks about the process of what went down when the case ended up becoming a police investigation, when a police report was actually made, and they were asked to forward any information and all the data and whatnot they had. I don't know directly if he was involved in the case, but from his commentary, it seemed like he had some knowledge about what was happening when it all went down 7 years ago. But eventually a search warrant happened where Kiro's electronics were confiscated. Eventually, I guess they came across a hard drive that was very heavily encrypted from his computer tower, so it went from FBI to Homeland Security, and even after all the process of them trying to decrypt all the information on it, they could not do it. And so
So Kiro lied. Shocker. Isn't that shocking? Kiro lied in his fucking video. They weren't able to crack the encrypted fucking shit because he was using an external fucking software, or external software. All software is external, right? Or no, some does come with the fucking computer. But either way, he installed an external program that encrypted his videos, and he never gave the fucking password. And he's still sitting there claiming he's innocent. It's like, I gave all my electronics. Okay, why did you have encrypted video files on your shit? Well, that's videos from conventions. Yeah, that's believable.
So they hit a wall in the investigation and cut it closed. There was no arrest made towards Kiro, and it was pretty much over and done with after that. And I love how the big suspenseful point when you're like the end of—
And they couldn't arrest him too. God, they couldn't arrest him too. They couldn't fucking arrest him because there was no, like, they can only arrest if they have at least suspicion that a crime was caused, but they can only hold him for so fucking long. It ultimately didn't matter. They had to let him walk. Fuck. God, that sucks.
This episode came down to a single hard drive that they just couldn't get into, all because it was encrypted. But no arrest was made.
So bullshit, dude. So fucking bullshit.
Everything was given back. It was all luck of the draw. That was pretty much what was highlighted from the sergeant, that you just could only do so much. And it was a very big point to keep in mind with regards to this investigation case, that, you know, law enforcement has like procedures to go through this stuff. And even then, they can only do so much. They don't have like the super equipment to get into everything.
Yeah.
They just did the best they could with looking for it, and they weren't able to find anything.
Oh my God, it makes me so fucking angry, dude. Slimy, fucking disgusting freak. God. Of course he had his fucking shit encrypted. Dude, the way he was wording it in his response video, it's like, I gave my shit over, and like, I gave it, and they looked through it, and they didn't see anything. It's like, and then he briefly mentions the encryption, but it's like, he said, even if they, God, no, he did. He said, even if they could crack it, and like, that was like, sort of like passively said. It's like, Okay, why did you give the fucking password then?
So they just gave it all back, and they're like, that's it. They also mentioned how doing the name and shame game on social media, too, can allow any perpetrators of any sensitive information to become aware of that people know about it, and then delete the information, and then that ends up, I guess, jeopardizing any sense of being able to enforce justice. Or in this case, valuable information could have been hidden because the information was put out and made public for the shame game. But after this case ended up closing and them, I guess, not finding anything from the forensic search, Hero used this as leverage for a point to prove his innocence, which again, there was so much more on top of that to go through other than just that. And I guess that kind of fast forwards to around like 2021 or so, and that whole shit show happened. It's just like one of those things where I learned the hard way about giving certain people attention, no matter what. Like negative attention, at the end of the day, there was a whole bit where when Hero had tried coming back, I think this was a little bit after the COVID lockdown. I think this was in like 2021. He had tried coming back and done a video proving his innocence where he said, oh, I was investigated by the police, they took my stuff and they didn't find anything and they didn't arrest me, so I'm innocent. When he tried coming back, I was like, no, we're fucking not doing this. And out of real rage for him coming back, because I was just not dealing with this again, I made a ranting video
Okay. You know what? I gave this guy too much shit. If I don't know, because the wording, in my defense, the wording sounded really fucking stupid at the start. The wording sounded really fucking dumb. But, okay.
Much just like dunking on whatever his video was at the time, claiming his innocence. In my best judgment, I didn't end up releasing said video because I thought, you know what? He's just gonna get attention from this. People already know what they know about it.
Wait, you didn't? Why? No, call him out on his shit every fucking time. Spread the word. Kiro the Wolf raped his dog repeatedly, prostituted his dog repeatedly, and is a disgusting freak piece of shit and he should not be given. Now, here's the thing. I understand, not wanting to give him attention, but Kiro doesn't like the negative attention. He doesn't like it. He's not one of those attention freaks. He's not like Rose Malay. He doesn't like the negative attention, right? If he did, you would be able to see negative comments on his fucking videos, but you can't because he polices it, right? So... no, I think you should call it out every fucking time, lest you risk someone who doesn't know the situation going to his account, or stumbling across his account and being like, wow, this person's so cool and wholesome. I'm going to subscribe and like their content, right? Not realizing that they're a fucking piece of shit. He should be called out every fucking time he opens up his mouth, basically.
Let them come to their conclusion. They don't need me to hold their hand. And also, to the extent of everything that happened, the best thing that can be done is not give them attention. Despite all of that,
10
despite
times
not
in
even
30
releasing the video,
seconds?
he ended up quote retweeting one of his
It's called commentary, bro.
posts saying like, oh, thank you, Majira and Beta, for giving me the platform and attention for my comeback. And pretty much phrased it in a way where, despite me being very adamantly
Oh, he
against
did upload the video.
and
Okay.
everything he stood by, he still framed it in a way where I was giving him attention and giving him a platform. And that, to me, made me realize that he is the type of person that will feed off of any little bit of attention he can, because he knows he's not going to get what he had back. So rage bait all the fuck you want. That's all that's going to happen. So that's why, for me, going into this, thinking back from that and seeing him being interviewed, I'm just like, this is...
Well, I think everyone should just say Joshua Hoffman raped his dog. I think everybody should just say that. I think the name Joshua Hoffman should always be associated with dog rape and animal abuse. And fuck it, even throw in child abuse, because Kira was hanging around fucking pedophiles too, like openly, and is probably also a pedophile too, considering his predilection to fucking cub. Okay, like nope, his name should be fucking tarnished.
That's exactly what he
Torn
wants. Like, even
asunder.
if he's wrong, even if he's just blatantly lying to the camera, he just wants this. That's it. There's no needing to clear names or anything because there's been no basis to clear half of the fucking accusations in like 2-hour-long YouTube videos worth of information about this shit. Like, fuck. Like, and as you can tell, I'm absolutely thrilled to be talking about this. And I want to. I think this is important, but God, it's like a cockroach, man. But the episode pretty much wraps up with saying that Hero was only just the tip of the iceberg. And there's so many more in the zoo.
I don't know why he would tweet this out, though. I don't know why the beta guy, I don't know why you would tweet out your tweet initially when the doc was announced. Like, why would you tweet out, well, it looks like they ran out of ideas? It's like, why would you tweet that out? Wouldn't you? And it sounds like you're happy to talk about this, but it didn't sound like you were happy in your first initial fucking tweet about it. Like, I don't know.
Status circle who are just as monstrous and evil for their actions and behaviors that have not been accounted for, that have not been held accountable, that eventually they'll probably be getting into in the future episodes of the docuseries. Which, yeah, the episode pretty much ends on a somber note, but the lesson that Hero is only just the tip of the iceberg in this investigation, in this case, and that there are so many...
Kiro is the least worst. I will say that. And it's not much credit. He's still a piece of shit. And honestly, like, if we lived in a just universe, he would have been fucking gone a long time ago. But he is the least worst. Like, Snake Thing did horrific shit. Like, yeah, no. Kiro was the least worst, even though he was a repeated fucking dog rapist. He was a habitual dog rapist and pedophile. Like,
other names and individuals in the zoo file ring, more than we could ever imagine, that will probably be gone over in future episodes. And that's pretty much how the episode ends. And credits roll, and then now we're on to episode 2, whenever I decide to watch that. All right. That's the first episode. I think it's pretty good, all things considered. So overall, what are my thoughts on it? Well, it's spotty at a couple of points. I really do have concerns about them changing the analytics on my video that was
Initial reaction, to be fair, at least it didn't double down. Yeah, true.
shown, and also hearing that a couple of other people did not consent to having their fursuit footage or their fursuit photo.
Don't, at this point, dude, who the fuck is gonna like, listen, all right? Furries don't know how to make unique character designs. If your fucking shit shows up, nobody's gonna recognize it. Nobody's gonna be like, wow, you're that person. Like, everyone's fucking Sona looks the fucking same, okay? Nobody knows how to make a fucking unique character or Sona a character, okay? Nobody has any sense or idea of fucking character design, all right? You'll be fucking fine, dude.
Those are videos thrown in the video or the docuseries. I get that might be a whole complicated thing, but at the end of the day, what you want to do when you're making a docuseries or any series about furries and you're not a furry is you want to have the trust of the community. And I'm gonna be honest, based on what I've seen and heard and even watched from the series and episode, I don't know how much I can fully trust them. It's not to say that the trust is gone or that this is like a CSI furry episode all over again. I think this is the opposite of it. Like, everything was done quite constructively with what was talked about. It very much set the precedent that furries are a lot more and way separate from all the shit that was being talked about with the Zoo Sadist leaks. They put into perspective that furries were the ones to take the lead with this and really try to hold the bad actors accountable.
I don't like that phrasing though, because there were other parties involved in investigating this shit and outing these fucking people. Kiwi Farms, again, Kiwi Farms, and Kiwi Farms is never gonna get the fucking grace that they fucking deserve for this situation specifically, right? Like, obviously, I think there's a lot of freaks on the farms, but you can't say that everyone on Kiwi Farms is a terrible person. You can't. Because anybody can have a Kiwi Farm account and contribute to any thread that they fucking want in any way that they want, right? So I don't like it how it feels like you can't congratulate people who are Kiwi farmers, right? Because those people also, I'm pretty sure they were the ones. It wasn't furries. It was Kiwi farmers. They were the one that found this Brazilian zoophile who was inside the leaks, and they traced him because of a fucking picture he had posted, I think, in the chat room, in the chat logs, where he visited a diner, and they tracked it from the tablecloth being used. They found the table, they compared pictures of diners in Brazil and found the specific diner that he was at and fucking found his identity and shit like that. Through the fucking tablecloth. Like, dude, it's fucking crazy. It's insane, the lengths that they fucking went to. But they deserve credit. They 100% deserve credit.
Obviously, I don't know the realistic truth of it, but that's a story, at least from my perspective, of what's being told through the docuseries. I don't think it's bad. I'm definitely going to watch episode 2 and 3 and 4, and hopefully some more unknowns from questions that I have will be answered. It's just one of those things where you're just reminded that, oh, this didn't have a good ending. And obviously the subject matter isn't going to be perfectly covered. But I will say, it wasn't the worst thing, and it could have been so much worse. I'm just glad it was done in a constructive manner. More than anything, I'm just glad that this subject matter was discussed as delicately as it could have been. But
okay, it seems like a fair video. All right, you know, I mean, more or less same shit. Okay. Zam. I mean, initial reaction. Oh, okay, I already read that. Bruh. All right, time for me to drink. Wait, I'm actually curious. When was the last Ponder Sprocket? 10 days ago. 10 days ago. I'm sorry. When was Akumu's recent thing? 3 weeks ago. Oh wait, no, not 3 weeks ago. Hold on. His archive. 7 days ago. Been real fucking quiet, Ponder. Been real fucking quiet since this fucking video. By the way, this video is fucking insane. Crazy. I don't know. Again, like I said, every day that Ponder goes fucking silent about her involvement with so many of these fucking situations and saying psychotic fucking shit in her older videos. Like, dude, she needs to fucking respond. She has to you can't ignore this. You can't ignore this. I mean, well, you can. It's just like, I think people should talk about how you were involved in a lot of this sussy shit, especially with Doodle Tones and George Raccoon, and like, you still haven't said anything about it. You still haven't said fucking anything about it publicly. I think people should call attention to that, and until you respond. So, I drink.